We are now the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, and we're heading into our first full year with the #1 overall pick in this NFL draft. That means we can pick the most prolific player in Travis Hunter, or we could give ourselves a quarterback to start fresh in this franchise with Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders, or we can draft an offensive superstar in Luther Burden to beef up our passing game. But one thing is for certain, in this franchise, we're using mods for the most customization that we've ever seen and the hardest franchise that we've ever played. So make sure to like and subscribe because we're starting this one in the offseason. But before we start at the offseason, at the next season, trying to build up this roster, we have to see where this season all finished up. And it's the Atlanta Falcons whipping out 6 straight wins to end this season, and the Pittsburgh Steelers barely squeaking in. You see they lost the division to the Baltimore Ravens, but defense wins championship games. They held the Houston Texans to 3 points, Bills to 21, Chargers to 14. Stats matter, mods matter, and this is going to be a very exciting offseason. But it did look like the Steelers won the Super Bowl, and it was a better rebuild than our Steelers franchise, I guess, because TJ Watt finishing with 3 sacks is insane in the Super Bowl, and it was Kirk Cousins there not getting it done. But mock drafts are here, and that's what we're starting this year, as we have the first overall pick in the draft, Mykel Williams. That's what it has us taking. Looking at it right now, Shedeur Sanders and the New York Giants. A couple wins for them right at the end. Really set us apart. Really tanked the rebuild there for them. But Mykel Williams, is he a first-round talent for us? Or do we have to go somewhere different? My biggest thing as we go over to the modded matting tool is we need a lot of positions, right? We need a corner. We need quarterback. We need edge rusher. Maybe corner's not our biggest, but we do have Travis Hunter there at #1. That would be insane. Or do we go quarterback? When we look at the stats from this season, Will Levis, 19 touchdowns, 23 interceptions. But if you remember, this season is tough, right? The mods that make this game so hard came into play. We threw 9 interceptions in a 2-game stretch. Get rid of that. Maybe there's a difference there. Maybe it's Will Levis that we ride with. But as we do get to a point here in this week, we have to run the stats matter tool. So that's going to affect some of our players here. Rating edits, especially for older players, to keep them running here. See if they regress or they didn't regress. And looking at here, Kevin Byard, looking at him jumping up to a 91 overall. That is insane. But we're the Titans. We need to see what happened, as it looks like the biggest one is going to be Nick Chubb from a 90 down to an 80. Oh my goodness. Baker Mayfield going down to a 74. But this is what we're looking at. Tony Pollard regressing from an 87 down to a 79. Harold Landry, though, going up to an 83. Nick Folk down to a 72. So that changes how we're going to rebuild this team like crazy. I thought maybe we had another year with Tony Pollard. This is going to be interesting. But the next tool set to run is the cap tool. This actually goes through, really understands players' contracts, knows who needs to be cut here. Like Javon Hargrave here, freeing up $17 million there. This is going to make free agency just a whole lot better here. Josh Allen, though, did get restructured. Von Miller and Ed Oliver, all of them restructured. Josh Franklin Meyer did get released to save $8 million for them heading into free agency. But for us, it did affect things a little bit here. Kenneth Murray released, but other than that, not much. I mean, we could be looking at Nicholas Petit free, but we know how bad he played. But now free agency just got a whole lot of excitement to it, as we do have a bunch of new players entering in and some decent overall players as well. But now that this team is ours, there are going to be a couple changes that we are going to make. One of the biggest things right now is getting the coordinators where we need them. First things first here, Dennis Allen. He's going to be coming in as OC. We're going to see how he works there. And then going over, Aaron Ward, he's going to be fired, and we're going to bring in Robert Saleh. Still can't believe the Jets got rid of him, but that is going to change us from a 4-3 or 3-4 team now to a 4-3 look. But we do have 29 players that are set to hit free agency, and this is with 70 guys on the roster, a lot of players at running back, Joshua Kelly and Chestnut. We're going to let both of them hit. I think we can grab guys that are a little bit younger with $82 million to spend. Mason Rudolph at 30. We're going to let him test. If he wants to come back, he can come back. But at receiver here, we're not going to accept the option on Traylon Burks because that would be criminal. But Westbrook Nikine, he's definitely somebody that I could see it coming back. And this is what we're going to go ahead and offer him here. Just a really low offer, 1-year deal. He's going to go ahead and test free agency. But Tyler Boyd being at 76 overall, I don't see it being worth it at age 30. Traylon Burks, Westbrook Nikine doesn't want to come back. He's going to go ahead and test. Kevontae Turpin as well. He's going to be another guy he's going to test. Nick Vanette's also going to be let go. And when it comes to our offensive line, Andrew Repkich did good in relief when needed. But at age 26, we're going to offer him another really low deal, as he is going to go ahead and come back on that. that at least. But at the center position, Daniel Brunskill, really the only center in there. He's also 31 years old. So our offensive line is one of the big pieces that needs a lot of work. Leroy Watson is going to go ahead and walk. Sebastian Joseph Day, we're going to let him test free agency as well. Marlon Davidson in the middle. Another guy, we're going to have to let him hit free agency, but we're going to need to rebuild our team with the 4-3 in mind, and you'll see that here in a second. And like Myjai Sanders, he is going to be somebody I want to bring back. We're going to go ahead and try to sign him just to a 2-year minimum, but he's going to test free agency. But in the middle, because we did let Murray go, Jack Gibbons, we are going to try to bring him back on a 2-year deal to play next, but he's just not interested in signing as well. So a lot of players not wanting to come back, and I guess that's the problem when you do go ahead and have the record that you do. But Quinton Lake is somebody I do want to bring back, and he's going to have to at least sign. He's going to be a backup role. Picked him up off the practice squad. But when it comes to Quandre Diggs being 32, we are going to go ahead and just let him walk here. At punter, Ryan Stonehouse. He's a big name. We need to be able to bring him back. Probably the busiest job on the entire team here. We're going to offer him 3 years and decent money, and that's going to bring him back. So at least we got ourselves a little bit of a win here. But as you can see, some major retirements did hit. Nick Folk for us here did go ahead and retire. Cordero Patterson, Josh Johnson finally no longer going to be bouncing around NFL teams, as it looks like Trent Williams is going to be gone too. The Eagles had a ton of retirements, but this is also some of the tools that I love. The first is going to be match scheme first. This is going to move some of the guys around. No, we're not going to exclude user teams because we need it to work for us, but it's going to be outside backers and right ends. They're all going to be shifted around to ensure that they're in the right position for the scheme and for the new playbook that they are going to be running. So, for example, looking at the Titans, a lot of movement here because we are switching from the 3-4 to the 4-3 with Robert Saleh coming in. Jeffrey Simmons, right end, now moving to defensive tackle. Harold Landry going down the left end. Sebastian Joseph Day, who's not going to be with us anymore. Arden Key moving down. Myjai Sanders, who's not going to be back. Marlon Davidson, not going to be back. Jalen Harrell moving from right end. And so some big moves there. But now we can go ahead and balance rosters as well. This moves left and right, guys, to make sure everybody's in the right position. The only problem with all of it now is if we go to our right ends, our depth chart is depth. We are going to have a lot of players there. But then looking at it, we're not going to have a lot of players at the right and left outside linebacker positions. Middle linebacker is going to have some guys there, but we're going to need to really build up our team around. I mean, Cedric Gray, if he could take a big jump for us at middle linebacker on the inside, the second-year man, or at least heading into his second year, that could be big. Out of North Carolina, did really like Cedric Gray, but Jack Gibbons coming back is going to be huge for us out of Minnesota. Did go undrafted, but at 75 overall was needed. Maybe this is a situation where James Williams comes back down. If you remember, start of the season at middle linebacker, 84 speed wasn't good. End up having to play him at safeties due to injuries to Amani Hooker and the rest of the gang. So, with that being said, can he come back and play maybe outside linebacker for us? We'll see. Still want to maybe make him a pivotal piece of our puzzle here. Say that 3 times fast. But the combine stats have finally revealed themselves as the free agency has officially kicked off. Looking at it here, Cam Ward now ranked higher as the highest actually quarterback in this draft. QBs here, Shedeur Sanders behind him, Jalen Milroe, Carson Beck, Quinn Ewers. An oddball here. Don't know if he's going to return in real life, but now 40-yard dashes. Jalen Milroe at a 4.38 is absolutely insane. That kind of speed is nuts. Bench pressing also put up 21. Jackson Dart, though, quietly having himself a very, very good combine. Looking at the drills, did really good. What's the scouting report on him? Weakness, does not have an elite arm, tends to hurry the ball out when feeling pressured, but this is good here. 40-yard dash is fit. Bench press, not the greatest at 17th, but still overall not bad. Looking at the total bench press, looks like Jalen Milroe did lead the way. Brady Cook, then Jackson Dart overall rank puts him at the number 7 best quarterback in this draft class. It's crazy that Dylan Gabriel, who took Oregon all the way to the college football national championship, still rated so unbelievably low. But in terms of running backs, some good ones here. Le'Veon Moss, very, very fast. Faster than I thought out of Texas A&M. Devin Neal, though, led the way at the running back spot. Looking at overall rank, though, Ashton Jeanty, 16th best, ran a 4.46, 19, and had a very good 3-cone drill. Amari Hampton, though, rose up a lot of draft boards. That was crazy to see. Out of Penn State, don't see Nick Singleton in this draft class, but Ollie Gordon really fell. Thought he was going to be really special at Oklahoma State. Kyle Monagai, Jaden Ott, Trevor Etienne also there. Devin Neal, maybe a little bit of a sleeper. Donovan Edwards, what a fall from grace there. The cover athlete now reduced down to a 6th-round draft pick. But at receiver, Trey Harris, also another Ole Miss guy that I do like. What did he end up running? A 4.53, not good there at all. Isaiah Bond, though, the fastest player in the combine at 4.31. Only question is, what did Travis Hunter run? 4.37, still one of the fastest corners in the draft. And because we really have the chance here to go ahead and do what we want, having the pick that we have in the draft, pick number 1. But free agency is here. And looking at it right now, I was a little bit more excited than I thought coming in. But quarterbacks are available. Like Kyler Murray got cut from the Cardinals. This would be a phenomenal opportunity to pick up a quarterback for us, especially with his abilities. But 14 teams interested, and the expected value at what it's at is nuts. And so we're going to look down the list a little bit. Gardner Minshew could be a good backup we bring in, or we ride with Will Levis. Will Levis sitting at a 73 overall, so it's either Baker Mayfield, Dave Carr, Russell Wilson, or Kyler Murray. At running back, though, I wish there was more for us, but Zach Ertz hitting free agency is nice. I'm just happy at right end. Somebody wants to come in for us, and that's what we're going to be spending probably the most amount of money to start with. Brandon Smith. We're going to throw 3 years his way, maybe a little overpay, but also throwing a lot at Will Hernandez, former New York Giant, then Arizona Cardinal after he did bounce around a little bit. And center, then, is our only big position of need. And this would significantly upgrade our team. If we can get an offensive line that worked. We have Lloyd Cushberry in the middle. And with him actually coming back from injury, I don't think we're going to upgrade. Hopefully, though, we're not going to struggle with injury again. But as we look at the receivers that are available, I wanted to maybe try to grab one of these guys, and it's just not going to be the case. I mean, Rashid Shaheed may be our only option. The only problem is we're going to break the bank to get a guy like him. Traylon Burks, Jaquan Jackson, Calvin Ridley. That's the problem. That is our depth chart right now at receiver. It is not good. Now, Calvin Ridley would be a great wide receiver number 2 at 30 years old. Traylon Burks a good wide receiver number 4. We slot somebody in there as wide receiver number 1, but there's still a lot of players here that none of them want to come play for us, and that is just not good at all. So first, we're going to try by making an offer to Tutu Atwell to come in, and that would build out our lineup to look like this. Will Hernandez, Braden Smith, Tyrell Dodson, Tutu Atwell, and bringing in some linebackers to fit into our system. But this is who we're targeting, and you notice Tutu is going to be the only receiver for right now. During the first day, 2 quarterbacks we went after just because I needed a backup as soon as possible, and it looks like we did it pretty well. Tutu now is going to be joining the squad. Gibbons, Pierre Strong, and Carson Wentz, who, with a big offer like that, we're just going to back off and let that be the case here. But with some more offers on the table, this is what we're doing, trying to build up more depth. And I like Isaiah Simmons being the guy to go after. Gibbons, we need him to accept here. And so we're going to go look forward. And did we get him scrolling down? No, we didn't. But we did get Isaiah Simmons. So that's going to be very big for our team. Our offensive line is much more set. Linebackers are going to be much more set with Isaiah Simmons coming in. And so it's the safety position. That's where the problems are going to start occurring for us. We don't have a good enough safety. Yes, we can go ahead and draft one, and we probably will end up drafting one. But we're finishing up with this, and that's because Arden Key is in there rushing off the one side for us. Jadeveon Clowney's got to come in and at least compete for that job as we're sitting on it now. Looking at the signings that we've made, we need to go after some more wide receivers. It's a simple thing. But in the last day, this is truly it. I mean, we need some of these guys to sign with us. I would love for Jadeveon Clowney to come in. Desmond Ridder as our 3rd quarterback. Joshua Izuditsu from the New York Giants coming over to be a backup tackle. Justin Shorter, a athletic, basically Walmart version of Kyle Pitts at the tight end spot. That would be huge. But we need a running back. We need one more corner here because I have an idea. And this idea might just work. But as we round out the last day, there was a major trade. Trey Hendrickson getting dealt to the San Francisco 49ers for 2 third-round picks. Wow. Wasn't expecting that. Nobody interested in Tyrone Smith, though, or Rob Havenstein. But having the first pick in the draft, this is the last mock draft. And they have us now taking Travis Hunter. Ooh. They're thinking we're going with the cornerback out of Colorado. Not the Heisman Trophy winner, though. And Will Johnson going number 3 to the New York Jets to play next to Sauce Gardner. That's going to be crazy. Giants now no longer going a quarterback instead of going Nick Scouton. And that means the quarterbacks are going to fall. And fall deep they are. Shedeur Sanders not going till 16. We've seen this happen in recent years with a lot of quarterbacks dropping. And this is wild here. Malachi Stark's another guy I like in that safety spot. But what I'm hoping this does is, if you can see it, this one here drops some of the wide receivers. Like Luther Burden, that's fine. Terrion McMillan, Travis Hunter can play both ways. But just in case, we know some of the other receivers in there, and we'll take a look at it before the draft again, could open the door for us to have some fun. But as the second day of free agency moves on, we added some more guys to the roster, some quarterbacks, as we've now brought in 3 to really stack a quarterback room. Tyrion Davis-Price, Kenneth Gainwell, and then at receiver, we do have one more. I thought we were going to get in Terrence Marshall. Unfortunately, not the case, but Taysom Hill is here, and I am very, very excited to use him. Joshua Izuditsu does sign. Alec Anderson coming in too, but Tristan Hill's signing. We do need one more defensive tackle, and I think we're going to rely on Arden Key. I think we're going to let Arden Key kind of have that role, maybe draft somebody there. That's another point of emphasis. Chad Ryland coming in does save us a bit, but with free agency all finally done, 31 new players to this team. I think that may be too much, but at the end, we started with 33. Will Hernandez and Braden Smith leading the way. Isaiah Simmons, Tyrell Dodson, Tutu Atwell. And as you go down through this list, yes, a lot of older guys, but if you look on the right side here by my face, 1-year deals for almost every single person. That's how we're going to rebuild this team. But before we get into the draft, our depth chart looks a lot better than when we started, I would say so. Didn't make a splash, though. We didn't make a splash for any big play. But in running this new 4-3 defense with Robert Saleh, I feel a lot more confident in our defense. Devin White's going to have to get some playing time, as well as Kenneth Murray, whichever one wins the position battle over there. For right now, though, Kenneth Murray's returning. We just had to cut him because we would have saved money, and we did save money by bringing him back eventually. But corner position and the safety position did get some upgrades, and we will see one major move maybe here, depending how all this draft stuff settles up. But really, we did bring in Isaiah Simmons and James Williams just to be sub linebackers for us. I think that's the perfect job. We have 2 true sub linebackers. When was the last time you could really look at a team and say these guys are built to play that position? We've set up this all to be the perfect type of selection for us, and I think the mock draft's got it right. I think we are going to go with Travis Hunter first. I think that's just the right thing to do. But some of these quarterbacks, as you saw, are falling to the second round. So this may be the situation here where we end up taking like a Jalen Milroe and a Carson Beck, maybe even a Quinn Ewers down here, Jackson Dart, but also with Tony Pollard really falling. It's going to be an interesting situation with the running backs, Devin Neal, Damian Martinez, and you guys haven't even seen the progression tool yet that's going to take place after the draft here. But at receiver, Jimmy Horn out of Colorado, another guy I'm really looking at, but I need a big-bodied receiver to replace Traylon Burks, so we're really going to have to look at Brooks here. I don't like Lane, obviously too small, but Nick Nash, somebody who I think could really find some action, find some time, but it all depends on development here. Dante Thornton, though, only problem is his 40-yard dash time. Knew that was going to be a problem coming in. I do want to see, though, where is Tez Johnson? He's only 5'9", maybe one of the only guys I'm really high on that is on the shorter side. 4.38 40-yard dash. But as a pure Penn State fan, Tyler Warren, that would be so much fun to pair him up and bring him in. But obviously, that's not our big position of need. We brought in Zacher, brought in Taysom Hill. We have some depth there, but Jake Brinkschool, really incredible. Crazy to see the fall off from this guy right here. But the draft, with it being here, there's one thing we can do, and I feel like it's the most obvious choice that any team could make. It's going to be Travis Hunter coming in and playing for us. Top is the Kansas City Chiefs, but he's going to find a home with us. We have pick number 1. We tanked last season, didn't mean to, but it's hard to win games here in modded Madden. But Travis Hunter will be adding a great addition to the team, and that's not Travis Hunter. But we did take him, 22 in true value. But what we did is we put him on 2 sides of the football. And with modern Madden, we can do just that. But this is where it'll get weird. Mykel Williams going to the Carolina Panthers, probably the best move, as the Jets are going to take Will Johnson and not go quarterback. Trust maybe in what they have with Jordan Travis, maybe. But this second round may be all quarterbacks here. As the Raiders go Cam Ward, not Shedeur Sanders. The Giants, Nick Scouton out of Texas A&M. So Shedeur Sanders is in this draft and falling. As the Bengals got another wide receiver, Luther Burden, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. That is going to be the scariest team in the NFL, as Mason Graham Now going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I expect this to be Ashton Genty, but no, it's Shedeur Sanders. To the Cleveland Browns, as Ashton Genty goes number 10 to the Dallas Cowboys, which is a great fit for him. But that means Abdul Carter, who did fall, does go to the Bears here, as we're going to continue. And at this point, no big surprises except for Landon Jackson going to the Broncos. They said he put up the worst combine, but I don't really know. Kelvin Banks going to Seattle. But again, no big names off the board that I'm really that concerned about. Jalen Walker finally going, and we may have a great opportunity here as it does wind down. Danny Stutzman going to the Eagles, and this is what the draft board is looking like here. Malachi Starks, Jalen Milroe, Jackson Dart, as it looks like Harold Perkins is going to be a bust. So we are going to go ahead and definitely not put any attention onto him. With the Atlanta Falcons making the run, that's crazy. As, oh my goodness, we looked at Devin Neal. We may have to take Devin Neal or trade back up into the second round to confirm that we can get him. He's a top 5 talent. Oh my goodness. I was just picking, when we were looking at the prospects, anybody that stood out to me. And Devin Neal had an amazing combine as the Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers will round it out there with a selection of Ernest. Really, the left tackle going over now. Broderick Jones losing his job. But we're going to put some eggs in a basket here. Usually, if you know me, I like trading around during the draft, but this one was too good to pass up. The Jags were willing to give us next year's first-round pick. So throughout the year with a division rival, we're going to be banking that they suck. That is going to be our thing. And so next year's draft, we will have 2 first-round picks. But we're going to be sitting here and watching the Jaguars go ahead and take Onwuzurike. Bears go ahead and take Tate Latledge. Malachi Starks was there. I decided not to take him. I didn't think he was going to be worth it for us here because of the plans that we're going to do as LT Overton does get selected as Jalen Milroe goes to the New York Giants in the second round. Malachi Starks off the board. So far, the Bengals probably have the best draft so far. We are going to move forward just a lot more. But getting towards the end here, the big surprise was Quinn Ewers is still not off the board. Probably will go here, maybe. We'll see who they decide to take as Travion Henderson out of Ohio State goes. But this is where it gets really worrisome because we don't have a third-round pick either. Instead, 4 picks in this 4th round as we need to make every single one of these count. Quinshon Judkins just went off the board. But we're going to go ahead and start with Devin Neal first. A top 5 talent at running back out of Kansas. This is what we need here. Looking at it, 3 in true value at 97. Hidden development, 94 speed is fantastic. With our next pick here, I do want to go with a wide receiver. Now, we did scout Horton. He's a day 3 talent, so that leads me to risk it here on Kyron Lacy or Jaden Higgins. Jaden Higgins, though, the problem is I don't see much value in that, but I do like this. The catch in traffic and the catching from Torrey Holton. This is what I think is good. If you look right now at his combine stats, the speed is just the big problem from him. But Tez Johnson still here on the board. It's just at 5'9". We don't need that. We need somebody that's going to replace Treylon Burks a bit. Also play well in the blocking game. Maybe we can do that in Ricky White out of UNLV. But we are going to go with Torrey Holton out of Colorado State. Welcome to the roster. Another weapon for us. And 132 in true value. We will see. 88 speed's not as bad as I did thought. But hey, progression is here. That is something new in modded Madden, and you guys will see it in a second. Well, not new if you've played modded Madden for a long time. We do have another opportunity to pick, and I would love to take Kobe Bryant out of Kansas to continue to try to rebuild, but we do need to go with an edge guy, somebody that can rush off the edge. Derek Moore out of Michigan. I did like him. And so we are looking for power moves and block shedding. That's not good. In fact, that's not good at all. Good awareness, though. Good tackling, good hit power, and good block shedding. Derek Moore so far in that number 1 slot. But Prince Dorba, he's 230. That's probably a little bit too light in a 4-3 type of look. We probably have to take him off that counter for us as a possibility. But Jordan Bush doesn't look that bad. Only problem is he's a bigger guy. And if we look right now at his pro day stat, a 4.75 actually isn't that bad. This actually could be a good pick for us. Here's a run stopper. He can flex from the outside to the inside. He just won't have the speed to rush off the edge. And we're going to go ahead and select. Could be a little bit of a risk, but we will see. 177 in true value, drafted him at 121. Okay, so it was a little bit of a risk. At 78 speed, though, not too bad. But what I'm excited about is what Travis Hunter gave us was a round 1 corner while being a late round 1, round 2 receiver. And that's why we traded back. That's what allowed us to make that move. David Moore did go off the board, but we're now getting to the points where it's going to be reach guys. Jack Howell out of Colorado State, another Colorado State guy. That would be funny. We do need a free safety, but I do want to go ahead and grab a tight end. And I'm stuck between two. Jake Bringstool and Terrence Ferguson. Terrence Ferguson out of Oregon. We've seen him. We know him. Jake Bringstool, though, out of Clemson. More of a possession guy, big body guy. But it's funny, Terrence Ferguson is, I think, a better tight end in the essence of the imagination of what could be, because I think also he's a better blocker. If we really look at his physicals here, that we're really going to tell some of the story here. Strength is both the same. Speed is great, though, from Jake Bringstool. It's just the size is what I'm worried about. So true raw athleticism, it looks like Jake Bringstool's better, and he's a possession guy. So you know what? At 6'5", we are going to go ahead and bring him in. I think he would match up well with a Okonkwo. Obviously, we have Taysom Hill still there, but we'll see how this pick does turn out. Wow, bust. In every essence of the imagination, he's a bust. 235, so that will take us to our next pick. Where here we are going to go and try to reach with a left tackle. Need to bring in another tackle to the squad just to buff some things out, especially set up our depth at the offensive line. We're really hurting there. And Hilton was another just bad pick here at 6'6". We'll see if the progression tool does take it into effect, because that could be a big difference maker. But sitting with no 7th round picks, that's it. And we have to look on. We do have the free agency lottery to help us out. But first, looking at the draft recap. And wow, we hit with Devin Neal. 80 overall. 69 overall with Torrey Holton means he'll get some playing time. Same with Jordan Butch and Bringstool at a 67. That's not bad in any stretch of the imagination. But if you notice, we didn't draft a quarterback, and that's okay. Looking at the quarterbacks here, Cam Ward 73, 72 for Shedeur Sanders. Really no quarterbacks that really got over the 70 mark, except for Quinn Ewers, who fell all the way to the late 3rd round. Riley Leonard is 66 overall heading over. But when looking at everything, it's all running backs at the top here, which should be how the draft does shake up. I think running backs are most NFL ready at the time, and we ended up with an 80 overall, and the fastest out of the deal, so that's huge. McMillan, though. But where is Travis Hunter? We looked at him already once. He is a 75 overall, and that's fine. Hidden development player. We'll see what his overall does jump up to here as we jump into the progression tool. But going back, it's time to jump back over to the mod. But here in the free agency lottery, running it all now, did we get anybody? And it looks like Zacchaeus is going to be able to come over to us. David Long heading over to the Miami Dolphins. Ashton Doolin to the Dallas Cowboys. Matt Ariza goes back to the Kansas City Chiefs. A lot of specialists here, just settling it all in. Ty Chandler heading to the New York Giants. And we did get Antonio Gibson, so he's going to be on our roster as well. Really wish we were able to get one of these better kickers. We do have one, but, you know, I'm not going to be mad with O'Shane Ximenez coming in. But our team does need a lot of work, and it's going to be a real big timing thing. And I mentioned earlier, I do have a secret plan, and that really involves a Woozy. We know our free safety position is a little bit lackluster with Melifon, who Isaiah Simmons got moved over. Thanks to some of the changes, we're going to move him back to strong safety. But with Woozy having almost 88 zone coverage and his tackling getting bad, his speed's going to be regressing, and we still have some years with him. He is going to be dropping back to free safety. Travis Hunter is going to be the starter on the other side at the cornerback position. Roger McCreary more than likely playing in the slot, and so I think that'll be better for him in the long run. Quinton Lake, it's going to be interesting to see if he gets washed out because of everything, but a lot of roster decisions are going to be made. We have 83 guys on the roster. That's what we wanted to do going in. But Devin Neal, starting job at running back, guaranteed? Yes, I would think so. Because looking at it, Dev Trait, it could be a star, could be a superstar. But at 22 years old, he's going to be a baller at 5'10". Going to need to change his number to really match him in with this system. But receivers were weak. But luckily enough, we can go ahead here. This is what I love with the mods. We can go ahead and put everybody that we need in, including Torrey Holton. So now Travis Hunter can play both sides of the football to enable us to have the most success. But as preseason week number 1 is here, this is where the Scaries tool does come into play. This is the progression tool. And this is going to be our first time initial setup to build out the storylines and make sure everything matters, including stats, but also for an authentic experience. As you can see now, a lot of players are going to be jumping up in overalls. It's Jarek Willis over with the Browns up to an 88 overall. Cody Monch for the Buccaneers, and it is Bijan Robinson jumping up to a 98 overall. As you see, a lot of left tackles got hit. Kyle Monagai, the running back out of Rutgers, head over to the Browns, taking a big jump. Tate Ratledge there. But first things first, we're going to look at our draft class, and we didn't get as much love as some of the other teams here. The depth traits not going where we want. But if we look to our first-year pros, I wanted T'Vondre Sweat to take a massive jump. Looking at this draft class, it actually turned out very, very solid. Our second-year pros, though, a jump from Tajay Spears up to an 80, Chad Ryland, and then Peter Skoranek. That is good. We need him to continue to develop for the hope of our team as Melifonwu actually jumps up to an 80 overall. Now definitely some competition there. Quinnen Lake, definitely not even going to get any time at all. Fifth-year pros. L'Jarius Sneed up to a 92. Antonio Gibson at 78. And then Kenneth Murray jumping up 2 points there. 6+ year pros. Nobody jumps up after that. But for quarterbacks, who took the biggest jump? Looking at all of the teams here, Justin Herbert up to a 92. Jalen Milroe, 74. CJ Shroud. Aiden O'Connell even got above a 70. As it looks like some decent moves here. Cam Ward still the highest rated quarterback at a 75. But running back is where this really does go crazy. Tyrone Tracy for the New York Giants, 87 overall from him. Very, very deserved. Will Shipley as Cam Scatabo got taken by the Chiefs. Of course he did. That makes 100% sense. But we didn't draft any of the receivers either. Any of the guys we were really looking at as some big jumps that it looks like Johnny Wilson, Brian Thomas, Jaden Reed, Tahaj Palmer. That one, not expected there. Malik Neighbor is already almost up to a 90 overall. What about rookie receiver? Any big jumps? No. Nick Nash is a free agent. Okay, I thought Nick Nash was going to get taken. Terry McMillan did not take a big jump. Neither did Isaiah Bond. Luther Burden was the only one who took a jump. And looking at the Bengals roster over here, if we go to depth chart, that is insane. And they grabbed Bo Melton and Jermaine Johnson, Justin Ross as well. Amari Hampton, James Conner. This team is insane, and the only thing they didn't do is draft a tight end. But what this does now, again, is trigger us to have to run the free agency tool, and I don't think any players are going to end up with us, but Austin Eckler is heading over to the Arizona Cardinals. Malik Collins, that's the Eagles got a good one there. Jordan Lewis snagging a home as it looks like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in a couple of these here. As we scroll down, New York Giants get Gus Edwards. But Greedy Williams rounds it out, heading over to the Indianapolis Colts. But if you do want to see where the entire league stands as we head in to year number 2, strength of schedule. Luckily enough, we're all the way at the bottom, 30th in strength of schedule. We have to be able to take advantage of that. Well, top players, there is no Tennessee Titans over here at all. Running back, Joe Mixon jumping up to a 94 is incredible. Kyle Juszczyk, Patrick McCard there. CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra. Nobody knew who was really cracking any of these lists right now. TJ Shroud did take a huge jump, though, and the one player that did regress is Lamar Jackson from a 98 down to a 93, but defensively, Jalen Carter jumping up to an 88 overall. That's a good one there. Justin Mbuka, who did end up changing his name, so Matabuke is there at a 91. Dexter Lawrence in the middle. Fred Warner. But when we go to cornerbacks, maybe we have a little bit of love, but no. Still getting squeaked out by Trent McDuffie. But with cut day here, how did our team do? Well, it was interesting. We did not get a chance to see one of our quarterbacks as much, and that's Mitch Trubisky. But the only one to throw in an interception was Will Levis. In fact, it looks like Bailey Zapp may have played the best, but Desmond Ridder threw 4 touchdowns and no interception. And though we didn't get to see Travis Hunter's receiving horse, which we will going forward, we had some other good notes. Traylon Burks didn't do half bad. Akwonkwo, Tajay Spears, Devin Neal, Jake Brinkskool even got involved, but it was 3 touchdowns from Tutu Atwell here. Torrey Holton getting 2 catches for 9 yards, but it's cut day, and that's what I'm most worried about. On the other side, James Williams having 20 tackles and Isaiah Simmons having 14 is perfect. That's exactly what we need from those two. Harold Landry, Isaiah Simmons, and Alec Gabe all having a sack. 4 fumbles, none. Touchdowns, none. When it comes to interceptions, we did get a whole lot of them. James Williams, L'Jarius Sneed, Jarvis Brownlee, 1 from Travis Hunter as well. Armani Hooker, Chris Barnes, and Cedric Gray. So that means it's time to cut our roster down to 53. Starting at the quarterback position, We're going to carry 3. Mitch Trubisky, I'm sorry. As much as I like you, you're not going to go ahead and make this roster. You're going to be moved down to the practice squad for now. At running back, we're going to cut Antonio Gibson. And between this whole group here, Tyrion Davis-Price is at least going to start the season on the practice squad. At receiver, Jaquan Jackson is going to be sent down to the practice squad. Colton Dowell is going to get released, unfortunately. Zacchaeus is not going to make the roster either. Then in contradicting numbers, we're going to go over here. Tamarius Davis, he is going to be cut at the cornerback position. Gabe Judy-Lally, he is going to be sent down to the practice squad for now. He may be moved back up. Jaquan Shepard, the same thing. We're going to leave 4, but we do have another one there in Travis Hunter. But at the free safety spot, nobody's going to get moved. But Ronnie Harrison, unfortunately, is not going to make the roster for us. Wish that was the case, but nor is Julius Wood. But with Jordan Birch moving down from the inside after we did draft him, and he is actually a hidden development, so that's interesting there. Bohask is going to get removed from the roster, set down to the practice squad for now. Right end position, there's a lot of guys here. Jalen Harrell, I thought it was going to be a lot better when we moved him down. And if we move him back up to right outside backer, he's not even that good. Unfortunately, he's not even just going to make our roster at all. He is going to be removed. But Devin White's also going to get cut. There's just no need for him. Levi Bell, one last guy getting moved down to the practice squad. But it looks like Miles Hinton is actually a hidden dev. Joshua Ziditsu over there as well. And so I think that's going to call for Alec Anderson to be moved down to the practice squad to start this season. With the tight end grouping being one of the last groupings here, Justin Shorter, he is going to be sent down. Robinson is going to go ahead and get cut. But with 3 more cuts need to be made, it's going to be Joshua Ziditsu sent down to the practice squad. So we're going to run 2 linemen across. Also hate it because Kenneth Gainwell is going to be going ahead and getting sent down. And we do need to move 1 more receiver. And I don't want to move Torrey Holton. And I think it's going to be Sky Moore who's going to get taken off the roster. So this will be it as our practice squad is full. So Sky Moore will not be released just yet. We're going to make 1 change to our practice squad here. As Jaquan Shepard is going to be taken off out of Maryland. He's going to be cut from the practice squad. And so our last roster move is going to have Sky Moore moved down. So we're set officially here. And so heading into year number 1, our starting offense. Will Levis, we're rolling with him again. We're going to give him a chance. Now backed by Evan Neal, Travis Hunter, Calvin Ridley, Okonkwo, Jake Bringstool. Our offensive line got some upgrades with Cushion Berry coming back from injury, Will Hernandez, and Braden Smith. That whole right side's new. We knew we needed to replace that. But defensive line here, Tavondre Sweat and Jeffrey Simmons on the inside. Best run defense is what we're going for. Harold Landry, Arden Key. That's going to be a big one there. Ocean Ximenez out behind him. Terrell Dodson, Chris Barnes, Isaiah Simmons, James Williams. We're going to play very, very interesting with Isaiah Simmons. He's going to be moved around a whole lot here, but this is what we're going to be rolling with. Isaiah Simmons and James Williams playing on the left outside and right outside backers, as well as playing safety position. You see they're not in here, so it's going to be them moving around a whole heck of a lot. But Travis Hunter playing on the defensive side. Now going over to the specialist, power back's going to be Devin Neal. Simple as that. Tony Pollard not going to be the 3rd down back. Instead, Devin Neal. Again, Devin Neal may be our primary back, and maybe we should have cut Tony Pollard, but I'm going to keep him just because injuries happen a lot in Madden, and we definitely need to be prepared for that. But right rush end and rush left end is Arden Key, Harold Landry, Roger McCurry playing in that slot. Quinnen Lake's going to be coming down as well. Slot receiver, Tutu Atwell, Traylon Burks, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. That's not going to be the case. It's going to be Calvin Ridley and Tutu Atwell. Then Marquez and sub linebacker all set to go. And so a very long offseason it was. Our team's looking a lot better. 2-1 in the preseason. The scouting report has us as the 30th best quarterback room, 10th best running back room, 30th best receiving room, 29th best tight end, and 21st best offensive line. So there's a lot of work we need to do there. But defensively, defensive line, 3rd best in the league. While linebackers, 29th, secondary. So we know where we're good. We know where we're bad. Travis Hunter is going to be a big portion of that to help us build it out. And with week 1 finally here, we're playing the New York Jets, and we have to go over to the home to see it. We are not favorites in this game. 3.5-point underdogs. Jets favored to win. And who do the Jets even have at quarterback now that Aaron Rodgers is gone? Gardner Minshew. And that is a little bit crazy. Still have Devontae Adams, Tyler Conklin in there at tight end. And looking, even their offensive line isn't all that good. Marcus Weir, look at that, 69 overall. Do they have any injuries hitting them? Absolutely not. But what does the scouting report say for them at the quarterback spot? 26th ranked quarterback room. Actually, one of the worst ranked running back rooms. And a pretty average offensive line. On the defensive side, though, the worst linebacking core and a bad defensive line. that is something that we can take advantage of most definitely. It's going to be running the football today for us, apparently. And so it looks like Devin Neal is going to be getting a lot of reps in his first career start. Devin Neal, looking at it, here's his stats again. 94 speed, 94 acceleration, 90 agility. Spin move's good. The only thing that really, really scares me, one, is his strength. Two, his carrying at an 82 leaves a lot to be desired. But today's more about Travis Hunter, of all people, the first overall pick in this draft, rocking the number 12, playing wide receiver and playing corner. When is the last time you saw it? Hopefully we can get it work out well for us. Owuzie moving back to free safety was a massive move to protect him against the father time itself. But a new running back in for our offense. I'm excited to see it all work out. Starting this game off, it will be a return here from the Jets, and it's going to be our defense out on the field first. Tackled by James Williams, as already an injury with Quentin Lake. We picked him up last year at the end of the season as a practice squad guy to come onto our roster, get a little bit of time, and he played very well, now injured. But a big storyboard point for this year is going to be our 2 linebacker set. And that's going to be our 2 different linebackers in Isaiah Simmons and James Williams, moving down from that safety spot to run that sub look. And if they can play well for us, our defense is going to be very, very good. 2nd and 9 now. They're going to go to the air across the middle. We're sitting, looking. They're going to throw this, and it is going to be caught by Allen Lazard. So the Woozy at the high safety end. They're going to go ahead here, run this football, have to get over, and it's going to be Breece Hall breaking free and through. Travis Hunter with the tackle. That last throw over there, the big gainer, was against L'Jarius Sneed. Nobody's tested Travis Hunter just yet as we move now to a zone look as they do go run. Braylon Allen up the middle, breaking through an Arden Key tackle. And so they're going to continue to try to push it here. Settling underneath, 2 of them here. Gardner Minshew looking as he's going to start taking off down the field. Good job from Isaiah Simmons coming up to make the tackle. But again, it's going to leave it a 3rd and long. Last time they converted with a good pass, they're going to go now to the air. Out on the wheel route, we miss him here. It's going to be a Breece Hall touchdown. James Williams, we weren't fast enough to get over there. And the Jets do strike first on the board here. 7-0. In MetLife Stadium. And so there was some good and some bad. Out of it, we saw our run defense play pretty well as Treylon Burks back to return. He should not be back there, as we're going to try to run it back with the man we didn't even accept his option, but Will Levis is coming out. And we put a lot of trust in this guy to play well for us here. We had 2 bad games with him last year. Other than that, I thought we played pretty decent into 71 overall. And though some said we should have went to a quarterback, we decided not to. Should have went to a weapon. Well, we got Travis Hunter. Is this going to be Devin Neal's first ever carry? Going absolutely nowhere here. Going to make sure then we go to the air underneath, nice and easy, as we tip it off of our lineman, off of Cushberry. And so we have to throw it on 3rd and 12. Pressure coming across. Can we fit this one across the middle? It's a low throw into Travis Hunter. So rough start offensively. Not what we wanted here. A 2-yard loss on a rush. Other than that, 2 incompletions. Brownlee coming down on Gibson, though, for the fair catch. We come back out now. Motioned out to the outside. Gardner Minshew looking. 5 wide set. Across the middle, they're going to fire this one into Devontae Adams for a first down. The Jets really looking like they're a good signing to start the year with how good Gardner Minshew is playing. Breece Hall, Allen Lazard, Devontae Adams. A lot of the Aaron Rodgers gang still is here. And the Jets really stand as one of the only teams with no true rookies starting across the board for them, as they're going to go for vertical concept here. We get a sack coming in. First miss by Harold Landry, finished off by Arden Key. And so the blitz did really work out. As we're going to bring it again one time. As we're going to throw this out to the outside. Completed, but down. Good tackle by Sneed out there. But it's good to see Quentin Lake back in the game. An upper arm bruise as Tony Pollard, the one returning this one here. Can we take it to the outside? We don't have the speed to break around. Quentin Lake, bad blocking. But one of the biggest things for me to start this game is we need to get completions underneath our belt. That's going to be such a big motive, as we're going to dump this one out to Okonkwo. As all of a sudden, Okonkwo's got a long way to run here up to the 31-yard line. And we haven't gone to Travis Hunter yet, but Jake Bringstool is going to be lead blocking here for Neal. Neal's getting his first positive carry, but it looks like it's going to get called back due to a holding call here. As looking at it, it will be called by Braden Smith, our new right tackle in on the backside. So we're going to have to regain here. Jake Bringstool in at tight end here. Okonkwo checks out. Travis Hunter, we're going to find him across the middle here. We're going to miss him on the throw. So that means absolutely no luck so far getting the ball to Travis Hunter at all here. We're going to have to 5-4 this one in. That one's still broken up. Sauce Gardner all over him. So 18 yards to go. We're going to need to force this ball in some way here, as we're going to test this one. Travis Hunter one-on-one, almost making the catch there. Couldn't haul it in. So the first overall draft pick, we're trying to get him the football here. Our offense just absolutely stagnant here. Gibson calling another fair catch. But finally here, our other group of linebackers, Jug check in. Jerome Baker. We have Dodson and we have Kenneth Murray as this one swallowed up for Breece Hall. But in these shotgun sets, we are going to see Simmons come back in. As we're going to go to the outside here. Looking, it's going to be a scramble coming up. Forces slide out of Gardner Minshew. I didn't want to commit there too early, but a really good job from Tavondre Sweat and the rest of that team on the inside as a slant concept is knocked down by Simmons, and that will force a Morstead punt here up and away. It's going to be Tony Pollard back on the return once again. Maybe we do put Travis Hunter back there for one of them here as we're going to read this, step up, and get a decent return up to the 32-yard line. But here we desperately need things to go our way in terms of the completion department here as we're going to fit this one into Travis Hunter, who's got his first catch finally here on a slant route. Getting him in open space is huge with how fast he is. We're going to continue to try to look for it as we're going to dump this one up and over, but it's knocked down. But now we are going to go back to Devin Neal, Kansas product on the run here up the middle, trying to look for a hole, but it's going to be swallowed up as Devin Neal slow to get up here. We're a little bit worried about that, but it looks like the first quarter is going to end with this 3rd and 9 performance here. Can we sit across, throw it in? No, ball goes down. We get hit as we throw, and it's a tough start here. This first quarter showed us that, hey, we put some good people in positions to find success like we see with our new defense, but offensively just struggling here as we're going to open up now with a punt. Maybe could have gotten into field goal range, but Stonehouse is going to try to pin him very, very deep here. Good backspin on the ball. Brownlee's got to get underneath of it here as we will not knock it down. It will be then down here at the 20-yard line, but staying at our sub linebacker look. They're going to go run here. James Williams, good tackle up the middle. If you know and you remember, he was drafted by the Tennessee Titans to be a linebacker. Free safety or strong safety moved down to that position, and I intend on using him as a true like Landon Collins type, Isaiah Simmons type if you would, but they're going to go head to the air here. Looking across the middle, bad throw coming into Tyler Conklin, and they're not going to have the first down off of that catch, but here we're bringing the blitz as they're going to go out. We got a tackle here with Breece Hall against Breece Hall, and we do. And we're going to force another Jets punt. Isaiah Simmons already 5 tackles in this game. Wild here to start. We're going to be seeing a lot of him this season. But Tony Pollard on the return was going to take a fair catch and come out of the 23. But with us coming out, we're going to try to get some completions on the board here. Problem is, I don't know if I could force that ball in because the defender was all over him there. And we start this game 2 of 10 passing the football because you'd only have 35 yards of total offense in this game so far. Now a Devin Neal run, looking for a little bit of a hole, and we're not going to find it. Now 2 or 3 carries for -2 yards, as this is just so unbelievably rough to start this game here today. Is we're going to try to fit it through a window, but no, we get sacked here by Hassan Reddick off the edge, and it leads to another punt. Stonehouse, good thing we brought him back. His leg is going to be needed here to start this season as we figure things out. Gibson with another fair catch, but in the field position battle, we're just clinging on to life here. Modded Madden, proven to be everything is all sold and hyped up to be as they go run here to the outside. Breece Hall finding himself a lane. Good tackle there, though, by Amani Hooker. Those are the type of plays that are going to keep us in this game as we're going to bring more pressure off the edge here. Sit on it actually real quick as we're going to roll out here underneath. Oh, James Williams almost right into his hand, but it's 3rd and 11. We're going man-to-man coverage here, sitting across the middle. We're rolling. It's going to be Gardner Minshew getting this ball out. It's caught and still short of the first down to gain, though. And so far in this game, yes, Travis Hunter does have 1 catch, but hasn't allowed a single catch. That is absolutely huge as we're going to try to return this one here. Can we get a juke move to work? No, should have just let the ball bounce, but they had backspin on it. But if this was our scoring drive, we're going to have a long way to go. Stretch play to the outside. Got the speed here, but it's going to be a holding call getting backed up. At least I think so on Jake Brinkstool, the rookie on the edge. Thought I saw it on Hassan Reddick there, as it will be instead on Lloyd Cushenberry. So Cushenberry is the one getting called with it down the field. And so now we're 1st and 12, have to sit there. Play action again, leaking out, have to get this ball out, at least to somebody. Tajay Spears, good catch, but it's 2nd and 5, sitting, looking here, as we're going to try to take off here with Will Levis to get this first down. Will Levis getting himself down the field, getting pushed out of bounds. His legs is such a big asset for him, and we're really going to have to use it if we want any chance this season at all here. Now rushing, we have to throw this one away. That's a bad sack getting taken, but there's just the lack of a check down, guys. Here we're going to go check down. Neal here trying to get up the field, make 3rd down a little bit more manageable, but it's 5 wide. Man-to-man coverage here, sitting. Can we go out to Calvin Ridley? We got it in. That's a great catch, and we got ourselves a first down. Heading now to the hurry up. They're broaching pressure off the sides here. really good blitz getting in on us, and that is not going to go anywhere. But now we're going to get Neal involved in the passing game again here. Screen pass out to him. Can the blockers get there? We do have Neal breaking a tackle and getting up the field and getting out of bounds. A great play design. But with it being 3rd and 1, we're going to try to run this football. Just get this first down very simply here. Tajay Spears able to get it in. We're going to take that to the 2-minute warning. Finally, we're putting some things together. The only problem is we have no points on the day at all. But underneath, a bad pass out to Travis Hunter. And with Calvin Ridley going one-on-one a lot today with Sauce Gardner, we need to be able to get ourselves into position to make plays. But out to Okonkwo. Okonkwo running up the sideline. He's eventually going to step out of bounds. We're in scoring position. Have to put some points up on the board here. Out the outside, not going to happen as we're going to be looking. And we're just going to be throwing it out. But with Devin Neal backside, could his speed be enough? No, absolutely not. But we are going to go ahead and hit this crosser to Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter getting up the field, getting out of bounds now. Will Levis up to 115 on the day so far. But we do need to run the ball as Torrey Holton, the other rookie, does check in. But we're going to get this one out to Devin Neal's tipped up, almost picked off. Could have been disastrous there. Is underneath. We're going to hit this strike in the window, but we get hit again trying to get this ball out. But Will Johnson's the other corner, drafted in by the Jets. That's where they went in this class. Adding in another corner to their roster is a little bit questionable. But it worked out for them as we're going to have to step up with Will Levis, and it's just a sack getting in. Getting absolutely beat out on that right side, and I hate to say it, Brandon Smith did go down with an injury on that drive. And so we are going to have to go ahead and settle for a field goal. Stonehouse, the kick is up and good. Why is Stonehouse kicking field goals? We'll have to check in on that. But we do have 3 points up on the board, our first points of the season. But here they're in obvious passing situations. So we're going to have to drop with Simmons and James here. Just be smart about it all underneath. Maybe is this going to be a throw across the middle? They're going to go hit this one to Allen Lazard all the way up to midfield already. And the clock's going to continue to run. We're sitting now crossing, looking again here. As it's going to be Gardner Minshew trying to get this ball out, throws it away. It's nice to see our pass rush getting in. Very, very good so far from Sweat and Simmons up the middle. As another crosser maybe coming out. No, Gardner Minshew scrambling around, looking to run again here as he's brought down by Jerome Baker. And Jerome Baker, they're actually rushing off the edge because Harold Landry got tired. And that's going to be an extra spot where we can use Jerome Baker because he's fast. They hit this one up the seam and it's caught. But we're going to continue to sit in a cover 3. 37 seconds left. Really need to make a stop here. Something good to go our way as they're going to be looking, throwing out of bounds as now 30 seconds remain in this game. This crosser coming in. We see it. They throw it out of bounds one more time. So the limiting of a first down here is crucial to the score. They need to go ahead here. Try to pick this one up. We're sitting on the dump down, and they throw it over our heads. I saw it last second. Allen Lazard, a late drag. That's the problem with not getting pressure in. As they're going to go ahead and try to go for it here. Push it. Slant route backside. Caught against Travis Hunter. And it's going to be a touchdown. Travis Hunter's first catch he ever lets up is a score against Garrett Wilson. Sucky thing there on the goal line. Should have picked. But that is going to take us into the tunnel. We decided just to knee it out. But 3-14 is the first half score of our first game of season number 2. Is it what we wanted? Absolutely not. But we do have a chance to rebound here in the second half. But it is all going to start right here on a Tajay Spears return. And I see the lane here is going to open up for us a little bit. Tajay Spears up to the 40-yard line, giving our offense a good starting field position here with Will Levis. In the first half, we were 8 of 21 passing the football here. Under 40% almost there. As Devin Neal pushing forward on the run, getting 3 yards. For us, he was a non-existent factor. But we will check and try to get this run going in the second half here. Underneath, up the middle. Not going to happen, though, with the linebacker screaming down. So we're going to have to throw it here. 3rd and 8. Bringing Travis Hunter in motion. We're going to flex him back out. Sitting, looking here. Try to throw it in the window, and it's intercepted. We force it in way too much here. CJ Mosley with the pick. So the Jets are going to be blessed with great field position as they go run. But we're there to fill it up. Good tackling. And even though our defense is having a great day, it's just so far the scoreboard doesn't quite reflect it. Is going to go pass, sitting underneath, out to the running back, Breece Hall. Good tackling from Snead, but it's all going to set up a 3rd and 3. Stick concept, set up, maybe. No, they're going to go pass play. Underneath, throws it out of bounds thanks to pressure coming at him. And it's going to be the Jets forced to settle for a field goal, I think. And they will settle for it. Brownlee coming in off the edge. Hopefully, we can maybe even get a block here. This one up and good for the New York Jets. 17-3 in this game. More points than it looks like the Jets could put up all last season. But no interceptions in this half after that one there. So we're going to return it again with Tajay Spears up the middle. Haven't seen Tony Pollard yet in the running game, but it's just been a really rough start so far. As we're going to try to lob this one over and take our 4th sack on the day. Just too long for things to develop. Simple as that here. Now sitting back 2nd and 19. Underneath, we can go ahead and give it off, but we're not going to be able to get a first down out of this unless Traylon Burks can really fight his way through. So on a 3rd and 6, we're going to try to get it to work. And we're going to throw it right across the middle, right into an interception. Oh my goodness, our second one in a row here. Didn't even see the linebacker sitting. Maybe I should get my eyes checked, but Sherwood in for pick number 2 on the day. And the season starting with Will Levis, not looking too good. I didn't even see him. And it just sucks that it's the case, but the Jets having great field position again. They're going to go on a run with Breece Hall. We have to wrap up, but it's all going to be about holding them to a field goal. Bend but don't break. Here's another stretch play. He's going to have Breece Hall trying to run away from it, and we do tackle him short once more, but this is a big one. Maybe a run here on this 3rd and 1. We're creeping with McCreary. Man in motion here. It will be a run. No, it's going to be a pass on a play action here. Sitting across, touchdown thrown in. Travis Hunter letting up 2 catches on the day, and they just 2 happen to be touchdowns to Garrett Wilson, the 1st overall pick in this NFL draft. Having a rough start to his career, but I digress, and we move on. It's the only thing we can do here. But with 4:30 left on the clock, what can we do? Try to throw it underneath as it's knocked down, but it's Sauce Gardner on Calvin Ridley. It's made Calvin Ridley really just not able to go to him at all today. Is this one try to throw across the middle? Jermaine Johnson getting in on the sack now. Is really Travis Hunter got completely pressed off the line there. He was the safe route on the drag, and we have to throw deep because it's 3rd and 21. As we're going to go quick hitter inside. No, not even going to be the case. Try to go quick out. DJ Reed backed up into it. Bringing the blitz. Melifonwu now even coming in. Sub for James Williams is going to be a decent run here. Good tackle by Sweat in the middle. No, it's actually Hill, and Sweat's over here at number 93. Tristan Hill getting a little bit of playing time as a free agent brought in, but this cutback lane's going to open up and have one of our guys getting stiff armed there. And if the Jets can start getting this running game going, it's going to be a long day for us. Braylon Allen in now to run this one. As it's going to be across the middle. It's Travis Hunter getting burned here by Devontae Adams. And that's the 3rd catch that he does let up. Now to the run. Good tackle coming on the inside from Kenneth Murray. But the one thing I like about Travis Hunter and the rest of his defense, it's a better zone defense than I think a man defense. We've seen that happen a little bit here as we're rolling around. Having to come up now, and it's going to be Jerome Baker with a sack. With Harold Landry getting a little bit tired, it's going to have to be other guys coming in now. O'Shane Ximenez coming in. As it's man coverage here, we're rolling on it here, sitting across, as it's going to be potentially another sack. No, he throws it out of bounds. A good catch over there by Awuzie, but the Jets, once again, are just going to sit and settle. This kick is going to be up and good. 3-27 on the scoreboard. A lot of unanswered here in this second half as Kenny Pickett doing a good job holding that football. With only 85 passing yards on the day, we really have to get something rolling. First screen pass out to the outside, and that's going to end it right there. Will Johnson, the rookie, jumping a screen, and we're going to look on to next week heading into this 4th quarter. It was just a simple screen, and we just got to completely jump. No blockers out there, and the rookie is going to help the Jets walk away with a win here today. Nothing is right so far, and so we're going to have to go forward and really switch things around, make sure we're sitting pretty, make sure we're sitting at least better heading into week number 2. But it really just is that these stats aren't going to win you football games at all. Worst rushing performance of the week, well, almost worst. Passing yards still down there. It's just the sack numbers. Looking at Will Levis here, we were pressured on almost every single drop back. Our offensive line did struggle a lot. The stats have him getting sacked 7 times in the game. And just imagine how many more were kind of just let go and released as we were going down. And then when it does come to running the football, 10 carries for Devin Neal in his first ever start. 2.4 yards per carry with a long of 11. So get rid of that one. He was 9 for 13 yards on the day. Receiving numbers, Travis Hunter tried to go to him a lot. Didn't quite work. Only touchdown actually came from Torrey Holton, the other rookie, getting in there on a little stop concept right at the end of the game in garbage time. But I am happy that Braden Smith is going to be back this week. You know, he left the game last week due to injury, but him coming back is going to help us out here a lot because we are playing the San Francisco 49ers this week. And if I head over to injury report, this is what they are looking at here. Lenore is out with an injury. Mustafa is out with an injury. And Dylan Gabriel, their backup quarterback out of Oregon, is down with an injury as well. But looking at what the Niners did last week, actually struggled to run the football. And Trent Williams is retired. So their offensive line does not look good at all. In fact, 3 different 60 overall players. So hopefully we can take advantage of that here today. Their scouting report has their offensive line as the worst in the league, but best tight end grouping and one of the best running back groupings and one of the best quarterback groups. So it's going to be interesting to see on 3rd down. They are very good, but defensively, they've gotten even better. They are so unbelievably good. Now with Delon Walker coming in and playing for them at a 60 or 76 overall. But one thing I'd love to point out is I was looking around. I wanted to see how some of the other rookies were performing, and luckily enough, the 2nd overall pick, Mykel Williams, out with an injury. So it's not just us struggling. You see Xavier Watts over there also injured. But, you know, the first 2 picks in this draft are not panning out to have the best starts to their career. But this also does make me smile. I have to point this out. We weren't the worst quarterback in the league in the first week. Oh yeah, Caleb Williams was 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions, but enough about that. It is time to play the San Francisco 49ers. If you want to take one last look at their stats, there it is. 3 touchdowns, no picks for Brock Purdy. But the game plan is going to be stopping that guy, at least stacking the box to do so. We saw how bad their offensive line is, but it's our first home football game here today this season. To the depth chart, any big changes? Kind of. It's going to be now Calvin Ridley moving into the inside, and it's going to be Tutu Atwell taking a step back from that slot receiver role. Really want to put Calvin Ridley in there. But today we're playing a better defensive line than last week. So running the football may be even tougher. It's going to be Stonehouse on the kickoff, and we're going to get this one on and rolling here. With that, looks like Isaiah Guerrero back to return, and Isaac Guerrero looking for a hole. He's fast, very fast. But Brock Purdy comes out. Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle kept the whole game together outside of that offensive line. And just as we got sacked a whole bunch last week, hopefully we can do the same today as we bottle up this run here to start. He gets about 4, though. But with Juszczyk still there, we're going to bring blitz. They go power eye look. Tavondre Sweat couldn't make the tackle, but Monty Hooker does help out there on assist. But Arden Key going down with an injury, having him banged up, is going to severely hurt our edge rushing ability here today like we wanted to, but only a 3-man rush here on 3rd and 4. Jerome Baker rushing off the one edge now because of the injury to Arden Key is underneath. They're going to go ahead and hit this, and we're not able to break the ball up. But luckily enough, he's back. As Arden Key is going to be okay with injury, it's going to be the Niners jumping off sides, giving us a free 5 to play with Simmons and James Williams back there. They are going to go ahead and run this one up the middle. Simmons, good plug. And at this point, they have to go to the air. Man in motion to the outside. We're looking for any crossers to open up as they will go out there. It's going to be now Brandon Ayuk one-on-one, and we missed the tackle. Luckily enough, Travis Hunter's behind us. But the Niners jump off sides again here for the second time in this setup of a drive, allowing us to sit back and sit in a cover 3. Just protecting a lot more against the middle here. Ayuk, man in motion, those McCaffrey coming all the way around. But we're going to look for any crossers. That's what we're doing as they dump it off to McCaffrey. One-on-one. That's not going to work. But Travis Hunter there again to clean up. And Wisniewski back there to punt. It will be Travis Hunter set to return today. He's going to get time today with Tony Pollard not doing much. And we're going to have a little bit of room to run this one here. So we're going to cut it out to the outside. Do we have the speed? Oh, we were close. But starting at the 13-yard line here, just all we need is a better day than last week. Just a better week than last week. Will Levis, no 4 interception day. We saw it last episode. We struggled a little bit to try to figure out how the mods were playing against us, but a lot of that will set up our ability last episode to run the football well. And so we need that today with Devin Neal back at running back. This one's going to open up here, and we already have more rushing yards than we did last week. Well, at least close, but 12 yards to start is huge. But there is an injury on the field. Somebody's limping. Please don't be Devin Neal, and it is Devin Neal, so it's going to be another running back coming in. That is just, oh, that's a killer there. Tajay Spears now on the run. As we're going to look for the hole for him, that one completely bottled up. As a high ankle sprain for Devin Neal. So that brings up 2nd and 12 to go try to get this down. Okonkwo, good catch and way to stay up, but taking an absolute shot there. But it's 3rd and 3. Play action. We're going to try to get them to bite on it here. Rolling around. We're going to give this ball off to Jake Brinkstool, the rookie, and the rookie gets us a first down. The Clemson man's going to see himself be a part of plays if he continues to make good happenings for us. They're sitting around. Another tight end dump off to Okonkwo just across the middle, and he may be our leading receiver this year. If he continues to play well, Okonkwo will. But now to the read option here. Bosa, we're sitting on it. We're going to hand this one off. Spears can't get the first down. No, does get the first down, just barely. But here we see Taysom Hill now even checking in. Play action again. Out to the outside, we're looking, rolling. Can we send him up the field? Dump it up and over the head, and we're not able to jump it in. Thought there was maybe a chance there. Travis Hunter hasn't gotten the ball yet, but here we go to the pass. Screenplay out to Spears. Have to cut this one back in to at least get a couple of yards, but it is going to set up a 3rd and 7. So far, much happier than last game already. Is Holton? No. We're sitting, looking, have to scramble out, and we're going to take this sack as it will be us now punting this ball away. Think of it, we just gave some room for Stonehouse, but we were completely bottled up there with winds 11 miles an hour against us. This punt, it's not going to get where we needed to get, but it will be Christian McCaffrey here on the return and fair catch. So the Niners are going to get a chance to go back to work here as the Jets drop 34 in the Patriots' heads again. The Jets, a really good start to the season as they go screen pass now to the outside. Isaac Guerrero, we're able to bottle him up there with Travis Hunter. Only 3 yards on that one as we're going to try to bring the house here on 2nd and 7 as it will be a run to the outside. And we do bottle up Christian McCaffrey, but I really need our 4-man rush to really get in there. Harold Landry and Arden Key, both waiting on them to have their first sack. True sacks on the air. Both of them sitting at a half a sack so far. As across, they're going to go ahead and hit Brandon Ayuk. Travis Hunter gets juked out of his shoes, but enough to get Brandon Ayuk out of bounds. And so good thing our defense is playing well, because our offense is completely struggling. There's no way we should be winning football games with how our offense is playing right now. George Kittle coming down to try to tackle us here, but good blocks picked up. Travis Hunter on the return, trying to get him an open space down at the 34-yard line. But press coverage on the outside here to start. As we're be sitting looking, as I see him deep. Oh, we have Travis Hunter and we just miss him. What a touchdown that would have been. Miss a phenomenal opportunity, as it will be now him checking out. We're going to go across the middle here. Good completion to Traylon Burks, trucking forward to the 50-yard line. But if they're going to keep pressing Travis Hunter, we may have some opportunities here in this game. What was that? As that was just down. Okay. Maybe a little bit of a misinput, but I digress. 2nd and 10. We're looking across the middle again here, as we're just not going to find it. Now to Okonkwo underneath. He's throw just a little bit low to him. And so 3rd and 10. Have to sit on it here. Underneath a high throw out to the outside, and we just miss him again. And I like that matchup against Jones. We're going to try to come back to it later in the day, but it will be Stonehouse trying to pin them deep here, as this one is going to bounce with some backspin right at the 1-yard line. This one could do very well by us, as it's not recovered. It bounces all the way out to the 23. Oh, I so thought that was it there, but it now will be a quick pass out to the outside. Travis Hunter, what a play. He yelled that one to absolutely no yard, but it will be the Niners on 2nd and 10. Now trying to go to the run here. The cutback lane was open for him, but with Kenneth Murray, we're able to fill 5 carries for 6 yards behind the worst offensive line in the league. I think we're doing a pretty good job so far, but bringing blitz on 3rd and 5. Coming up with Simmons up the middle, out to the outside. George Kittle catches it, and George Kittle off to the races here. We need to chase him all the way down. Travis Hunter, we're asking a lot out of the rookie, and he's not able to do it. It's an explosive play here. James Williams had to get out on George Kittle, didn't get out there quick enough, and it will be a Niners touchdown. The big play, first big play in this game. This one hitting for 75 yards. So now we're going to be playing from behind here in this game. But with us coming back out on offense, we are going to try to run the football a little bit better here out to the outside. Spears still just nothing cooking, 1 yard all to gain. But with no high safety looks, these teams are just continuing to press us here, as we're going to try to throw this one up and over the top. Travis Hunter actually has a big completion here. One of his first big catches. I was looking across the board, no safety help up and over the top. We said that matchup, we're going to go back to it there with Jones in coverage, and we'll take full advantage. This one dropped into a bucket there. I think it was also Calvin Ridley was so wide open too on the slot fade working out, but an absolutely perfect job there. Now we go run with Spears up the middle, our first good run from Spears on the season, and we'll go right back to it again, going right at the defensive tackle and ends this one. Spears almost finding a hole, but it is Fred Warner chasing him down. With it being 3rd and 3, now Tony Pollard does check in. Can we run for the first down with Tony Pollard? And we do. He breaks 1 tackle, now going down, 1st and goal. Good to see him back, as we're going to go fade. Back corner of the end zone here, as that one almost intercepted. So on 2nd and goal, not a run, but we are going to have a quarterback option on the run here, as we're going to dump this one off to Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill turn upfield, get at least to the 5, only get a yard out of the deal. But I don't know if there's a blitz coming off this left side here. No, they're dropping. Sitting across. I fired into Traylon Burks down at the 1 yard line. 4th and goal. And so this is going to be it from the inches yard line. Can we press this one in? A dive through, and a QB sneak does work out for us. It's a rushing touchdown for Will Levis. Very, very needed to tie up this football game here against the San Francisco 49ers, as Chad Ryland is now in for the kick to make it 7-7, and the first touchdown you guys have seen. But with the Niners coming back out on offense, I formation look here. Christian McCaffrey, are they going to continue to try to feed him the ball? Well, yes, that answer is absolutely yes. A big run there to the 40-yard line, already crossing midfield. That's the only worry sometimes when we do get caught with Simmons and Williams in. There's a chance that something could go wrong here, but out to the outside, we're able to bottle up this one as long as we could wrap up and make tackles. But you see George Kittle here a little bit banged up, going down, actually injured. But from here on out, they are going to pass the ball a lot more guaranteed, so he's got to be able to sit on it here. Any sort of crossers coming in, as it is Christian McCaffrey with the catch. We're dropping to a Tampa 2 a little bit, sitting deep on it. They're going to hit this one across the middle to Jennings. Jennings got the catch, but the clock's already running, and it's running fast down the field. Now a flag, and this one's going to be a false start again on the 49ers here, and that's going to allow us to mix some things up a little bit. Don't need to sit in a base coverage here. Can get a little crazy with it, as they're going to dump this one off to the outside, though. McCaffrey getting away from Travis Hunter down the sideline of the 5-yard line. And so it's 1st and goal, 35 seconds left. Have to sit there in coverage, have to make a play. It's going to be maybe a stop route, something behind us. No, they're going to dump this one off underneath to Ricky Pearsall. But now we're in man coverage, sitting across. Is this going to be Deebo Samuel this time for the easy touchdown catch? 14-7's the score, as we fall back behind against the Niners. We're running out the clock, heading into halftime. We're not in a bad spot. We're definitely could be better, but we're not in a bad spot at all. So starting in the second, we are getting the ball first. And last time we did this, we threw some bad interceptions. We came out and started in the second half, just playing absolutely horrendously. Let's not make that be the case today. Pressing on the outside with Travis Hunter. No, they're not, but it's going to be a Tajay Spears run to the corner, and he's going to get a couple of yards out of the deal. He's going to get one. I was so excited about Devin Neal and his speed to really get to the edge and get to the corner here, but it's not going to be the case, as this one not going to be completed out to Tony Pollard. Great coverage by Greenlaw. So it's going to set up a 3rd and 9 early in this half, as we are going to hit this across to Hunter. Hunter not fast enough to outrun Jones there. Jack Jones with 94 speed. So he's going to be able to keep up with Travis Hunter in some of those situations. Just have to see what the coverage is going to set up to be, as it's going to be the Niners starting at the 17. But a lot of zone coverage in the second half. I think man coverage has only led to trials and tribulations for us as they bring men in motion. With Dotson, we're going to have to try to fill, as we will against his linebacker. Have to scrape to the outside. Harold Landry got tucked in there, but it's going to be another flag for them. Another time jumping offside. But here we are going to bring a blitz in the single high look, stretch play outside, as it is going to be Travis Hunter with the TFL. His second one on the day. So he's got 8 tackles. Yeah. And on top of that, he's got 50 yards receiving on a deep ball. This is crazy. I love to see a Deion Sanders type making plays for us. As across the middle, they're going to hit this one in. Bad coverage. Where's Isaiah Simmons? Should have been on the inside. But the drive now will go ahead and continue for the Niners, as they're going to go quick past the outside. We're all over it. Great coverage from Snead. I would say overall holding Brandon Ayuk pretty well so far. Man in motion to the outside. As we're going to be sitting on this here, breaking to the outside. They hit it underneath to McCaffrey. McCaffrey's got a lot of room to run, shoving off a Woozy, but back to the 5 wide, thanks to motion again here. As we're going to be sitting, looking underneath. This is going to be pass underneath to Christian McCaffrey one more time. Snead makes the tackle, but it's another first down for McCaffrey, who's already got 61 yards through the air receiving. We might have to start tagging a backer on him or something, as we do maybe like a zone match play. This is going to be a pass again here, out to the outside. Deebo Samuel burning a Woozy, and it's going to be a touchdown in man-to-man coverage. That corner route had absolutely no chance. And the Niners pick up their 3rd touchdown on the day. Deebo Samuel, his 2nd catch and 2nd touchdown. So now things are going to have to become a little bit more extreme, a little bit more desperate, but there's still a lot of time left in this game. So I don't think we're going to break away from the run just yet. We're not really going to get away from anything. There will be some passes mixed in here, different types of looks, but it will be Spears getting 3 yards, 10 carries for 27 yards. But we still have to be smart with the underneath, especially with this here. But Travis Hunter out to the outside. We just miss him, but there's a flag late. And I think that's Jack Jones getting called with a perfect PI. And so we are going to go ahead and accept this. It's going to give us 16 yards. But in press coverage here again, we're going to see how this rolls. Slant route back inside. Travis Hunter, way to win it against Jack Jones one more time. Just a tough matchup out there. How about running about Fred Warner, though? Running right at Fred Warner up the middle, and he's going to hold us short of the first down. But on 3rd and 1, we're actually going Wildcat here. Tony Pollard coming across. Jet sweep, have to fit this one up and through. Tried to truck at the line, expecting to meet somebody, but no. It's Tony Pollard picking this one up. So the drive will continue. Now 1-on-1 here. We're going to throw this one in the window, and it's caught by Travis Hunter again here. They have Justin Simmons there at a safety spot, but Travis Hunter kind of got left there for a second the way they broke off, and we're going to take advantage. We're going to keep throwing the ball here. Sitting underneath Jake Brinkstall. Jake Brinkstall trying to dive down to the 1-yard line, getting 9, but now to the pass. We're sitting, looking, throwing to the side, and it's almost intercepted. And I can't believe we're going to do this again, but it's going to be another quarterback sneak. Can we get number 2 on the day? No, it's 4th and inches. So can we get it? Or will the Niners defense hold us here? Taysom Hill up the middle, and Taysom Hill has himself a rushing touchdown. Passing touchdowns not to come. Instead, it's going to be some goal line moves here for us to have to push in this score. Bring it back to a 1-score game, running behind Will Hernandez in that offensive line. Good job from Taysom Hill. Do not like him rocking the number 84, though. Might have to change that. And so our offense did exactly what they needed to do. Can our defense do what they need to do here? We're going to be stretching a guy high, way backside here. They have full back in, man in motion coming across, kind of going to a weak formation here, but they will go ahead and still run it out of. And it's going to be Christian McCaffrey getting brought down by Travis Hunter, who continues to have a busy day. But it's going to be one more run here. No, pass to the outside. Quick out with Kittle going down earlier in this game. But Brock Purdy really starting this season well. 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. But it would be great to force one here, at least force a big play. But no, we're heading to the 4th quarter. But it looks like it's going to be a run here on 3rd and 3. We're going to bring some pressure as it's going to be to the outside. We try to hold him up with a Wuze, get him to cut back inside. Instead, it's a very big run that sees Arden Key finally making the tackle. Figured as long as we took the outside shot, we were going to be able to turn him back in eventually. But no, not the case here. More blitzing as they all go play action, rolling outside. They throw this one away. Purdy's just been able to get the ball out so fast in this game. It's really been incredible and impossible for us to get a stop here. So run at the middle this time, finally getting a stop on the running back. But here we're dropping almost everybody out to the outside. In breakers as we're sitting across. It's going to be Travis Hunter. Needs to make this tackle. At least hold him up, and he does. So we take advantage of it, but the ball gets coughed up. Oh, please tell me this is going to be our ball here. Have to take a look at it one more time, but the booth is going to review it. I think it's going to be overturned, as it will be the 49ers ball. 4th and 5. An almost game-changing play there. I wish I saw it one more time, but the Niners going for a field goal here from deep. This kick is going to be up and turning good, but it just means we're going to have to put up another score here. As I see the throwback, we're going to try to go to a Okonkwo one-on-one. He doesn't let it fall in, but again, everybody out here is pressing. And we're going to try to get this rolling, but no. How about Nick Bosa instead beating Smith so quickly off the edge? Will Levis struggling to get up after that one, but we just need to get this here. As we're going to go to the outside, we just miss him. Oh my goodness, if he could have turned upfield, that would have been a great one. And Coach Suggestions is telling me to go for this here, but we're not going to go for this at 4th and 17. That one doesn't make sense there, but we're going to be punting it away. McCreary and Brownlee have to make the play, force the fair catch, but it looks like they're going to already be in shoot clock mode. So they're going to run this ball with McCaffrey here a little bit out to the outside. Good job from Jeffrey Simmons. He's been quiet to start the year so far, but maybe we can get him to make some plays. Almost jumps off sides there, actually. Sitting across the middle, we're rolling with it. They're going to look now, just throwing it out of bounds, but a big 3rd down. Can we get this ball back? Down by 10 in this game. They're going to look now, motioning Christian McCaffrey outside. We're looking, sitting. They're going to dump this one off underneath, and we rally and tackle. And so we did exactly what we needed to do. Force a 3 and out here from this San Francisco team and try to get this ball back. Travis Hunter has about 80 yards receiving on the day. How about a return today? That would be incredible to knock out this day as well. Over 10 tackle, but to start some underneath route. We're going to go ahead and hit this one over to Traylon Burks, only for 2. But if they're in man coverage here, this could really open itself up. As we're going to actually look at this seam. Sit down, Okonkwo, good catch. So this is where we're going to start forcing things. This is where we're going to get things rolling. Backside one-on-one. Hunter winning this one, dropping the football though. A really, really bad drop there as we're going to be sitting, just trying to dump it off, getting hit as we throw. And again, it's press cover. As we're going to hit this to Ridley, and Ridley having one of his first opportunities to catch the football on the year, and he drops it. Great route there. What a great start to the year for him. Oh my goodness, here as we're going to take off with Will Levis. Have to get this 1st down, and we just barely do. So the game's still alive for us, but that could have been very, very bad there. Sitting underneath. We're actually going to go to him here now, and this time he catches the football. This time Calvin Ridley's running away from everybody, but we're going to have to switch it out. We got to get new guys in. Everybody's tired, except for Travis Hunter, though. That man never checks out. Stamina looks good from him. We're going to hit this quick to the outside. A good route there on the sideline. 105 yards in game number 2 for him on 11 targets. That's the problem. The target number is what's my biggest worry. But now look at the other side, maybe Okonkwo. No, Taysom Hill leaking out of the backfield. He's barely going to hold on. We're going to go hurry up. And we're going to look heavily at Tajay Spears here. Can he win this route to the outside? Well, it's a bad throw regardless. But we are in 4-down territory. But we could also take a field goal here and just try to make a stop on defense. But no, it's actually going to be 4th and 1. We're going with Coach Suggestions. They're telling us to go for this ball here. 4th and 1. Sitting underneath. We're going to throw this out to the outside. Good catch from Okonkwo, and we're still alive. Maybe a quick inside slant though from Travis Hunter. So we're going to look, try to throw. We just got to get this ball out of bounds. But 2nd and goal. Sitting again here. Slant route underneath. We're going to hit this Travis Hunter. He's not going to go ahead and get it. We're going to be 3rd and goal at the 2. This is a problem. A lot of time getting taken off here. Can we go ahead and put this one in? Slant route backside, forcing it again. Catching it down at the 1-yard line. And so this is going to be game right here. We need to be able to get this. It's going to be Taysom Hill up the middle. Taysom Hill getting stuck. Oh my goodness. The game was ours. Oh, I felt the momentum all the way. And now we need to stop this Niners team. Maybe a safety, though. Up the middle. Can we make a stop? No. Have to burn a timeout right away. Run again here up the middle. Have to sit on it. Arden Key making the tackle with a lead guy now in Kyle Juszczyk. Makes things a little bit scarier. Man in motion, though, as they're going to run this. Backside, weak side look. We need them to make the play, and they do. Oh, we shouldn't have burned the timeout. Well, it doesn't matter. The 2-minute warning would have came into play in a different manner, but we are not done quite yet. Not out of this game was Travis Hunter on the return. Already 105 and multiple double-digit tackles on the day. As this one up the middle, we're going to start the 50-yard line here. It looks like they're going to let up the underneath real quick as we're going to go to it here. Traylon Burks just get out of bounds. No, he doesn't. But again, sitting. Traylon Burks. No, a bad throw over his head. But let's see what we can do. It's going to be Calvin Ridley. It's a bad throw out to him. And there's a flag now. I don't know who jumped off sides. It's going to be a false start on the offense here. This is the only time we didn't want this to happen. Will Hernandez jumping, but we just need the first down. It's 4th and 9. 4th and 9 is we're going to be rolling out, and we're going to be taking off here. It's going to be Will Levis getting away and getting out of bounds, but they're just giving up the underneath stuff. This is tough here. They're making it very, very difficult. Mods are not fun, but maybe a cross. No, it's a bad sack, and that's actually Trey Hendrickson. I forgot they went out and traded for him. We looked at that earlier on, but Trey Hendrickson coming in is nuts as we're going to try to throw this one in. Great opportunity to catch the football, but even better coverage from Fred Warner. Maybe a screen can open things up. Let some lead blockers get in front here, as we're just going to take it out of bounds, make it 4th and 10. And what we're going to try to do from here is take a field goal. As this one kick is going to be up, maybe turning back in, and just barely good. So from here, we're going to go ahead and take a onside kick. Can't believe that kick fell through. But Stonehouse in to kick this one here. This one is going to be up and recovered by Juwan Jennings, going down. And so that's going to be game. So unbelievably close in week number 2. A much more respectable game across the board with 2 rushing touchdowns on the goal line, but we just couldn't finish it all out as we dropped to the 49ers. And so that leaves us now 2 weeks into the season, 0-2. And look at some of these stat lines here. I just saw this. Alex Highsmith, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries in one game, while Najee Harris ran for 220 yards on the ground. That is insane. I have to go over and check that out real quick. If we go over to the Steelers, head over to schedule. And yes, Kyler Murray is their new quarterback. That's where he ended up going, which, again, wild in its own right. Here, looking at the Pittsburgh Steelers schedule, 48-10 against the Browns. And Kyler Murray didn't have to do anything. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, as Warren ran for 95. Najee ran for 220. That is ridiculous. As Shedeur Sanders looks like he got injured, and he will be injured. 9 weeks on the year, so only 2 starting quarterbacks, or rookie starting quarterbacks left in the NFL. One being Jalen Milroe for the New York Giants, the other being Cam Ward for the Raiders. But rankings right now, where are we sitting? Dead last? No. The Vikings worse than us as we scroll down over here. Offensively, ranked 30th. Defensively, where are we sitting? Maybe top 10, almost top 10, and it's 11. And that's exactly what we did expect. But luckily enough, no injuries so far. Will Levis, a much better game last week than week number 1. The only problem is this week we do have the Houston Texans led by Jalen Petrie, who's out on the defensive side. Dalton Schultz is also out, but it's CJ Stroud absolutely balling out. If I go to the Houston Texans here, they are the best scoring offense, best defense in the league, in between both. Those rush yards, they haven't allowed almost any. This is a wild stat here. Looking at it across the board, very, very good, except for their offensive line. A little bit weak there defensively. Sitting on the other side, weak linebackers and weak secondary because of the injuries that they've sustained. So maybe that's where we can take advantage today. So they should not be the 5th best offense or 5th best defense in the league. And this is crazy. This is the worst spread I have ever seen. 17-point favorites in this game. I have never seen this spread across the board. Look at the other spreads here. Actually, it looks like the New York Jets and the Cleveland Browns a similar spread, but we have a lot against us in this game. But it's going to be Joe Mixon versus Devin Neal. A lot of it is going to be that. But Will Levis needs to finally put it together this week. Last week, we did not have a touchdown thrown nor an interception, so maybe a little bit of a positive here, but we need to make sure anytime we slide, we're a little bit careful with Al-Shahir rolling around in that backfield at the linebacker spot. But CJ Stroud comes out, and we have ourselves another home game here. And to start the day, it will be us kicking this ball off. So we'll get it in the second half, which has been the case every single time this season. Thankfully enough, the one thing we've seen to be good at this season is coin tosses. But this return getting down the field, and CJ Stroud, let's look at his stats on the year so far. So far, 3 touchdowns and no interceptions, 511 yards. But I think the lone zone today is going to be pressure off the edge with some of our safety guys. We do miss that tackle there to start the game, but we saw it in the progression tool. Joe Mixon taking a big jump. Stats do matter, as now they go pitch play to the outside, and we're there to wrap it up, extend it to the edge, and we bring him down there on the edge. Amani Hooker, and that does make it 3rd and 7, and we're going to bring heavy blitz here off the edge. Real quick coming through. They dump it across the middle, and it's going to be caught. Bad look as the drive does continue, but here they go run up the middle again. Joe Mixon trying to get it to the outside. Isaiah Simmons, such a good pickup for us so far, but that's a bad injury. Jeffrey Simmons going down on the interior. The injury bug hasn't really hit us so far this year. So Birch and Ximenez in the middle. Birch is the rookie, so hopefully he can play well as they run this one here again, as it's Gus getting juked out of our shoes there. Joe Mixon eventually getting pushed out of bounds, but Roger McCreary His ankles absolutely snapped on that one. So a rough start, but now another run. Mixing up the middle, this time wrapped up in the interior. But it looks like Jeffrey Simmons will be able to return. So him and a Sweat in the middle need both of them to play well. Landry, Arden Key, so far not doing well in their new position. It's hard to get pressure on a quarterback right now. It's been really struggling for us. This run gets bottled up with Simmons coming back onto the field, and that's going to lead it to be another third down. This time, 39. We're not going to bring blitz. We're going to sit 3rd and 2, and they're going to throw it in the window, and Travis Hunter almost had his first interception on the season, our first interception at all on the year. Unfortunately, not the case, and it's going to be the Texans going for a field goal. But this one's going to be deep for Fairbairn. Can he be the one to put it in for the Texans, get an early lead here, as this one's pushed way off right? And our defense does hold. Travis Hunter, what a play there on 3rd and 9. But coming out today, Devin Neal back in the lineup. First carry of last week, did get injured. So we're going to try to go back to him here. He did have the run at 12 yards. The only problem is that high ankle sprain just really threw a wrench into everything. As we're going to go out now to Tajay Spears, get him out of the backfield. Good juke move here, and he's a 3rd and 4. But Devin Neal got injured again with an ankle bruise. This ankle seems to be giving him a lot of problems here to start the season. But it's 3rd and 4, and we're going to have to try to go for it here. Sitting underneath. Can we get it to him here? Travis Hunter, what a catch, and it's going to be 4th and inches. But at midfield, why not? I love the coaching option here. We're going to run it right up the middle here to pick this one up. And we do with Devin Neal. Breaking through tackles. We're getting far down the field. We just need him to stay healthy here. He's been refusing to stay healthy as he heads into the locker room again here. And so again, we're going to have to win a game without our rookie stud running back. Just problems here as Tajay Spears can't get this spin move to work. We do lose a couple yards here, but here he does come back on the field one more time. As we're going to go now out to Calvin Ridley, quick down the sideline here. Good spin move. Calvin Ridley getting up the field, and we are going to put ourselves in scoring position, it looks like, at the 17. I would just love to see Devin Neal take a carry, and not. Body is made out of fiberglass here. Body is going to get injured here again, maybe. Let's see. Oh, he's getting up willing enough to fight, and so that's a good sign. But now it's 2nd and 9 here. Have to get things rolling here out to the outside. We're going to hit a Devin Neal again, just getting himself out of bounds. 3rd and 5 with Bullock in for the injured Petrie. Kind of going to set us up where we can hit some of these shots here, attack some of the safeties a little bit, as now Crosser's going to come out. And we're going to get this to Travis Hunter, and if Devin Neal could pick up that block, that would have been a touchdown. The first one for Travis Hunter on the year. But Spears comes back in at running back, and we're going to go to it behind Brinkstall here. Can we get this stretch play to work, falling forward? But it's 2nd and goal now. Looking to the air, and it's out to the outside. I see him. Devin Neal, we hit him in the legs, and he's not able to convert that. And so 2 really, really long drives here to start in this game. As we're going to try to go to this slant route, try to force it in. That should be a touchdown, and it is. A little bit of a late call, but Travis Hunter with his first official touchdown as a Tennessee Titan, making it work here. Almost had the interception earlier. Now comes back and gets a slant route touchdown. A hard-fought one here. And Will Levis, in the last 2 games now, we're starting to play a little bit better. Got the jitters out in week number 1. But defensively, can we keep things up? And you see Kenneth Murray coming in a little bit more here. Play action look, because they're going to throw this here. And we have ourselves our first user interception on the season. Kenneth Murray, of all people, getting it in. Read it like a book. Noodle rollout underneath of the tight end. Schultz is out, so they lose the speed there. Did lose Brevin Jordan as well in free agency. Don't really have the speed at that tight end spot. We're able to easily roll underneath of it and nab that interception. That is Cade Stover we jumped underneath of here. I think that's Cade Stover. But if you remember last season, we struggled against this Texas team. We have a really good opportunity now to go up 2 scores here as we're going to test this one. Back of the end zone, and it's caught. Dumped in to Calvin Ridley. Immediately wanted to take a deep shot to the end zone. And I saw Christian Harris one-on-one with Calvin Ridley, in full advantage we did take. Wow, what a catch there, dropping it in. Calvin Ridley only has about 25, 30 yards, maybe 40 on the entire season, and we'll double the amount here in week number 3 off of 1 big catch and a score. So for the first time this season, and maybe for the first time in Titans franchise, we do have such a big lead here to play with, but it is going to be a Titans or going to get to stop on the run here up the middle. But the Texans just haven't been able to run the ball much at all with Joe Mixon. It's been a good job from us being able to stop him here. As a backside slant's going to have Nico Collins getting his first catch on the day. And if you really think of all of our games so far, our secondary has been able to shut down most number 1 receivers. Outside of the Jets game, Garrett Wilson was able to finally get some things rolling. Here's across the middle. We're sitting again, and it's another interception here. Roger McCreary able to get it. Read that one like a book. Good blocking from Travis Hunter, and Roger McCreary is going to have pick number 2 against CJ Stroud. And do we tempt the end zone again? Do we go ahead and do it? Read it like a book. Finally getting some interceptions on the defensive side, and I really feel like we have to. So we are going to go ahead and test one deep shot here. It's actually want to see this one out, but no, we got stuck up. So settling back down now, 2nd and 10. A little bit of a run play here. Devin Neal. We're going to go ahead and go for it. Is they're going to bring pressure. Good job squeaking through. But with Will Levis, I just need him to be a game manager, right? We just need him to be able to make those easy throws here. Good first down picked up. Will Levis, 2 touchdowns already. Then bring in Pratt. Who's running with this running back wheel? Not really anybody, but across the middle, we're going to fire this into Horton, who drops it. Horton did have the only receiving touchdown of the year coming into this game, the rookie. And garbage time minute with Tajay Spears in 2nd and 10. We are going to run this football here again. Take it a little bit to the outside. And we're going to have a good run here. Tajay Spears getting 15, 16 yards down to the 14-yard line. And so I'm really, really happy with Devin Neal. The one thing I also don't like about him is his stamina, as we're going to hit this one underneath. But everything else about him is just so unbelievably good. Play action is going to have us probably finding Taysom Hill here. Instead, no, underneath. It's Ridley, his 2nd touchdown on the day, and we're up 21-0 here in the 2nd quarter. 2 major defensive plays giving our offense short fields to work with, and in a home stadium, a home crowd, finally having something to cheer about for this Titans franchise. And so with CJ Stroud's stats looking like that, 2 of 5, 17 yards, and 2 interceptions. Kind of get ourselves a little bit of a blessing here, but I love this stuff in our a mixed concept here. You see on the one side, we're man. On the other side, zone look here. That should help us out just a little bit. But this is going to have a wide open tight end here. He's going to get 4. And so we'll see how we can fit that into our defensive scheme with some new guys in here. But a run up the middle completely swallowed up by James Williams. But a double team against Tank Dell on 2nd and 12. They're looking to go to the air here. This crosser, we're all over. But they hit the big tight end one more time. And it is Cade Stover actually having himself a day so far. As they're going to go man-to-man coverage here. Throw this one underneath, and pressure does get in to C.J. Stroud. Arden Key off the blitz. The Houston Texans, with just a blow-up game here. But it is going to be Tony Pollard off to return this one. And we're going to let it go, but we're going to try a little bit of a return here. Trying to outrun Al Shahir. 3 passing touchdowns already. Such a good feeling. Peter Skoranek got to get up to that 2nd level here. Hit this block, and that's going to give us a good run to start. And that's something I really want to do in this drive. Just double up to backers. Break open some big runs. Here's another double up the backer. Does work here. We have Devin Neal breaking free. But now a weak side power pull and wrap is not going to work for Tajay Spears. Christian Harris coming down on the tackle. But that is so tempting over there on Hunter. Press man coverage. Not going to work though, as I do see it behind, as we're not going to get this throw in. Traylon Burks was open. And I definitely don't want our drive to stall out here. 3rd and 10. It's worse if we throw an interception. Do something stupid here. But Travis Hunter is so open inside, and it's going to be up to the 45. And with a 2-minute warning looming, we are going to do one more run before we do have to just strike through the air, up the middle, taking a shot. But if we can actually line up, maybe we can actually run this one more time here. We are going to be able to run this one more time. And it's going to be Devin Neal breaking away from everybody here, and we're just going to get out of bounds. Play the 2-minute warning. A late tackle there on him. And the rookie running back finally showing some signs here. Oh, with one high safety here. Press coverage. We're going to hit this one to the outside. At least try in, and that's our interception. Wow. Oh, my goodness. What a bad throw there. It should have been Bo breaking out to the outside. Just not the case. Traylon Burks. And we throw a pick 6 and now let the Houston Texans back into this game. Derek Stingley just running the route for him there. And as a quarterback, this is what I'm seeing here. This break off. Should we have enough space? Yes, I think so, to make this work, but Stingley just slides right underneath for the easiest interception he's ever going to get. But here, this means we just can't throw any interceptions, but we still are going to push the ball. Don't want to get away from anything here. Quick and underneath. It's going to be Calvin Ridley. Good catch to start. He's already got 70 yards on the day so far. Hurry up offense. And I'm going to look for a Okonkwo, maybe on a crosser. Can the big tight end get free? Well, he is going to get free. He's going to be able to take this one out of bounds, so we're happy with that one so far. Pressure up the middle. We are just going to take off instead. And we are just going to go down. Good first down run for Will Levis. But it's one-on-one coverage out to that outside. We're going to roll here. Try to fire this ball into Traylon Burks. It's just not going to be the case. We don't have the arm strength for it, or at least the accuracy for it. We had the arm strength. But now Jake Brinkstool does check in. Maybe the tight end spot we could hit it in, but it's an overthrow. And that's what we're more used to with Will Levis. And I hate to say it that way. We're going to hit this one underneath. At least try to get the first down here. Traylon Burks, way to get it. But if this is press coverage out here, we're going to have a problem. Maybe we could throw it into him here. No, just throw it down. Calvin Ridley in the slot. And we're going to throw a go route up to Horton here. Horton almost able to catch it. I really like him. I think he could be very good for our rosters. We're going to go ahead and actually hit him here up to seam, and he's going to be open. and we are just doing very well on time. In fact, we're going to burn at least one of our timeouts here. But now with two safeties on the outside, if they go cover two, we could split the middle. That's not going to be the case. In fact, we got to get this ball out with pressure coming right at us. But we need a Quanko to get open here to the outside. No, underneath Travis Hunter, though. He's going to be the one that gets open, trying to get this first down, and we're going to burn our second timeout. And this was a big third down play for us early. But could this be a red zone play? If the linebackers do not drop correctly, this could be very good for us. And underneath, we had him. Travis Hunter up the middle. And even though for the first time ever, coach suggestions is actually telling me to go for it, we're going to take the field goal here. We're going to be safe heading into the tunnel. 7-24. That is a very respectable score. Points off turnover, and our defense just holding this Titans team. But I think the Titans are going to allow the Texans to go into halftime as long as we can make a tackle here, as we do finally on Mixon. But that's going to be all she wrote, is now they're going to go hurry up. So is that going to change things up a little bit? No. Yes, they are going to try to throw this football here. Now they're going to dump it off underneath. Good tackle by Simmons, and that's going to take us into the top. Good defense so far. No offensive touchdowns allowed for the #1 offense in the league. But we did talk about it earlier. We start the second half with the football here. This third quarter is going to open up with a Tajay Spears kick return. Could we find ourselves a lane? No. Starting at the 27, though, isn't too bad, as 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 28 pass attempts here in this first half. We're going to settle down in this second half and just really, really try to run this football. But Devin Neal's got 48 on the ground, and we do have 13 or 14 on the ground from Tajay Spears. One other thing we are going to do is implement some play action. Haven't done play action all that much. We're going to start here just with a little bit of a rollout here to Jake Bringstool getting up the field. And Jake Bringstool's got a lot of room to run in the Clemson product. He's going to get himself up to the 39. I think he has serious potential for us in the future. Patching up with a Quanko is going to be huge. As this run up the middle, we're going to get wrapped up after a gain of 3, but 9 carries, 51 yards. Much better than the 2.7 yards per carry that we've been averaging so far from our running backs. But now we're going to follow a Quanko on a plunge dive here up the middle. Coronic, good block there, and we try to find the hole. But now 3rd and 4. We're going to roll quick to the outside. Try to hit this one here. Traylon Burks, what a catch on the sprint out option. Thought maybe we are going to have to turn it upfield, try to turn the wheels and beat the man to the corner, but Traylon Burks with a good catch. I just love how our auto subs have worked so far. Madden doing a really good job with it, giving us a good blend of all of our players. But now out to Devin Neal. Let the man run with the speed here. This spin move almost beating 2, but now one-on-one here. Travis Hunter on a corner route. 1-on-1 is we're going to try testing it in. It's going to hit really easily there against Haddon. And Will Levis, 21 of 32 on the day. And the second half is just starting. Devin Neal on the run again up the middle. We're going to try to take this one to the corner. No, that's not going to work. Spin it back in, though. So things are starting to click for us here. But a weak side run with Spears. Could this be the thing that gets us into the end zone? We've got a little bit of a hole there. We get tackled down at the 1-yard line. But Tajay Spears there did get banged up a little bit. And we're going to try to pass it here on the goal line. Underneath, it's going to be Calvin Ridley for touchdown number 3 for him on the day. Just all of his first 2 games was forgotten about. Maybe he's a key to our offense. If you remember last time as well, last season at the end, we started playing better when we really started to get Calvin Ridley involved. The change we did was move him and play him significantly more in the slot, at least the last 2 weeks. But so far, our offense is playing a whole lot better. 31 points on the board. But here I'm expecting a lot more of a look from the passing game here. Nico Collins underneath getting a little bit with CJ Stroud in at quarterback. And that means Isaiah Simmons and James Williams are going to have themselves a day here. If we can get another interception, at least for one of those two, that'd be great. They started the season playing so unbelievably well as underneath now throwing behind us. But CJ Stroud could be taking off. Can Isaiah Simmons chase him down before the first down? We do. Here we're going to bring a little bit of a blitz. Overload some things with Tank Dell coming in motion. And it is going to be a run here. And we're not able to bottle up Joe Mixon. But with Robert Sala's defense, we're going to bring blitzes from a lot of different places. DJ Reader was a big part of that for the Jets defense for a long time, as well as the safety. I'm forgetting his name, but you do stop Mixon here. Now I'm looking at Cade Stover in the seam. If we could jump on top of his route real quick, maybe we could find some success. No, some underneath routes. They're going to test this one across, and it is going to be a big catch out there. And that's actually the rookie Ballingy getting the catch there. Wow. The tight end, only 66 overall, out split, and he's able to make the catch. As this one up the seam, we get burned. Roger McCreary and Tank Dell has himself a touchdown. So the Houston Texans not out of this game just yet. That is a Diggs. Great job there. We're in cover 3. We should be able to kind of cover that up the seam a little bit there. But Roger McCreary getting burned off the line quick, and bad angle of pursuit from Awuzie. Now we're going to go for a 2-point conversion here. We're bringing blitz. They try to run it, we may be all over it. As they do run it, and we make this stop. Tavondre Sweat in year number 2 What a play from him. So now it's just going to come down to, can we take time off this clock? Can we just really manage the game well from here on out and not make mistakes at all? Well, Devin Neal, we're going to see if we can do that. Will Levis as well. But that really is the Will Levis experience, right? Either he throws for no touchdowns, no interceptions, or 4-0 or 0-4. That really is what we're getting from him, and we've gotten from him so far as a Titan. But I'm all for it, as we just need Ridley to pick up a block here. We could open this one up really well. As no, not the case. That is going to put us to the air here. We're looking at Travis Hunter underneath. He's got the catch, and he's going to get the first down. And that's just going to continue to allow us to take time off the clock as we're inching closer to the fourth quarter. Jake Springstall now, we're asking him to block well. A double team as this hole is going to open up a little bit. 5 yards per carry is still huge, but with nobody on top of our 3 tight ends split out to that right side, can we run well against it? And that answer is absolutely not. Losing a yard. But the fourth quarter has finally, a very good first quarter, set us this game up to just be in our hands heading into the fourth. Can we just finish it off strong here? Checking to a pass play. Underneath, we're going to try to force this into Bringstool, and he's got the catch to make it 4th and 2. Don't like the spot there on the ball, but I love this call here. Go for it. Down from the coaches, and it looks like Ridley's going to be the main read, but it's going to be a Quanquo holding on to it here, going down, and it's another first down, and the clock is still on our side. Chunk play, 3rd down conversion. That's what we need here. Good juke move, and we're going to have Devin Neal getting a first down. No 2nd and inches, but Tony Pollard coming in because Spears is out for the remainder of this game, trying to pick up this first down here. His 2nd carry on the year, and it does convert for a first down late. But I promise you, we're going to be seeing a lot more of him just because injuries are so much more common in modded Madden, and that's just going to be the case here. So the outside, we're bottled up again. That time to Neil Hunter making the play, but here we go to the air, and we just need to be careful because we don't want to throw an interception. It's actually smarter just to take a sack in some of these situations here. And in this situation, we can take a field goal. That's not going to hurt us at all. Just extend our lead out. Is rolling out now. We are going to take this sack from Christian Harris. A good blitz on the play action. And the problem is the wind's 13 miles an hour backwards, and this kick is going to be hanging off left, and we do get the ball back. But in the same sense of the word, we did go ahead and take off 5 minutes from the clock, if not more. 5 or 6 minute drive, and as long as we can get a stop here, this game is all but over. So we're going to be dropping, looking, firing underneath. We are going to try to wrap, but now man cover sitting on it. They're going to throw this one underneath, and that is L'Jarius Sneed getting burned. This Houston team starting to move quick here. They're going to look out to the outside. This one complete to Cade Stover, but there he was inbound. So a big chunk does get taken off. 4:30 left almost here, as they are going to go ahead and pass it one more time. Sitting underneath, looking for the check down one more time as we do rapid tackle. But up the seam is what we really have to worry about here. They burned us on it once. Now to the outside against it. But there's a flag that comes in very late. Isaiah Simmons, what a hit. And this penalty is going to be illegal contact on James Williams. A really late one coming in there. But now Barnes and Dotson check in at linebackers. We'll be sitting up the seam. Kind of a cover 2, but with a flexed out linebacker. We're going to stay in that look one more time. Man in motion, though, bringing the outside, now 5 wide, 3-man rush. Dotson in the middle, looking for anything really quick and underneath. They are going to go ahead and throw. We rally. The same look one more time. Watching tight ends, anything quick and easy underneath. We're sitting on it. A whip route, though, catches us, and it's going to be 1st and goal here. But 1st and goal. Sitting, throwing out to the outside. We're going to meet him at the goal line. Not the case. Nobody was out there, and it's a touchdown for the Texans, cutting this lead just a little bit more. Dameon Pierce able to get in. The man out of Florida, I really thought he was going to be such a big impact for the Texans, but just not really the case. So the score is going to be 20-31. They are going to probably have to go for an onside kick. Down still 2 scores late with 3 minutes left, and they will. So we are going to go with hands team out. So it's going to be Calvin Ridley. Can we rely on him here? Can we not give up anything too crazy? Instead, it's Horton, the rookie, having the wherewithal just to grab it easily, and we just need some first downs. That's all we need here on the ground. Up the middle, Devin Neal not able to find anything. We're going to continue to go to halfback dives up the middle. As Devin Neal almost able to break that one free with Hunter giving chase. They burn their first time out. With it being 3rd and 8, we could go to the air, but we're just not going to. I just don't see any reason. We're going to force them to burn another timeout here. 4th and 5, and here we're kind of in no man's land a little bit. I don't think we have the distance to be able to kick a field goal with 13-mile-an-hour winds against us, and they want me to punt. And I think in this decision, that's actually the smartest move. Try to get them as deep as possible, and we're actually going to take a delay of game just to back us up here a little bit. But actually, I burned a timeout. I think the better decision would be to go for it here, because if we pick this up, we can tank another minute 20 at least off the clock. The only thing we cannot do is throw an interception, but We're going to snap it here. Looking for Traylon Burks. He's open. He just needs to catch it, and we get ourselves a first down. A risky play call there, and now time is really on our side. But they're going to swarm this interior. Guess run every single time. Taysom Hill leading the way. But the cutback lane, enough to open up for Devin Neal. Spin move here, and we get ourselves almost a 100-yard rusher for the first time this year. 91 yards. And with that taking us to the 2-minute warning, we can go ahead and take a knee and win this football game here today. But that stat line was interesting to say the least, and we're going to go over real quick and check it out. First going up to the Tennessee Titans, then over to the schedule, clicking in 31-20 was that final score, but Will Levis, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Finally, we were able to put something together and running the ball over 25 times. That's what's going to help us win football games here. Actually, just total time of possession, we dominated it across the board. And looking at the tackles, we did have Travis Hunter in there getting in a lot of tackles. Unfortunately, he won't appear up here, and we won't get his stats, but we'll make sure it does get in at the end of the season. But I really think the big idea here is keep the throws short as possible. If we do go up to stats, looking at touchdowns, we're not first in the league. Interceptions, we're tied for first, but QBR, we're now in a much better spot. As Gardner Minshew's beating everybody in QBR right now, that is insane. But when it comes to quarterbacks, we are sitting 10th to last. I mean, Tajay Spears is there, so same with TJ Hawkinson. But the one stat category where we just don't see anybody yet is running backs. It's going to be Devin Neal all the way down number 35. So if we want to start creeping our way up in terms of rushing numbers, we're going to need to put some good things together. But Travis Hunter, second in the league in receiving yards, is perfect. The one number we're just really struggling with, though, is the amount of sacks that we are getting. So far, only 2 sacks on the year. That puts us at 32nd in the league. And our defensive line jumped up to number 2. So we have the second best defensive line. We're going to be great against the run. I just don't think we're going to be good against the pass. Our defensive line is not a true sack getter kind of group. But this week we're playing the only team worse than us, and that is going to be the Carolina Panthers, the worst offense in the league. Passing numbers, 27th, rushing 31st, and 5 giveaways on the year. It looks like Bryce Young's in for Baker Mayfield, who's came back to Carolina because it was Tampa Bay Buccaneers not liking his contract. We know we saw him regress at the start of this episode. But other thing, look at injuries. Chuba Hubbard, and they're going to have Jonathan Brooks. Both of them are going to be out on this game. Or in the receiving corps, John Mechie for them is leading the way. He is up to a 76 overall. They did go ahead and get Tyler Boyd, but then there's Xavier Legette here at 79 overall. Rookie, though, Colston Loveland, the best tight end in this draft. He's now up to almost 100 yards on this season. He's going to be somebody we need to watch out for. Tight ends have played well against us so far. But looking at the scouting reports here, rush attempts, they just don't run the ball a lot here. They've been behind in most of their games. That could be the reason why. 2 fumbles on the year already. But third down percentage, only 25%, so we can keep them underneath of that as well. That would be huge. The running back room, not that good. Their wide receiver room, one of the worst. Colston Loveland, the only one really heading up their tight end room with any really success. I think Jatavion Sanders and Colston Loveland together make a really good tight end room, but their offensive line is pretty decent. Defensively, though, one of the worst linebacking and secondary groups. They have that good front 4. They went out and drafted Michael Williams, and he's back from injury for this week, and he's done pretty decent so far. No sacks on the year, 8 tackles. But this is crazy. Look at the rest of the league. It looks like the injury bug has just hit across the board. Geno Smith going down. We know Shedeur Sanders is injured. A couple of big-name quarterbacks there, but a lot of guys in other positions, like Tyrone Tracy, who went up to an 85 overall. He's out. Darius Slayton out for the rest of the season over there. Blake Cashman for the Minnesota Vikings. He's going to be out for the remainder of the year. Tyler Smith and Aubrey Burks. Aubrey Burks took a big jump in the progression pool, but look at, we're only one of 2 teams here with no injury. And sitting in this game today, we're still not actually favorites. The Carolina Panthers are still favorites to win this game. That is ridiculous. 1.5 for them, so hopefully maybe we could flip the script again against Vegas. But I do have one maybe secret move that could help us out here. Heading over to free agents, I did and have been paying attention to this every single week. And look at this right here. Gervin Dexter, 25 years old, out of Florida, actually cut by the Bears thanks to him losing his D-tackle 2 spot, dropped down to D-tackle 3, and they owe him a lot of money. And so he did get released. So we're going to go ahead and sign him to our active roster. I think he could help us out here a little bit on the inside, even more. And he's a big guy, but he's got speed. And because this is what our defensive line room now looks like, I want Birch to still be able to play. And so Jordan Birch is going to be moved out to that right end spot, a little bit different than what he's used to. And that's what he originally drafted him as. So I don't think there's going to be a big concern there. And that means Ali Gay out of LSU. He's going to be the one who's going to have to make the move back down to the practice squad. And because I do want to keep him there, we are going to end up cutting Levi Bell. He's going to be moved off the practice squad to make this move happen. This week, we're going to need Devin Neal to have another good game. You notice every time we get the running game going, the quarterback plays a lot better. Will Levis, we could take him positive in the touchdown to interception ratio today as we are in Carolina, US Bank Stadium. And our greatest skill again is winning the kickoff or winning the coin toss. So Stonehouse starting up this one, as it will be Cedric Gray coming down. We're trying to make a tackle with him. Hasn't got a lot of time yet in year number 2 for his career, but it is going to be Bryce Young coming back out at quarterback. Again, benched to start this season. Baker Mayfield in. Baker Mayfield produced pretty decently, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and then Bryce Young comes in, and he's got 12 of 34. 100 yards and 1 interception. What a bad stat line from him. But in the running back room, they picked up Austin Eckler for this game to come in and play for them. But it is going to be a sack early, and that's what we need. The emphasis today is going to be getting sacks against this offensive line, bringing blitzes in different ways. But a big change is Birch is now going to be coming off the edge instead of Arden Key. We decided to move away from Arden Key for this week here, as they're going to fire this one out to the outside. And it's Eckler making the catch here, going down, making it a 3rd and 2. Travis Hunter couldn't wrap up. So this is a 3rd and 2 early here, and they are going to go play action. Sitting across. We're rolling with it here. They're going to throw this to the sideline, and it's going to be caught again for the first down. Eckler breaking another tackle here, and he's had no action this season to come in and play well. That's the most Austin Eckler thing of all time here. Looking good in the Carolina Panthers uniform, but I need man coverage to work for us as a new running back does check in, as they will go run up the middle. This one kind of opening up, going down eventually. But that's Tutton in there as well now running the ball for them. And so that was the Virginia Tech running back. I thought it was in Tutton. They also have Marcus Carroll out of, I think it is Miami, but I have to check. Maybe Missouri, I think it is. But an injury here for us, as that is a Woozy going down. Looks like a Woozy going down. No, it's Roger McCreary, our slot corner, so Brownlee's going to have to come in. But on 3rd and 2, we're bringing blitz as they go run, and we blitz right into it perfectly. Hooker with the tackle there, and we're going to force a Carolina Panthers field goal. But a torn bicep for Roger McCreary, and that's going to put him out for significant time. And that tackle for loss actually knocked him out of field goal range. What a good play there. Now they're going to have to punt this one away, probably out of the back of the end zone, as this one's going to be absolutely long. And we're going to let it go. Let it bounce inside of the end zone. Do not catch it, please. Oh my goodness. L'Jarius Sneed there scared me, but it's Will Levis coming out. So far, I've been really happy within the last 2 games, throwing the ball well. We've just thrown the ball a lot. Our completion percentage is the only thing that I'm really worried about, but it's different here with our blocking ability. Last week, 70% pass, and I want to be able to continue that here. Starting off, though, Devin Neal, counter run play, opening it up. Okonkwo couldn't get to the Alex Anzalone fast enough. You can always tell where Alex Anzalone is and what team he is. Just look for the guy with the shiniest hair. Why I'm missing high school product and Florida Gator product here is we're going to try Devin Neal on another run, getting about 2 yards, but if this is man coverage, Okonkwo could be open here on the corner route. We're going to test it over to him, and it's knocked down. Good coverage on the outside by Winston Jr., the rookie corner. So with 12-mile-an-hour winds today, we're going to have to punt this one away. Oh my goodness, the weather has never been fair to us so far this season. But now 12, no 13 personnel in, 3 tight end sets. They are motioning one across. That is going to be Colson Loveland. No, instead they are going to go counter run play, but with Terrell Dotson, we try to chase down from behind, eventually do against Austin Eckler. Running a lot of 5-man pressures, I think is going to help us out here today. Now stretch play to the outside, turn it back in, and we do, but it's Austin Eckler still getting up the field. And if you remember his interview last season, he doesn't want to be a cowbell back, but he's going to have to be for the Panthers today. Now another counter run play. This time, thought we should have enough, but Austin Eckler breaks it. Break into the open field. Travis Hunter missing another tackle there. I hope that really doesn't come into a consistent thing, but Tutton now in as they go play action. Sitting across. We're sitting on it. Almost intercepted. But we see Quentin Lake's also going to get some time today with the Roger McCreary injury. I'm okay with that. I really do like Quentin Lake, as they're going to throw this one right over our heads, and it's a good breakup. So a big 3rd and 10. Can we force them to another punt here? We're going cover 3, bringing a little bit of a blitz, as they're going to dump this one off underneath, and we rally and tackle. 4th and 2, but this is go for it situation for them. But they opt not to. So maybe we get a little bit of lucky here. They're going to punt this one deep. It is going to be up and definitely not returnable. We're going to let this one bounce here. Maybe just let it go inside, as it's going to fall into the end zone. So 1st and 10, our second opportunity here, our second pass attempt on the day, is we're going to be looking, sitting, and we're just going to throw this one out of bounds. Nobody there, no reason to force. And so it's slow moving here. We're going to try to run it again, though. Neal looking for the hole. We're going to take it to the outside. And Devin Neal's got breakaway speed. Let me tell you, down the sideline, the biggest run of his career so far. We're inside the 35-yard line, 37-yard line, actually. So that's an absolutely massive play there. Tajay Spears checks in here. Play action now. Sitting across, we're going to dump this one off to Travis Hunter for a couple, but we're going to see Horton check in a lot more. I want to start using Torrey Horton in some of these looks here, like underneath. We're going to throw this out to him, and the big fella catches it. He's 6'4", more of a jump ball type, and if we're not going to see Traylon Burks after this year, I want to see how Torrey Horton can play, and so far played really well. He has, as we're going to be looking out to the outside, just throwing it off to Neal on the sideline, but we're in a chance to strike. End zone maybe here. Is going to be another counter play underneath, getting a couple from Devin Neal. But the first quarter, he's going to be over 0-0 score so far. But this is a big third down that we're going to have to convert. We're going to trust Devin Neal on the inside. Can he go ahead and get it here? And we do get the first down. Hopefully, at least I think we do. 5 carries, 50 yards for him on this drive. We continue now out underneath. See this Doug route underneath. Horton, good catch. And I really want to run some of these stretch plays, but they're pinching everybody on the inside. Maybe we can trust Taysom Hill to pick up this edge guy. But he's so far outside, he kind of turns everything back in. But how about a rushing touchdown here? Devin Neal getting us down the field. The rookie starting to really break out into his own. The first 2 weeks struggled tremendously. The fact that we can open it up now with him is huge. 94 speed, 94 acceleration, taking the top off the secondary with his blazing speed. Before that drive, we had 2 yards of offense. There, we got now 80 yards of offense on 10 plays for that drive. But if we really surprise a lot of teams this season, we do have one of the weakest strengths of schedule, so that's something to consider. We looked at it at the start of the season, but if we're surprising teams, maybe trade for an edge rusher at the halfway point on the season coming down. Man coverage, looking for any inbreakers. We're all over, and that's a sack getting in there. It's T'Vondre Sweat, the second-year man out of Texas. So through our first 3 games, we had 2 sacks in the year. Today, 2 sacks with Jerome Baker getting his second sack on the year. And it's going to be now 2 more with T'Vondre Sweat picking up that one. Offense coming back out. Devin Neal, what a way to run the football today. But now 14 personnel. This is how we're starting off this. We're going to go to the pass play. Sitting underneath, we're going to dump this one off to Taysom Hill. And is he fast enough? He definitely is. Almost breaking a tackle there. I love the jumbo package. I think it's so much fun to run sometimes. We could run QB power out of it. But we're going to take a shot here to Jake Bringstool. Jake Bringstool almost intercepted as the throw was a little bit behind him. Now receiver, you see Tajay Spears checking out there as slot guy. That's going to be interesting, but I see this. Oh my goodness, Travis Hunter. Straight up the line, so unbelievably fast, able to catch and run on that slant. But if Horton picks up this block, we can scrape up to Anzalone. This could be a very good run, as we're going to have to take it to the outside and not get anywhere. But to the air we go here, underneath. We're actually going to dump this one off. Spears, good juke move. Oh my goodness, making Winston look silly. But getting up 14-0 would be huge. That'd be exactly what we need. Is we're going to dump this one off. Now Taysom Hill, not even holding on. But back to that simple play again here. We're going to take a shot back in the end zone. As it's going to be up, almost intercepted again. But we just had too much pressure on us there to really do anything. So we're going to be sitting. We're going to throw this one back in the end zone here. Travis Hunter, we almost had him. That one should have been completed. And so with that, we will just settle for a field goal. Go up 10-0 in this game. Not able to punch in the score. Red zone field goals, never the best thing in the world. But Ryland being able to make those is a great thing, as we do have a 2-score lead. But this Titans team has done really well defensively so far. So they're going to hit this one underneath. Maybe a hit stick. That's not going to work. Austin Eckler getting 9. But underneath now, no. Pitch play to the outside, and we guessed inside run. As this one is the outside, is going to keep this chain turning for them. And soon we're going to have to get out of just the standard 4-3 look. We're going to have to go to more of a nickel look, sub linebacker look, like we've seen a lot this season with Isaiah Simmons. But then again, we have these guys in to stop the run, and we have no way to stop it right now. Tutton to the outside. The Virginia Tech product just burning us there as a rookie. His first major snaps this year. Same with Austin Eckler. It's a whole new running back room for them. But how about the ability to fill here with Jerome Baker? And now with the 2-minute warning being here, this is where we're going to bring Isaiah Simmons, James Williams in. Maybe even run a little bit more man coverage. I also trust Quinton Lake. I think Quinton Lake's going to be perfect in, but it's actually not James Williams. He's not in right now, as they're going to look maybe out to the running back here. Is they're instead going to take a deep shot here. Amani Hooker coming off from across the field, and we're able to pick this one off on Bryce Young. Good block there from Travis Hunter. We're going to get the return all the way out to the 30-yard line. Hooker, what an absolute play to track this one down. Baited Bryce Young into it. He took the deep shot. Can't take the top off 2 deep safeties. Travis Hunter was also running step for step with him. Looking at it one more time. Just an absolute deep bomb here. And they had the tight end open on the outside. Maybe they did have a step on Travis Hunter there, as it was Xavier Legette, but it was Travis Hunter able to run with it. Hooker able to pick it off. But Travis Hunter now, after going step for step, comes back out on offense. And after the turnover, we're going to try a deep shot ourselves here. No, this is bad. And we instead take a sack. I felt it coming all the way. The coverage was good. And so sitting on it here. Passing underneath. We're just going to dump this one off to Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter getting up the field just a little bit, and they're going to burn a timeout. The ability for him to break tackles, I'm finding, is so good for us, but we're looking for a first down. Real quick, I see him, and we have him. Deal. But there's a late flag on the play. Oh, this could so be either a roughing or pass interference, and it is pass interference. What a lucky break there. And so this drive will continue, as there's no high safety help. We're going to test this one-on-one, and we missed the throw out to Travis Hunter again. I think it was Kytrell Clark there in coverage, and if he's the one running corner for them today, we could definitely take advantage. But underneath, we're going to go to Horton. Horton's going to be taking this one all the way out to the outside. Devin Neal, where the blocking from him? We're asking everybody else to block for you, but I think we can catch him slipping here. Just get this first down, burn our first time out. Very casually here, as we're going to hit this one in, and we will go ahead and go down. Burn our first one. Looking at the bottom of the screen, I keep seeing the Browns game pop up, and I feel so bad for that team. Drafted Shedeur Sanders, lost him. Kyle Monagai in because Nick Chubb couldn't recover from the injury that we sustained last season. We have a chance here to put up some more scores. We're going to test Torrey Holton to the outside. I see him. We're on it. Torrey Holton can't hold that one in. Thought Horton was going to have that there, but it's just going to be blitz, and we got to sit on it here. Now rolling out. Can we throw this one underneath? No. 4th and 2, and I do like the play call here. It's not field goal range. We need to go for it. Sitting underneath, it's Travis Hunter again with a nice and easy catch. 4 catches for 51. But now Ridley to the outside. We're going to try, but pressure on us so quick there. But the one thing we need to do now is really start working on sliding protections here. Like this rusher off the left side. We should give ourselves a little bit of help here as we're going to fire this one across the middle. That's going to be intercepted. No, we dropped it. We got so lucky there. Just a bad throw. Now we can go a little bit slower because I do want to pick this one up, but we're going to go quick out to the outside. Traylon Burks, we love your blocking ability here. It's going to be Ridley almost getting the first down. He does. And we're actually going to burn the timeout. And so we go to pass it one more time. Good pickup here. So we're going to hit this crosser in. Horton making his way to the end zone down at the 6. But again here, it's just sliding a little bit. Is underneath. We're going to hit Horton one more time. He's trying to get into the end zone. And we're going to burn our last timeout. We need to take a shot here. Horton, 5 catches, 50 yards on the day. And he's playing so good. 2 rookies coming in. As we're going to take this to the outside. We got him, and we just miss him here for the touchdown. Oh, you're kidding me. But now we're going to go ahead and pass this one here. Scrambling out. As we're going to set our feet, I see him. Travis Hunter in his 2nd touchdown on the year. 17-0 against the worst team in football heading into half. I'll take it. Haven't even seen anything from Michael Williams yet. Doesn't even have a sack against us. The number 2 overall pick in the draft versus the number 1 overall. And it's really the Travis Hunter show here today. Good job in coverage. Outside of the Jets game, wasn't really and hasn't really been tested that much man-to-man. Almost an interception on the year. Doesn't have one quite yet. 2 pass defenses and 2 touchdowns to his name. But in the second half, we're starting with the football. And this is what I've been talking about here. And the one biggest stat line to point at is the fact that in this game, we have not allowed a pass completion in the air longer than 5 yards. That's what's been our biggest benefit here. Our coverage today has been so good from our secondary and our linebackers. I mean, Isaiah Simmons and James Williams, safeties or linebackers. But also the fact we've thrown the ball 27 times already in the first half. So second half, a lot of running the football, breaking things down here is Devin Neal out to the open field. He's up to the 40. But there I did think I saw Travis Hunter go down. So we'll have to check in on that in a second here. Man in motion, though, out to the outside. We're going to go to the air here. Said we were going to stick to the run, but we're going to step up in the pocket here. And we're just going to take off with Will Levis and slide our way down. And yeah, I don't see Travis Hunter. So this will be weird. I'm very, very unsure about the future of this team if we lose him for the remainder of the season or any big significant time. And here it is. Bruised ribs. Injury risk high. We are going to sub him out for the remainder of this game. We may have him still play defense. Maybe we just won't have him play offense a little bit. He's got some good yards already today, but a little bit banged up. As underneath, Ridley wide open here with linebacker in coverage. But man, we are methodical in this one. Taysom Hill doing a great job lead blocking for us. Most dangerous man, and we just hit the open field. And Horton, the one thing I like about him, same with Traylon Burks, his ability to block in the open field. I'm a big proponent that blocking wide receivers are one of the most underutilized tools. Juwan Jennings is the perfect blocking receiver in my mind, and there's a reason why I think he is and deserves as much respect as he does. But that's Michael Williams, I think. Is that Warmer? No, it is Wanham. Wanham's going down with an injury. Michael Williams going to get a little bit more playing time here, it looks like. See him over there, number 97. Staying away from him, Devin Neal, 2nd and 11 on the run here. Breaking free, open field. He's going to get down, making it 3rd and 2 now. And we're just going to take another stretch play here. The stretch plays have been working. Taysom Hill, most dangerous man, now getting the speed to the corner here. It's Neal fighting down inside the 5. 13 carries, 113 yards. The best day of the Rook's career so far. Last week, he had like 22 rushes, I think it was, for 90 yards, but it's our first 100-yard performance. Now, Tajay Spears does check in. We're going to try to run this one in with him, but no, we get wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. That one, Williams there making the play. Is Calvin Ridley goes down with an injury now. Calvin Ridley grabbing his shoulder. We're already going to lose Roger McCreary for looks like a significant time. Another big weapon, but on the other side of the football is going to hurt. 2nd and goal. Maybe another run right at Alex Anzalone here, but he's going to be able to wrap us up, getting to the 4. As he, luckily enough, he just gets muscle cramps, so he's going to come back in, but to the pass we go. Underneath, we're going to go to the outside. Taysom Hill trying to find his way into the end zone, and he's got a rushing touchdown. He's got a receiving touchdown. Paired up with his former offensive coordinator, Dennis Allen. We're still able to utilize the old fella out of BYU in some way. We'll see how we can institute him just a little bit more. Like, I want to put him in the power looks. I want him in on the 14 personnel jumbo package Wildcat looks. I think that'd be fun. But in the first half, hung a goose egg up on the board. And if we can do that again, that would be great. More likely than not, a pass play here. We're sitting on it. Backside throw, though, and it's low. Bryce Young just struggling. We saw last week he went 10-34. Today, it's more of the same from him. And I'm not usually a fan of man coverage, but we've been able to run man coverage today and really have some success. But with Travis Hunter being out, it's actually Jeff Okuda's going to come in because Roger McCreary is also injured, but nobody's following him over here. And you're going to go out to him underneath. It is going to be completed. Okuda, when you come in, you got to be able to follow receivers around. And that's going to have us go back to zone coverage here, because that's the problem with man sometimes. But a run with Austin Eckler here. Simmons can't chase down. We do manage to bring him down eventually, but now maybe blitz. We go right into it here. Eckler just breaking tackles here. The old man making it happen. But the Panthers only had 2 third-down conversions so far on the day. Don't want to make this number 3. We're going to drop on a 3rd and 7. Just hang here across the middle. They go out to the outside, and what a tackle from Jerome Baker. They are no chance of completing that one. And that's going to leave Tutu Atwell back to return this one. Kind of fell in the depth chart a little bit. I thought he was going to be a big free agent signing for us. So just unfortunately not the case with the way that we've seen Torrey Holton play. But we are going to run the football here just a ton. And it's not going to work there to start off this drive. But this may be a run out, scramble out. There's pressure coming. We got to dump this one off to Devin Neal. And if we can get away from Alex Anzalone here, we can get off to the races. Up now almost to the 35 again here. Winston has to track us down. I just love the way we're sitting there with that speed out of the backfield. To get involved in the passing game is huge, as we're going to look for this hole maybe to open up, but just the patience here being a real big virtue when running this football, as this hole's going to open up almost there. But the 4th quarter is here, and we are comfortably in the driver's seat. But it's going to be a flag to start off this 4th quarter, as it looks like we did jump offside. This one is going to get called on Okonkwo, who he's been quiet after week number 2. In fact, Jake Brinkstool and Taysom Hill, both more touchdowns than him here. As pressure on us right away, and we just got to throw this one away. Just a completely botched ability to block. And so it's going to see Stonehouse punting away. He has not been active the last 2 weeks, but 24-0 in this one. Finally, we do it the punt. Corral on the return here. The rookie out of Missouri. But speaking about Missouri draft picks, while Bryce Young's walking out, Luther Burden absolutely balling out for the Bengals here. He's been actually insane. As pressure coming on, Bryce Young looking to the outside. Quentin Lake going for the interception. And we do not get it. No, we do get it with Quentin Lake. What a pick there on the sideline. And there's no way that we're able to make that immaculate catch there. I need to see a replay of that. Tried to time it up. Tried to get to the sideline. Switch in front. And oh my goodness. What a catch. And again, we're just going to try to run this football. Take this to the end of the game here. Out to the outside. Devin Neal, good speed, getting out, up, but just switching it over to their side. Another stretch play here. It's going to be Tajay Spears this time. And as we're doing this, I'm really starting to see the difference between the 2 running backs here. Devin Neal just has that extra pop off the line. We're able to run those stretch plays well and cut up well. Is this speed here, just like that, getting us a first. But from here, it's just going to be all about running out clock. And we're going to take it to the end of the game. Before I take it to the end screen, we actually got a safety. And I was just playing the game out, getting it all done. But it was a holding call inside of the end zone here as we punted them and pinned them back. And so it looks like we're going to get a good opportunity here to try to return one. Oh my goodness. So 26-0 is going to be the final score, pending any big return here from Tajay Spears. But this was just our best win here as the clock strikes 0, 26-0. I think we handed the ball off close to almost 40 times. Dominated time of possession. Panthers only converted maybe 2 third downs all game long. And Will Levis played very, very consistent. Again, no turnovers. And that's what helps us win. Especially in the beginning of the game. Especially when like turnovers cannot happen. Like, yes, at the end of the Houston Texans game, we got a little overzealous. Maybe made a bad pick. So from 0-2 to now 2-2, where does that put us in the standings? I think that's where we need to go first. And still dead last in the AFC South. Net points still -4 even after that. But if we go over up to rankings, right, our defense sitting number 1 is perfect. That's what we needed. That's what I really thought was going to be the key for us. Offensively, still sitting at rank number 22. So there's things that can be improved. But if you really look at the grand scheme of things, the fact that our defense can help us is going to carry us in a lot of games. Like Houston Texans, one of the most explosive offenses. If our defense can play well, it's going to keep us in every single game here. In terms of power rankings in total, where are we looking right now? Across the board, I'm looking for the Titans, and it still has us as the 27th best team. So they still do not show any love for us. Granted, yes, we beat the Panthers. That's one of the worst teams here. The Houston Texans, they're up here at number 8, but they're maybe calling that a fluke game. But we do have some roster news. Injury to Roger McCreary, torn bicep. He's going to be missing 9 games. So that's going to place him on the IR. But with that being said, we also lost 2 players off of our practice squad. Kenneth Gainwell and Ali Gay, both guys picked up. Ali Gay by the Dolphins. I think Kenneth Gainwell got picked up actually by the Patriots here. Yes, they did sign Kenneth Gainwell off of our practice squad. And they brought in Clyde Edwards-Helaire as well. Did they lose that many running backs? Yes. Tajay Brooks, groin tear, out. The Ramondre Stevenson, back strain. He's going to be out for this week. So their roster, a big, big shakeup there. They've been killed by the injury bug. So Kenneth Gainwell's going to have a chance to get some playing time there. Good for him. But I do want to add a running back to our practice squad here. I like Izzy Abakanada. I really like Sean Tucker, but we're actually going to pick up Dwayne McBride. I think Dwayne McBride's probably one of the better choices, but we already have Tyrion Davis-Price there. So we run with 2. Yes, the answer is yes for me, but we can't practice squad steal. So we're going to jump over to the free agency and pick up an older guy. And I think it's going to be Darrington Evans, because in case there's another injury too, Darrington Evans can be a really good returner out of App State, Sunbelt man. But this is something that really does confuse me. I mean, Roger McCreary, yes, we need to replace him. We don't really have to. Like, we can move a Woozy down and pick up a safety instead, like pick up Ronnie to come back and play in that spot, or even let Isaiah Simmons play back there. But with that being said, in terms of a zone guy, I really like Riley Moss. He's more of a zone corner. This man coverage is atrocious, and this is going to be the point where I'm actually going to make him a safety, move a Woozy back down to corner for the time being. So we're going to bring him onto the roster. And so our experiment is really going to be 5 just defensive backs across the field at all times. But with Riley Moss picked up, this is what our defense is going to look like. Riley's going to slide in at corner number 3. Brownlee's going to take a dive. Jeff Okuda bump down to number 5. Our safety grouping is not going to change all that much. I may swap out Quinn Lake for Riley Moss here, but Melifonwu just hasn't got any playing time. He's actually the same overall as Amani Hooker. And with Amani Hooker maybe hitting free agency coming up, as he is our number 1 free agent, we're also going to lose Melifonwu. So we need to decide maybe one of these guys we keep, one of them we don't keep. But Amani Hooker's not worth $10 million. It's as simple as that. But now Gervin Dexter, Roger McCreary, a lot of our defensive backs are going to go ahead and hit free agency. But with one more spot on our practice squad, we do and should pick up one more guy, anybody that we need and could elevate here. And there are some rookies here that we could maybe take a look at. I do like Tyler Scott, though, at Cincinnati. He came in the league, I think, just a little bit too young. But Theo Wise was not drafted. Actually, not selected at all, really. We're going to go ahead and bring him in to our practice squad. So now we're all set, but we do have the opportunity to pick up one more guy. And that's because I've been sitting on 2 kickers because I was a little bit worried. Lucas Havsrek, he is going to be on our roster, but he's not going to be anymore. We're going to cut him, move on from him, and that's going to open up one more roster spot. And it's going to allow us to elevate somebody. And I do like Ronnie Johnson, but I feel like we have a lot of weapons already. And I think I want to go after an edge rusher. I want to bring another edge rusher onto the team here. And looking around at everybody available, I went through maybe 10, 15, 20 different players. I think the one guy that's going to fit better than anybody is going to be Dante Fowler, out of Florida, 2015 draft pick. We just need to bring in somebody that's going to help us get sacked, especially in 4-man pressures, moving him down to the right end spot. He's going to get a chance to get after the quarterback a little bit. Oshane Ximenez too. Arden Key, he's going to be falling off a little bit. We just haven't got anywhere from him. Looking at his stats so far, you see it here, half a sack in week number 1. Just no pressures onto the quarterback. No nothing, really. More of a run stopper type, but smaller speed rusher and Dante Fowler. We're really just going to try to get to the quarterback a little bit better. Look at the stat differences. They're actually not that different, but the speed off the edge maybe could help out a little bit. Oshane Ximenez, I think him could also get a little bit of love. But on the other side, Harold Landry, his finesse moves at 82. Get to the quarterback. That's what we do need. Or else I may start playing Gervin Dexter out there. He's 313, 312, but at the end of the day, it's the speed. He's got the speed enough to get to the quarterback. Even Simmons maybe moved out there. But with that being said, this is going to be our new defense. Dante Fowler Jr. rushing off the side here. Dodson, Jerome Baker, Kenneth Murray, no changes there. We already looked at the safety spots. This week, though, playing the Indianapolis Colts. And the Colts are 7.5-point favorites in this game. Nobody is rooting for us at all. Rushing yards per game, they're averaging 162 on the ground. Third down conversions much better than we are. We are 10 of 13 already on fourth down. Red zone efficiency about the same. Defensively, though, rushing yards, we only allow 63 yards per game, 168 passing yards. The turnover differential right in the middle. But it's a division rival game, and it looks like they already made a big trade on the season, bringing in Wyatt Teller at that guard spot, number 82, filling in for Will Freed, but they're weak on the tackle spots. Interior offensive line is very, very good. Josh Downs up to a 91 overall. They did lose Michael Pittman. You see it over here. He is pulled groin. Charlie's out and Ram, but Jonathan Taylor, 375. Anthony Richardson, 140. James Conner and Michael Carter, both of those guys coming over. James Conner started off with a different team. Forget which team that was, but they also brought in Tyler Warren at tight end. If you remember, we had the opportunity to get him. He's up to a 75. I still think we did good. I think we did good with our draft pick, but the scouting report on this team is really their offense is good. Very, very good. Looking across the board, nothing really that stands out to me in terms of is really, really bad and worth attacking, but again, it's another team with a bad linebacker group and bad secondary, so that's maybe where we can take a little bit of advantage. James Pierce is going to be the man we have to watch out for today. Last year, they drafted Leon Latu, so two really good defensive linemen. The young guys in with Grover Stewart and DeForest Buckner there in the middle. At corner, Jalen Jones up to a 78 overall. Geno Stone behind him, the former Bengal. But here they do allow almost 245 passing yards a game. So that's what we're going to have to go. That is what we're going to do. And they allow the least amount of red zone touchdowns and red zone trips. And so at Lucas Oil Stadium for this one, home of the Big Ten National Championship game and, well, the Indianapolis Colts, our division rival. Can we play well today? No interceptions is the goal, as always with Will Levis. Play clean football. Everything else will fall into place as long as we do that. But today, more about stopping this Colts rushing attack. 163 average on the ground is insane, but it looks like we have not lost a kickoff yet. Again, it's going to be a kick deep from us, as it's going to be Stonehouse booting it away. Colts back to receive, as this one will be caught by Dublin here. Dublin on the return here. We're going to be able to make the tackle easily. Good field position for us to start coming out of the 25. Richardson in the passing game. We haven't talked about that a whole lot here leading up to this game, but he is sitting at 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Not bad. Only 713 through the air, which that's expected. Much more of a running quarterback. We're going to see some new edge rushers in, some new guys on the defensive line here. Dodson, we're going to be sitting man on man with this tight end here as they do go to the air. Sitting across, we're rolling with it. They're going to throw it behind, and that's almost intercepted as it is intercepted. Bouncing off 2 different players here. Amani Hooker able to get it. What a play from Travis Hunter to start this day. Oh my goodness, off one, off another. Finally, the trip drill ends up working. We were in really good coverage there. Travis Hunter, even better coverage, able to jump up, knock that one down off of us from Terrell Dodson, and Hooker able to fall on it here, just tipping up and eventually pushed down by Dodson as our top defense in the league continues to produce. What a start here as we get the ball at midfield. Only one play into the game, and we are sitting pretty. Now, I want to take a deep shot, but we are going to go to the run. Devin Neal's been playing really well on the ground for us. So we're going to try to hit this hole. But like I said, if we could just win the turnover battle, we will win this football game here. Now, to the outside, a late flag here is we're going to let this block get set. It's going to be Calvin Ridley juking away from everybody. The stick work, slowly getting it working with modded Madden here as there is a late penalty. It's going to be a hold. So it's going to be coming back, unfortunately. Will Hernandez, the one being called in. Will Hernandez, great pickup. If I were to look at all of our pickups over this offseason, outside of Travis Hunter and Devin Neal, I'd put Will Hernandez at number 3. Our offensive line is taking such a big step forward. Granted, we're still allowing some sacks off the edge, but no more pressure right up the middle. And that's been a big thing for us, is now it's going to be 3rd and 15. And I think the goal here is just going to get into field goal. Maybe can we get ourselves in? Well, it's going to be 1st down, really, now that we're looking at it. But I'm going to take a shot here. Up and over the top here. This one not going to work into Jalen Jones in coverage on Travis Hunter. And so the penalty really spirals off anything we were going to try to do. But Stonehouse in to punt this one away. And we drop an absolute dime. Brownlee has to come down and cover it, as we do cover it inside of the 5-yard line. And so after it's all said and done, we hit the reset button on the game here. Starting back at the 5-yard line for the Indianapolis Colts, they're going to go to a run up the middle. Jonathan Taylor looking for a hole, spinning out of one, and finally brought down. But man coverage is going to be tough today to run, especially with the running quarterback. Defensive back's eye is going to be turned around at the receiver, so we really have to be smart about it here. Is this one, ball gets out quick, but pressure gets in even quicker. But with Awuzie now coming in, playing slot corner It's going to be interesting as they're going to be running across, but he's going to be running away now down the field for the first down, and that's where we need to put on spies. But now run here. Jonathan Taylor, James Williams, maybe the only man that can match him today in size, but it's going to be a lot of QB spy coming out. Good run again on the bottle up from a woozy filling in, and so only rushing 3 here, leaving 1 as a QB spy. They're going to go quick to the outside. It's a bad throw, and still our pass defense just playing so unbelievably well. Have an interception. I don't think we've allowed a reception yet, have we? It's Travis Hunter on the return. It's nice to see that superstar logo now around him as he's able to get up the field a bit, as the injury bug still has not hit us yet. Fingers crossed. Yes, we lost Roger Curry for 9 games, but I looked. Some other teams already have 12, 15 guys sitting in the injured pool. I'm motioning out Devin Neal now. Linebacker going out with him. No safety goes out with him. We're going to hit this quick to the outside. Bad throw to Horton, but with 6 in the box, we're going to try to run against that. 6 against 5. We just need to scrape off to work, and it just doesn't work. We go down, lose a yard. Blackman went down there, a little bit banged up. Maybe we could use that to our advantage. Zone coverage, though, more than likely coming out here, as it is going to be zone coverage. We're going to sit underneath, give this one off to Devin Neal. Devin Neal trying to get up the field. 4th and 2. So again, another punt. Stonehouse. This one, another dime drop. Punting in Madden is so difficult, but the fact we're getting it to work is great. Down in the Colts at the 5-yard line one more time. But look at the bottom of the screen. The Jets 4-1. Breece Hall 192, 2 touchdowns. Actually insane as they go now run. Jonathan Taylor wrapped up again here. Slow moving for him here today. Williams man on man against Jonathan Taylor. Now another run play, as it is going to be Tavondre Sweat making it happen. 5 carries, 5 yards. But no, James Williams goes down. Jerome Baker's going to have to come in at other sub linebacker. And we're going to ask Jerome Baker for the hardest task in his first snap out at sub linebacker. Go QB spy, as they're going to go pass play out to the outside. Maybe pass across the middle, and we get guys stuck up, but it's still a ball in that doesn't get caught. And so in the field position battle, we are still just winning. And it's good to see James Williams back out. Pectoral strain. He should be good for the remainder of this game, unless he does get banged up here a little bit again. But Travis Hunter getting it up to the 50-yard line is huge. We need to punch in a score on this field position that we're getting. We're going to try it here with a shot. Maybe. But no, we're just going to dump it off instead. Bad throw. It's truly a defensive battle so far. 14 yards to 17 yards. Maybe just bad offensive play, but, I say defensive battle as we get a yard at least with Devin Neal. But double goes on this left side here. Could be interesting as we hit this one up the seam and we miss him. To Calvin Ridley, the ball wasn't even that bad. Between the 2 quarterbacks, 10 pass attempts, only 2 completions. This one finally is going to fall into the end zone. We almost made it work here, but it's going to be the Colts getting the ball to 20. This is where our advantage starts to slip. So I'm a little bit worried about it here as they go run play again. Jonathan Taylor breaking 1 tackle, then getting wrapped up. Tyler Warren there, he went down with an injury. The man out of Penn State should be a Heisman Trophy candidate, in my opinion. But they're going to go run again with Jonathan Taylor. They run for 163 for a reason. It's because they just consistently beat down teams. But 3rd and 4, we're bringing blitz. Getting it underneath. It is going to be caught, and the tight end's going to have a lot of room to run here, breaking through 2 tackles. And finally, they're able to get something to Josh Oliver coming over in free agency. Backside, Harold Landry in QB spy. They go counter play. This one wrapped up again, and the quarter's gone. Over. 0-0 scores. Still defensive matchup as we've seen, and we're just consistently leaving QB spies out there as they do go maybe run play here. We fill in, try to hold them short, force another 3rd down, but now maybe run play here. It's a trap play, and it's going to open up for another 1st down for this Colts team. 9 carries, 21 yards. The Colts just dominating time of possession here. Man in motion, Simmons up. It's going to be another run play here. No play action. Finally go to something different. They're going to test this one to the outside. A woozy with the interception. And we're going to try to take this one back. Going down at the 10-yard line. That's 2 picks on the day. Or 2nd interception on the day already. 4th one for Anthony Richardson. And we really need to start putting things together here. It's as simple as that. Underneath. We're going to go quick. It's going to be Ridley with the catch. We're now 3 of 7 on the day. I'm getting a little worried because if we need our quarterback to win us a football game, can he do it? Last 2 weeks, we ran the ball really, really well, as this one does get in again to Ridley, and it's just the short completions so far. Now zone coverage, sitting across. I see him open. Tutu Atwell's first catch on the year is not going to happen. Both one-on-one. Travis Hunter versus Jalen Jones. Can we win this? Quick to the outside. Great catch there for a first. And so in the 2nd quarter, that's only our 2nd 1st down on the game. That's the type of day it's been so far. As we're going to be looking underneath, just have to dump this one off smartly to Devin Neal. Do get 9, but I do really love this play here. Kind of treat it like a sprint out right as long as the blocking is held up, because the running back's going to come underneath of us, and we can do a late sprint, try to force this ball in, as it does go to Travis Hunter. Worried there about Geno Stone sitting in prime interception spot, but it all works with a single high safety now. Maybe deep shot. We're going to fake the jet sweep, give this one around, as we're going to test it. Deep ball here. Ridley dropping it in, and that's a touchdown. What a throw from Will Levis. Calvin Ridley leading our team in touchdown catches and yards. Not even close. Travis Hunter's got it, but he's still a weapon when he needs to be. He put the money here on the over for touchdown. Anytime touchdown scorer, Calvin Ridley did hit, and that's the day where he does. So imagine if you put the money on the 3-time touchdown scorer just a couple of weeks ago. We know he's got a love for gambling, spreading that money around, but how about spreading the passing yards, spreading the defense around as we do go up now 7-0 in this game. Good kick from Chad Ryland, but at this point the goal is clear. We just need to get this team to really just force them to pass the football. So we're going to turn Jonathan Taylor, at least try to back in, but he's breaking tackles. Finally, James Williams able to stop him. 10 carries, 18 yards. Cover 3 here. They go pass play, sitting across. We're rolling with it as it's going to be dumped off, and Isaiah Simmons gets gifted the easiest interception of his life because finally the pass rush got there. As Anthony Richardson's down holding his shoulder. We need to see what all happened here. It looks like he's going to be down, grabbing that left shoulder, falling hard on it. But it looks like here they were trying to hit the crossover, dropping with James Williams. No, they were taking a deep shot here. And it's Harold Landry grabbing the hit there on Anthony Richardson. And then Anthony Richardson fashion, that's our 3rd interception on the day here. Sitting, looking. We're going to dump this one off right underneath. Devin Neal, he's going to get a couple. But we just definitely need to punch in a touchdown here. This will be crucial. 2-score lead, 14-0, even close to halftime as our defense continues just to play well. We try to cut that up, lose a yard. But 3rd and 8, picking this one up. We're going to go underneath just to Spears. Spears doesn't get it, and it is going to be a field goal from us. Coach suggestions actually did want me to go for it. I said absolutely not in this one. A 2-score lead heading into the tunnel potentially is so very important, but it is going to be 10-0. Good kick from Ryland once more. It is a PAT type distance. It looks like here Anthony Richardson is back out. And so that's actually good for the Colts to have him back out, but they go play action here. Pressure in, and it's going to complete out to the outside. Oliver with the 2nd biggest catch of the day after the first one being also from him. But L'Jarius Sneed and Travis Hunter have shut down outside of week 1, and we'll keep mentioning that, but shut down number 1 and number 2 receivers. I mean, even Stephon Diggs didn't have that big of a game, but good job there on the inside from Tyrell Dodson. The 2-minute warnings here. They're going to throw the football even more. But we're going double coverage here. On the outside, they throw it out to Jonathan Taylor. Makes the one-handed catch and burns us to the sideline, gets out of bounds. On the other side, we had 2 different double covers going on. And with no high safety, that could have been very, very bad if there was nobody over there to get Jonathan Taylor as well. But we're going to go QB spy here, sitting underneath. They go quick to the outside. It's Josh Downs finally grabbing a catch. But now we're going to get away from the QB spy a little bit. Just focus on the cover. Don't think he's going to be so paranoid, so tempted to run here. Is underneath. They're going to throw it behind us. Almost caught. Dublin can't hold it in. But now his zone blitz. Woozy coming in, maybe? This could potentially work, as it looks like we're going to have a run at the quarterback, but he does get the ball out here. Travis Hunter going for the big hit. He's not able to get it in. Down at the 5, the Colts are. And we've done decent in the red zone. Would love to make a stop here, though. Woozy sitting right underneath Josh Downs. He's the favorite target here, sitting to the outside. Good knockdown. No, it's a touchdown. What a dot thrown in. Melifonwu hasn't got a lot of snaps this year. Try to go for the dive to knock that one down, but it's a Colts touchdown. Josh Downs in. 10-7 here, and we get the ball in the second half. Wow, that one really should have been deflected there. But as we get the ball back here, there is 53 seconds. That's enough time to try to do something. But again, no interceptions. We got to be real smart about this. Like, we're going to drop this one off to Okonkwo getting up the field, burning our first time out early, and one-on-one backside. Could we go to him again here? As we're going to sit this, and he's open, but we just miss him. 3rd and 1. But with nobody in the middle, we have to run this football, at least to pick up the first down. Keep this going here up the middle. Maybe we can find a little bit of a lane. That's actually a great play. Burning our second time out. We're trying to get ourselves into field goal range. Pressure on again here. Up and underneath. We're going to fire this one into Horton. Horton's got the catch, almost turning up the field. And now we go hurry up. Now we have to get on this ball, at least try to push something deep here. 25 seconds left. We get that ball out very nicely here. Rolling out to the outside. Travis Hunter coming back to the football here. And that's going to be a last time out. We're going to take one shot to the end zone. The clock management here is very good. Maybe Matt Eberflus could have hired me. But in our shot to the end zone, we're dialing up for Torrey Holton. Just can't take a sack here. Can't take a sack here. So we're going to fire this one in. And it's intercepted, undercut there by the safety. And that one's not going to work out well for us. Could have put some points on the board. And so a very disappointing missed opportunity, as this one's now probably going to be run the clock out as long as we can make a tackle. Good job from Simmons. And so it's 10-7. We still have the lead in this game. Still a lot of game left to play, though. But in the second half, starting off with the football, Matt Gay kicking this one away, and it will be a Tajay Spears return. Tutu Atwell hasn't really gotten returned much at all this year yet, so we're going to look for the lane, maybe try to get a little overzealous on the cut. But that's an injury going down for the Colts and the linebacker spot. Was that EJ Speed? No, that was Diabo. But in the second half, we need to run the football. Simple as that. We need to be able to establish the run a little bit here. Like squeaking through, what a good run for 9 already. If Peter Skoronski and Will Hernandez can beat DeForest Buckner and the rest of that gang in there, we'll have some success. So we're going to try to run this for the first down at least. But there you saw it. Devin Neal down with an injury. I think you may have saw it, but Devin Neal looked like he was shaken up on the play, grabbing at his left shoulder. So we'll see how this goes here. But this run's going to open up for Spears a little bit. And with Devin Neal, we're averaging over 5 yards per carry. With Spears, not even close to that number. More like 3.6. But Grover Stewart gets hurt here on the play. Maybe the injury bug starting to catch up to us. We will see this one looking, scrambling, floating over. No, we get hit and it's intercepted. Our second pick on the day. Is that Kitty Payne? Oh my goodness. What a athletic play there to tip the ball up. It was Quiddy Payne as this one returned all the way for a touchdown in setting the feet, tipped up off the chest, and he takes and catches his own deflection. What an athletic play. Truly a modded Madden type of play there. Haven't seen that in regular Madden in a minute, but it is going to be up and good from the Colts now. We're going to be playing from behind, and to make it worse, insult to injury, torn labrum for Devin Neal. He'll be out for the remainder of this game. We're going to need to add a running back to the roster because that's a 3-week injury if I do remember correctly. But Tutu Atwell, like I said, finally getting a return. See what we can do with him, opening things up here. Up the middle, not finding a lane, getting basically clothesline. That means Tony Pollard's going to get a lot more time today. But Devin Neal joins a long list of running backs already injured here this season. It's been a tough year for him. He's going to hit this crosser open. Block, please. No. Horton, though, getting up the field at 6'4", the big fella making a run for it. Now the stick concept here. We're going to go window shopping here to the outside. Travis Hunter, what a catch, getting us up the field. Cover 2, that's a cover 2 hole shot there. When the corners pinch down even that much, that's where you can really go at it with arm strength like Will Levis has. We can go after that all day, but this could be a sneaky one. Man in motion, coming across, man coverage. We're going to test this one. Backside here, dropped in, not going to hit. So now to the run we go. Underneath, no, slant route, backside. We're going to hit this one. No, dropped actually. No, caught. Okay, I thought that was going to be a drop from Travis Hunter, but I like when Travis Hunter does move into the slot a little bit. It gives us more ways to connect with him here. Like right now, underneath, he's going to catch this one and just have the opportunity to turn and run. Horton in the end zone here. Up and over the top. The big fella not able to make the catch. We miss him on the throw once more. But Travis Hunter, broken collarbone, will not be able to return for this game. Oh no. A broken collarbone from him. Devin Neal injured. Our rookie draft class is just suffering with injuries here. They're going to be rolling out. Can we go to Okonkwo on the outside? And he misses the catch. So it does make it 3rd and 10 here. Will Levis on 3rd and 10. Can we pick this one up? Rolling out. We're just going to dump it off to Tajay Spears. Try to let an athletic man make a play. But Will Hernandez now even getting injured. Wow, the injury bug starting to really kick in now as it will be a field goal from Ryland. And this one will be up and barely good squeaking through. 13-14. We're down by a point. A ton of our rookies battling injury in this game. But outside of the one drive, our defense has done phenomenally today. Yes, the pick 6, but that shouldn't count against our defense, and it won't count against our defense. The Colts only have 139 yards. We've been able to make plays where we need to as they're going to go pass play, screen pass out behind. Jonathan Taylor's got a lot of room to run. Good job coming down, though, and wrapping up, and this is what I'm worried about. We lose Travis Hunter at the cornerback position. I think that's more important. But Riley Moss is going to get some time as well. And we're going to see Melifon will play a little bit more underneath going. No, out to Jonathan Taylor. Snead has to make the tackle. And if you remember at the end of last season, we had Snead out with an injury. We had Roger McCreary out with an injury. Owuzie out with an injury. That's kind of the feeling that's setting in now. And could set in even more with Hooker going down as well with an injury. But this run, we bottle it up very well. And it's good to see Hooker up to a superstar dev. That came with a good play last week, and he starts it off this week with a pick as well. It's a storyline we really didn't jump into because I don't think it's going to affect things with XP being changed up. But we really had the opportunity to blow up that play there with Jerome Baker. But it's 3rd and 6 here. This has QB run written all over it. It's underneath, maybe. No, sitting. They are going to go out to the outside. But he does almost step out of bounds. That was so unbelievably close there. But Tyler Warren back in the game. He's a superstar. But we're going to need guys like Quinton Lincoln Melifon would really step up. Stretch play to the outside. We get him turned back in. Good job from Harold Landry. But here we're bringing the blitz. Got to watch for Jonathan Taylor going out. but all of our linebackers are coming as they do go run outside. Good job wrapping up. And I don't see Riley Moss stepping on the field. He's going to be still a little bit tired. When guys get picked up from free agency, sometimes it takes a week or two for them to get really ready to play. But there we do enough to force a punt. Back to return now is going to be Tutu Atwell, not Travis Hunter, as they're going to try to pin us very deep. And that is a great punt getting in. It's going to go out about the 12-yard line. No, the 10-yard line. And that's another injury. Kenneth Murray going down. Our defense just taking blow after blow here. But Calvin Ridley goes back to his wide receiver number 1 role. Out to the outside, we're going to hit Horton quick. Miss him, though. He's slow off the break. Geno Stone in coverage. But with 12 seconds remaining in this third quarter, I want to start putting it together. We're going to go quick underneath. It's another bad throw. And with only 2 third-down conversions today, we're going to need to get one now. Motioning out Spears. We're sitting, looking underneath. Can we hit this one in? And we will to Spears, but he will not pick it up. And the fourth quarter is going to start with the Colts taking back over. So sitting out our defense. We just need another stop here. Screenplay out to the outside. It's missed. But here you see Riley Moss is in now on the field. And he's not that good of a zone guy or man guy. So we're going to see a lot of zone out of our team right now, especially with some of the guys injured. It's going to be a big help to us. But sitting out now, tight end screen to Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren getting through one tackle, getting wrapped up before the first. Melifonwu, the one in on that here. But this is a big 3rd and 2. And we bring the heat up the middle and get another stuff right around midfield. Awuzie making the play there. And it'll be another punt. Sanchez is going to be the one banging this ball deep. And Tutu out. We're going to go ahead and let this one bounce here. Kind of step back on it here. They put some backspin on it. Down it inside the 8. And with our running game really not working. Passing game really not all that working. 13-14 the score here. We're going to have to run this football well. At least try to get something to click. But Latu going down with an injury now. The man out of UCLA who could barely play football, almost had to medically retire due to a neck injury, now grabbing his knee. But it's going to be a lot of underneath throws. I think that's going to be a big key to us here, as we're going to dump this one off to Ridley, hit him in the chest, and he doesn't catch it. And that little play there's an absolute game. We needed that one to go our way. Now 3rd and 7. Slant route backside underneath. Horton of all people, the other rookie, stepping up when we need him on a 3rd down is huge. There were concerns when we drafted him about his ready ability with his speed, with his movements. But I'll tell you right now, he's been an absolute beast for us here. Dumping this one off. Good blocking from Calvin Ridley. Spears getting to the sideline, getting out of bounds. But we're going to continue to look to Horton here. If he's going to make it happen, he's going to make it happen. Injuries across the board. Another big catch on a 2nd down. But Peter Skoranek now grabbing his elbow. Our offensive line, it did just take a hit. So going out now, Okonkwo out to the outside. He gets wrapped up by AJ Speed getting out there. Speed is a very, very good linebacker, but 5 minutes left in the game. He is somebody that we can attack because I think our tight ends are just a little bit faster. Now Taysom Hill's because this is how we're going to win. This is how we're going to win. Diming and dunking teams down the field. But with Ridley here, sitting deep, no, underneath, have to get this ball out to Horton. It is going to be 2nd and 10 after we did take this shot. And I think this is cover 2 here. No, backside. We're going to try to get it out. Again, getting hit as we throw Jones over there in coverage. We could have taken advantage of it. This is a big 3rd and 10. Can't ask for a bigger 3rd and 10 in this game here. As underneath, we're going to go to him. Taysom Hill getting the 1st down at the tight end spot. And he keeps this game alive for us here. We just need to get in field goal range. And I'll tell you, we're almost there. One high safety, rotating. No, it's going to be there. So we're going to throw this one up. Traylon Burks out to the outside. Burks got the catch, and we're down at the 4. A beautifully dropped in ball. And with injuries galore, Traylon Burks stepping up here is huge. Sitting out, we're going to dump this one off. Tajay Spears, a little running back angle route in for the touchdown. And late in this game, we have ourselves a lead here. The Tennessee Titans doing enough to make it happen with major injuries to offensive weapons. And if the injury bug is just starting to hit us, I can't imagine what's going to happen after this. But it will be a 2-point try, and we get this in. Looking, sitting, maybe in the window shopping here. Low throw, though, to Horton. And that's going to leave the door open for the Colts here to have a chance in this game. We're going to kick it deep. 14 points on the board for them so far. Only one offensive drive that really went anywhere that we remember earlier in the game. As this one, good tackle from Hooker. But we're going to start out with pressure. Pressure can be our friend here if we can get him off of his game. Quick to the outside. Good play from Melifonwu. And if they want to keep this empty set going, we'll let them. 2nd and 10. Sitting on it. Underneath? No. Maybe looking to run as he takes a deep shot here. Riley Moss coming into the game. Great knockdown there. Can't believe the Broncos let him go. Actually, first sent him down to the practice squad because they did hit on a couple of corner prospects, and he was the odd man out. Really thought he was going to turn into something there, but it's going to be another pass. 3rd and 10. They're going to dump this one off. 3rd and 10 now becomes 4th and 3, but it's an injury. L'Jarius Sneed going down. Oh, no. Both of our starting corners in one game going down is definitely going to hurt us, but they're going to punt this football away. This is not what I would do in this situation. 4th and 2 is one of the better looks you're going to have. as they're going to boot it away. Great blocking from our wings here. And Tutu Atwell's going to have a chance to kind of return this one a little bit. Good juke move there as we're going to get at the 24. And all we need is some first down. And so it's funny, Riley Moss picked up as a third corner, and his first game in is now corner number 1 for us. And we're going to go to the air first. Try to catch him slipping. As it's going to be Taysom Hill again coming up late with a big clutch catch. And the Colts are already starting to burn timeouts. Pressuring this box here. Need the first off the run. Can we get it? No. 3rd and 3. But what if we catch him slipping here? Can we go ahead? At least force him to burn a timeout. Maybe at the very least. As we're going to try for this run. But we do not get it here. 4th and 2. J.C. Latham. He's played really well at that left tackle spot for us. But that one is one we really needed. But it looks like they're going to let this clock run all the way down to the 2-minute warning here. Still give them at least one timeout to play with. The ball's going to be back in their hand. We're really going to put everything into this punt. Really try to boot it away here. Brownlee coming down on coverage. Dublin on the return. He's going to fair catch it. It's now all going to be about sitting in passing lanes and running zone coverage. Man coverage just isn't an option in this game. It's up the seam. Melifonwu. Are you kidding me? We let up that catch there in that situation, and the Colts are going to have themselves a lead in this game. A strike up the seam, and guys who haven't gotten a lot of playing time. That's what we rely on there. And it blows up in our face, and the Colts are going to have to go for a 2-point conversion here. Are you kidding me? Just a seam shot there. All works out. Now they try to run it for the 2-point conversion. We end up stuffing them, it looks like. So we just need a field goal. Have all of our timeouts still. Gay on the kick. It's going to be Spears on the return one more time. A good return here is going to be a difference maker for us. As I see the lane opening up, we're going to take this one all the way out to the outside. Spin move back in, and we're at the 40 already. Only need about 30 yards. And I would say time is almost on our side. Can we make it happen? We're going to go quick out, and we miss a throw. We just need to be smart about this here. Don't be afraid to even take off if we need to. But I see this one into a Okonkwo. Okonkwo is going to get it 3rd and 1. We're going to try to run it for this first down. Minute left in the game. We can play this well. Play it nicely. Good falling forward. We're going to burn our first time out in this game as Calvin Ridley still comes up, grabbing his arm. Oh my goodness. We cannot lose more guys to injury in this game. But I guess this really is a division matchup for a reason. 104 left. We're going to dump this one off. Just shovel it forward to Spears. He's got a couple of yards. Fast forward again to the hurry-up offense. I'm really going to need Tutu Atwell to get open. No, corner route out to the outside underneath. Horton, what a catch here. Now timeout from the Indianapolis Colts. We're in field goal range. We're in a much better spot, and we just need to run the football. Take a field goal. Is Okonkwo now out for this game? Bruce Sternum. Ridley also out. Traylon Burks in. This is just a running situation here. No fumbles. That's the only thing we don't need here. As we're going to try to run it here. Down on the play. And after this run, we are going to go ahead and burn a timeout and take a field goal. Set it up. Good run. The clock is just going to slowly drain its way down. We're going to call a timeout at 3 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3. And that's going to be all she wrote. And so it all comes down to this. Rylan, this kick up and good. No time left. And the Tennessee Titans, we squeeze away a win here against the 3-1 Indianapolis Colts. 2-0 in AFC South play. A great start to the season, jumping up to 3-2 in some shocking wins. Even though the Colts got the play they were looking for, we were able to get into field goal range, barely. Luck able to get it work here. Our defense continues to play astronomically good. Outside of the one big play, they also had a pick six. One good drive against us all game long is crazy. But at 3-2 after that win, we owned the AFC South. Actually, first place. And when was the last time you say the Tennessee Titans were in first place of the AFC South? Well, Ryan Tannehill was probably the quarterback in those days, led by Derrick Henry on the ground. But we do it with net points at -2. But 2 divisional wins is absolutely huge. Against, though, the rankings, where does that put us? All the way down at number 24. Strength of schedule is still killing us. That's going to be the case now for a while. But defensive power rankings, we are number 1. Offensive power ranking, we are sitting at number 20 ranked right now. Looking at our stats, we're doing pretty good. I love the passing yards, rushing yards, 100 yards per game on the dot is huge. Giveaways, we are at 7, but we also have 7 takeaways. But the injury report, that's what we need to focus on right now. Devin Neal out for 6 games. Roger McCreary for 8. Travis Hunter for 9. And so that means we need to bring in some new players to our roster. And to do that, good thing we built up our practice squad for that reason. First things first, I think it's going to be Sky Moore, right? We have to go with Sky Moore, bringing him to our active roster. We're going to go ahead and sign him up. And then at the running back squad, we could go Tyrion Davis-Price. We could also go with Darrington Evans. And I think we are going to go Tyrion Davis-Price. So he's going to be added to the roster as well in the running back spot. But this week we have a very tough matchup, and we're not favored in this one because it is the Cincinnati Bengals, and they're one of the best offenses just best teams in general. They're the ones who took Luther Burden. Luther Burden, top 20 in the league in receiving yards in his rookie year, with Jamar Chase as well, top 20. T. Higgins, the only one that's really taken a step back because of what's gone on here, but still having a good season in his own right. Just weapons across the board on this team. Chase Brown, Amari Hampton, those two going 1 and 2 in the running back room. Do have some injuries, though. Hampton actually out. So that's why the numbers have suffered. They're not double running backed up. Instead, Trent Brown, Jermaine Pratt, Chris Jenkins on the IR for them. Here's their full statistics here. You're looking down. Luther Burden so far balling out. Look at these week number 1 numbers. 113 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns, but they did trade away Trey Hendrickson to the 49ers. We saw him earlier this year. Chris Jenkins was leading the way for them, but their defense, not that good. Here's their full depth chart. Looking at it, Mike Gesicki, Eric All, very, very good offense. We know their offense is all about. Defensively, though, Jordan Battle, Marcus May back there is something we can take advantage of, but Malachi Starks not getting the nod at strong safety is ridiculous to me. They had such a good draft class coming in this year, but in a base 4-3, Jadeveon Clowney in that role doesn't not make sense to me. So hopefully maybe we could take advantage of that in the passing game. Here's their full scouting report. Quarterback room, we know they're good. Running back room, not that good, but they do very well across the board in almost every statistical category. Defensively, though, they do allow a lot of rushing yards and a lot of passing yards. So we can just take advantage of that. One of the worst defenses in the league. Hopefully, maybe we could have another great game from Will Levis, who had over 300 last week. But this season, this is truly our biggest test. 9 touchdowns, 7 interceptions for Will Levis, matching up against Joe Burrow. You see the completion percentage, a big number there. But Joe Burrow coming out, looking a little bit old, a little bit of wrinkled there with a close-up shot. But he's got his offense absolutely cooking. Luther Burden over 300 yards. T. Higgins still a stud. And Jamar Chase obviously is H-I-M. But in a home game here, hopefully we can be kicking off. Let our defense come out first. It's one of the best offenses versus one of the best defenses. And look at this. Here we go. For the first time this season, we are returning to start this. So our offense will be out first, and our offense will be without a whole ton of players here. As it's going to be now on the return. Tutu Atwell getting up, starting at the 25-yard line. Will's got to be able to hand the ball off well to Tajay Spears, who's averaging a little over 3.5 yards per carry. Tony Pollard's going to get a lot more reps in this game today. We lose 500 yards of our offense this year between the injury to Travis Hunter and Devin Neal, 2 rookies really, really suffering here, as it will be Torrey Holton, who's getting a ton of reps today. The rookie is, and hopefully we can make it work, as this crosser heading first to Ridley for the catch. With how bad their defense is, we should be able to run the ball as well. If you remember Steelers franchise, we always had luck running the ball against the Bengals. This time getting up for a good gain of 6 for Spears. But this is where we want to mix things up. 14-man personnel jumbo package. We're going to try to run this one up the middle. We break through 1 tackle, but the ball gets coughed up here. And luckily enough, we fall on it ourselves. A fumble there from Will Levis, and that's why we're not going to be doing it. So we're going to remove that from the playbook immediately, at least when he's in. Taysom Hill, maybe. As we get guys caught up here, just got to throw this one away, and we do lose 3 off of it. But can we convert here? Maybe a slot fade coming out is underneath. We're going to hit Burks, and Burks has got the speed enough to get through, and Burks gets loose through everybody here. Traylon Burks, slower than molasses in January, but at least fast enough to get himself into the end zone. What a play there. Release the sprint for a second to get sticky with it. Jiggling our way through 3 separate defenders. Somehow we come out on top and get ourselves into the end zone. Watch this here. 4 defenders in front of him, and we're just able to kind of split it there for a second. And so Joe Burrow comes out, but bad news bears is will be James Williams out maybe for a little bit here with an injury to start this game on the kickoff. He did go down with an injury, but Chase Brown wrapped up here by Jerome Baker, who's a perfect fill-in for that spot. But Chase Brown, 104 yards last week on 17 carries. He's definitely somebody we're going to have to watch out for. But today, look at this. Double bracketing different receivers today. Luther Burden, number 7 in over there. We're going man-on-man with Mike Gesicki here. Corner route out to the outside, and we are testing it, and we get mossed here. And we have to bring down Mike Gesicki, who breaks through the tackles here. We had great coverage on that ball. And the fact we got mossed is a killer there. But luckily enough, James Williams will be coming back. So I'll have some more speed there in coverage. Moto Uzi playing slot corner on the outside. Will be Riley Moss and Brownlee. But here they're going to go pass quickly inside. We do manage to make the tackle, but honestly, in my mind, I just kept thinking interception. As Dante Fowler, he's going to get a lot more time today, so expect him to sub in for Arden Key. As now they go jet sweep to the outside. We pin it back in, and we do give up the first down. Everything about this game today for me is screaming shootout, as the Bengals do jump off sides. They're going to be put back 5, but after a first down incompletion, second down now gets called, and will be Joe Burrow again looking man in motion coming across. Late snap here as they're going to go screen pass out to the outside, and it's supposed to be a throwback, but a great play there coming in. It's actually Quinn Lake making the play over number 40. And so maybe they got a little too cute with it here. But Simmons, Williams on the inside. Cover 4. We're dropping everybody here. Trying to sit on this look. They throw it underneath, and it's a great play to hold him up. But we got to finish this tackle here. And it will be a Bengals field goal more than likely coming up. As Akuda's in for the block. Evan McPherson in for the kick. It's going to be up and good. But looking at the passing yard leaders this season, Will Levis does sit number 5. We've been a little overzealous. We've passed more than any other team in the NFL so far, and a lot of that's come from dominating the time of possession in most games here. It's been good, solid drives from us. Still, though, in most statistical categories, we are bottom look, as this whip route underneath is going to be completed to Horton, but also we've had to throw away back into a lot of these games. Rushing leaders, we are not up there at all, as Tajay Spears completely wrapped up, but on 3rd and 4, maybe a step up in the pocket type of situation here, as I do get a step up, and we're going to fire it in. Horton with another catch. The rookie coming in for the other rookie is awesome to see. The fact that Horton can come in and make plays when needed is exactly how we're going to be able to win games. Guys just stepping up for us here, as we're going to have to scramble out. Can we fire this one out to Bringstool on the sideline? He's got 5 yards. If you really want to know, that's why I kept Will Levis in. The arm strength for me is second to none from this guy. We can do a lot of good things here with his arm strength. This one underneath fired in again. We already have 100 yards passing in this game, but that's it. The arm strength is going to carry us to eliminate some of these mistakes that we do make, as this one really opened up here. Good juke move to the outside. Spears got himself a first down, one of the longest rushes of the season from him. And now Tony Pollard checks in. Horton need that blocking on the exterior here as we do pitch it out. It's going to be a run there. Horton bad blocking, and we lose a yard. Into the second quarter we go. 10 minutes on the clock as we start fresh here. So far, winning the first quarter. That's all you can do. Win quarter after quarter as this pass is off target. But I like the play design here from Dennis Allen. We have a chance here, but no, pressure on us right away. We get sacked. Maybe taken out of field goal range a little bit. Jadeveon Clowney coming off the edge. And Will Levis struggling to get up. Need him to get up there as Riley. Our second attempt at a 50-yarder this year, as this one will be up and pulled again. Are you kidding me? We were there. You saw the mark in the middle, but this field goal with Madden is tough. 50-yarders have not been our friend. So the Bengals do get decent field position here, starting at the 42-yard line. So they're going to start with a run with Chase Brown up the middle. Chase Brown breaking away from one, trucking through Melifonwu. Melifonwu just eating that shoulder pad there. But mistakes we cannot make, especially against a better team. I would say this is really our true first test on the year. But then again, I think our first true test was that San Francisco 49ers game. Even though some guys were injured, some guys were playing slow. But on 1st and 10, we're bringing blitz again here. Pass play, Dotson getting in. Read it up all the way. It came from the outside in, able to get the sack here. And hopefully that was enough to stifle the drive here, as we're going to go man-on-man against Mugesecki. Kind of drop everybody else here, sitting underneath. As I see it in the window, we almost knocked that ball out. But it's 3rd and 10. Looking at it again here. A long way to go for them still, as they're going to do a whip route here. Inside breakers. They hit this one to the outside, and we do tackle them down to a 4th and 2. But this is go-for-it territory for the Bengals, and it looks like they are going to go for it. And we're going to bring blitz. Getting pressure here would be huge. Isaiah Simmons coming in. We almost jump, as it's going to be quick to the outside and tackled. Maybe short. A good hit from Melifonwu to start, but wrap up. I don't think I've seen him make a tackle yet, but he does a good job bouncing him backwards. Yuseki mad, and we deny the Bengals on a 4th down. And we're going to get the ball similar field position, but reversed here. The Bengals got last time. Sneed way to finish it off. To start off our drive, Spears on the carry. Double team up to backer. That's all we need, is nobody decides to go up to the backer. That run going nowhere. Running the football is just giving us no success so far at all. Man in motion to the outside. Maybe we can go ahead and hit this. Backside throw, and it does work in. Calvin Ridley. So that's going to give us great field position here. Out to the outside. Dumping quick off to Traylon Burks again. Traylon Burks, 2 good catches on the day already for him. But what I thought was going to be a shootout is now maybe turning into just a close game. 7-3. Still haven't let up a touchdown yet. Gets stuffed here on the run. And this Bengals team has just had our number. 3rd and 5. And we're going to try to risk it. Run this football here, as we're going to try to get forward for this 1st down. It's going to be 4th and inches, and that means we're just going to settle for this 40-yarder. Ryland, the kick is going to be up and good. We just can't hit from 50+. We've just struggled to hit from 50+ so far. Riley, not the best kicker in the world, obviously, but getting one here is huge. Now going up 3-10. So with that field goal now, the Bengals take back over, and it's Joe Burrow starting off on the ground. Interesting play design there. They're able to get 5 yards out of the deal, but the clock's going to be ticking down to end this first half here. We have a lead to play with. Our defense still just been so good all day, all year long so far, really, outside of week number 1. We just need a couple more good plays from them here. How about a 3rd and 2? Looking now, they're going to hit this quick to the outside, and it's caught to Luther Burden. So only rushing 3 here with the 2-minute warning starting. It's going to be Jamar Chase kind of running away from everybody down the field to the 50-yard line. There's a little spot route with him allowing to get in. And look at the bottom of the screen, the Bengals beating the Baltimore Ravens here. Is this one to the outside? Chase Brown, good catch out of bounds. NFL season so far has just been weird. Up and down, all rookie quarterbacks struggling. A lot of undefeated teams still in the league, which is just crazy to think about. Is this one underneath? Caught. Good coverage from Owuzie. Man-to-man works on that side, but it's all zone on the one, all man on the other. Looking zig route right into a defender here. Broken tackle on the first down, but now it's going to be cover 2. Looking across, they're going to throw this out to the outside. Again, caught by Burden. But with 44 seconds left, they're going to continue to pass this ball. Underneath, we try to go for it, try to knock it out. T. Higgins got it, but they've only burned through 1 timeout so far here. They're going to continue looking spot concept. We're all over. Oh, we dove accidentally here. Joe Burrow's now going to have the opportunity to run and slide down. I was ready for Burrow to throw it and for us to go right after there. Just not the case, but 5 wide. Sitting underneath here again, sitting the right to the right underneath dig. We just need to hold him out of the end zone. Slant concept. It's a double team over there, and we still can barely make the play, but they are going to spike it down now. 7 seconds left on the clock. Does this mean field goal? Did we do our job? And it looks like we did. Thank goodness here, still holding the Bengals out of the end zone is just a feat all in itself. 6-10 heading into half. But in the second half, finally, we're not receiving the ball first. Instead, it will be the Bengals here. Return up the middle from Cooley. And the Bengals are going to try to go back to work. So far, not very good offensively for them. Joe Burrow hasn't really been able to get it done. They do have 150 yards of total offense, though. Just no touchdowns to show for him. Blitz here starting out. Woozy coming off the edge. Waiting on it, sitting on it. This is a long, drawn-out play, and it's going to be Chase Brown one-on-one, but it's Melifonwu able to make the tackle. But at this point, I'm comfortable. We are running a lot more man-to-man covers than I would have suspected in this game, and so far, it's doing very, very good as they dump this one off again, and it goes for nowhere. 3rd and 17 after they jumped the play before, and so we're just going to drop deep cover 2 here, sitting underneath. Have to be smart about it. As simple as that. They're going to fire it in the window, and it is going to be completed. Wow, in a cover 2, that should have been perfect coverage there as Harold Landry goes down. Arden Key's going to have to come in. And so Arden Key, Dante Fowler, those are our 2 edge rushers here. But how about a fill up the middle? James Williams almost able to do it, but Arden Key does finish it off. A good thing Landry wasn't out for long, as they will now probably go to the air. Just please go to the air. Try to throw the ball downfield, and they just won't. Instead, running it again with Coley. This one getting up to be 3rd and 4. A man in motion here. Nobody's on the big tight end. We're going to fly out with him here. But this stop route led up by Riley Moss. He's going to be completed. 160 yards now for Burrow. And we're asking a lot out of our corners today as they go play action. It's going to be Hooker getting in, and that's a big sack. Also met by Simmons up the middle. Sack number 2 on the day. But they're going to be backed up even more thanks to somebody jumping offside. So it's going to help us out just a bit. But maybe they're going to do something crazy here. No, they just run. And we wrap up 3rd and down 21. Obvious screen pass situation. But we'll double covering Burden and a Chase over there. Playing bracket on them as we're just going to drop middle of the field here across. It's going to be Chase so wide open. Where is everybody running to? Can we turn and run at Joe Burrow? No. Joe Burrow runs away from everybody here. Riley Moss, what was that? You're kidding me. That play was horrible. Bengals having a much easier chance now to get into the end zone. Sitting underneath, stop route, caught again. But it looks like Owuzie broke his thumb. So he's going to be out for the remainder of this game. We lose another corner, another DB. And I knew this was going to start being a problem. Injuries are bound to happen in the NFL. Nothing's pretty. Run to the outside. Chase Brown held up short, 3rd and 1. But a big 3rd and 1. Maybe bring pressure. No, they're going to go pair. Pass out to the outside. It's completed underneath. Looking end zone. Good tackle down. But in striking distance, the Bengals are. Expect another run out from them from Chase Brown. Inside zone. This one up the middle, and it's in. Tavondre Sweat getting beat off the spot very easily as this one in. And good for the Bengals to give them the lead in this game. But that drive was 13 plays, 79 yards, and 7.5 minutes off the clock. So this is what it's going to be now. We have to have another one of those drives ourselves. A 13-10 is the score out to the outside. Spears getting a little bit loose. Good spin move back inside, and that's 10 yards right there. And so we'll go right back to the run. This time, Tony Pollard getting in. He's got a good spin move as well. He gets 3 yards out of it. His first positive rush in a while. But we're going to keep it on the ground here so far. But wow, what a bad blocking situation there. Nowhere to bounce it. Tried to cut it back. That's going to leave us 3rd and 9. Maybe man coverage here, so maybe the screen will not work. We're just going to try to get it out to him. We just have to get ourselves up the field, and Tajay Spears almost there, and he is there, stretched out, and that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. Had to get into the 4th now. We got lucky on that spot, but to the air we go. Open up the 4th here underneath, quick to Horton. Horton's got 5, and I feel like we really lost all of our breakaway, like true breakaway speed here. Like, what about this one across the middle? It's a bad throw, though, so it's another 3rd down that we just have to convert. Sitting on it here. Horton, I see him, and we missed the throw in, so we have to punt it away. Stonehouse, this punt is going to be well inside of the end zone. Not our best work, as this one will fall in, and we just need to get a stop. First sitting. They're going to go play action. Long drawn out one, though. Good tackle. Melifonwu getting a ton of work in this game so far. I don't like Jamar Chase, Riley Moss, to be completely honest with you. But they're going to go another run play here. Turn it back in just a bit. Make that hole empty. And a 3 and out would help us out a lot. Sitting, looking. Dump off maybe. Joe Burrow goes for the dump off, and we're all over it. Forcing a punt is huge in this situation. And, you know, it's bad when L'Jarius Sneed has to come out and play special teams because we have no more defensive backs, no more true corners. So many guys banged up. Tutu Atwell. Can we get it on this return here? No, absolutely not. Sneed, bad blocking. But Taysom Hill to it now, out of the backfield. We're going to go to him quick. He's going to get up in the open field. He's got 5 yards to start our next drive. With him, Jake Bringstool, Josh Wiley. We have a pretty good gang around when it comes to our tight ends. As we have Spears finding a hole there when it looked like there was none. Lead blocking by all of our tight ends. Except for this is an injury here. Is that Peter Skoranek or is that Smith? I couldn't see. And it looks like it is going to be Smith. So Smith out of the game. That means George Fant's going to have to come in. And that's the reason I got Fant. He's a perfect plug-and-play tackle for us as this outside is going to be open. Maybe a spin move back in. No, a good run of 4. But once again, Okonkwo in motion. The outside, we're going to go quick to him here. And he's going to be able to get this first down and get out of bounds. Maybe this is where we can open it up. No true high safety looks. Sit on it. We got to scramble out and we run into a sack. Right away there. Osai getting in. So this cripples any big chances that we were looking for in this game. Out of the backfield, though, we'll drop this one off to Spears. Spears trying to get up the field. Good break off of 1 tackle. Now 3rd and 10. And that makes us a lot more manageable. But we need to convert this here. Jake Bringstool one-on-one backside. No. Can we fire this one in across the middle? What a dot to Tutu Atwell. The ball may or may not have fallen on the ground, but that is such a good throw to force it in. And there's really a chance we could jump up the 4 and 2. As long as we can put in a touchdown here. This run. Looking for the hole. Not going to find it. 4.8 yards per carry for Spears is huge. He's got 10 carries on the day. Looking end zone. No. Underneath. Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard is going to get the first down again. We've really taken off a ton of time with this drive, right? Rolling out, sitting, looking across. Can we just dump this down? My only fear is really stalling out. Can't let that happen. Underneath again, maybe? As we're going to go to him. Ridley not getting the first, but it's 3rd and 4. Looking at Will Levis, a great day from him. Only 5 incompletion. But the 2-minute warning is going to be here. And what I thought, and we all thought was going to be a shootout, maybe the exact opposite. 13-10's the score. Long drives. Not a lot of explosive plays, but on 3rd and 4, we're going to mix it up, try to run for this first down. And we do run for it, and we're short. Oh, no. We're going to tank some time here, and we are just going to take this field goal. It's going to be up and good. 13-13, minute 18 left on the clock. Desmond Ridder, good hold from him. And so it's all going to be put in the hands of our defense. Can we make some plays? Luther Burden on the return here, the rookie. Well, the best wide receiver rookie outside of Travis Hunter, I would say. Our goal is just going to be push it to OT. Sitting underneath. They're going to go 4 verticals, throw it to a corner route that's completed right away. And they're almost in field goal range just like that. Cover 3, you think the corner route, it would be run right into the safety or into the corner dropping over there. Are you kidding me? Just falling in perfectly. And I think they're going to start running. I think they already think that they're in field goal. So we need to bring some blitzes here against them. They are going to try to run it up the middle. Dotson not going to get it. Chase Brown to the outside, breaking a tackle, and he's gone. In field goal range, we got to let him score here, and we do. And so the Bengals in 18 seconds get themselves a score, and they take the lead in this game. When we need to stop our defense, that's the only time we're not clutching up. And so with a minute on the clock, can we punch in a touchdown? Well, this is not going to be on the return. Out of bounds. Will Levis, what can we do? We have all of our timeouts to work with, and if it's man coverage, we could maybe do something here. No, it's not man coverage. We were going to hit this across the middle, and that one goes down quick. We're going to burn our first time out. We need to throw to the sideline. But if you just saw that, Calvin Ridley just left the game with an injury. So now we have to do it even more with no people. Out to the outside. We got Horton, and we miss him. That one should have been nice. Should have been, as John Gruden would call, very, very nicey. But now it's a strip sack, and we just need to fall on it here. We're going to burn our timeout. 4th and 12. A strip sack coming out for the Bengals in that situation hurts us desperately in terms of a comeback. And so this is it. 4th and 12. This is game. Sitting. Blitz coming out, and we get sacked almost immediately. J.C. Latham just letting Jadeveon Clowney have his way there, and that's going to be it. Denied. Look at the blitz. Less than 2 seconds on the clock. He came right off the edge. That's why we need to manage the block so well. The quick swim move there, able to make it happen, and Jadeveon Clowney gives this team a win as we drop now back to even on the season. But sitting now at the bye week number 7, we are 3-3, and we'll jump over to the modern menu in a second. But a big decision that we need to make is what players are we going to start to bring back? And for me, the big ones are some of the secondary guys, Amani Hooker and Roger McCrory. Now, Amani Hooker at 80 overall, would it be worth bringing him back at this point? I think yes. Do I think a 3-year deal? No, I think more of a 2-year deal for him, but Okonkwo, with his speed at tight end, I could see him being very good for us for a couple of years. But Traylon Burks, no. Melifonwu, maybe yes, now at the age of 26. He's the same overall as Hooker, and he's a year younger. So we could do some things there. Riley Moss, giving him a very small deal. But a guy like Dervin Dexter, over the course of 3 years, would that be something worth it? He's only 23 years old. And that would allow us to then move on from Jeffrey Simmons eventually. With Dervin Dexter on the inside, I would say that's also a position that we can go to. And with Skoranek, I'm not going to accept his option, but yes, he is going to be somebody we're definitely going to bring back in the future. But first, starting out, Roger McCrory, we're going to extend him by another year, and he is going to take that offer. And Amani Hooker, sitting at a deal something like this, where it's going to run us about $6 million. We're going to go ahead and go for it, and he is going to come back on a 2-year deal. Now, Okonkwo's a little bit different. I do want to give him a 3-year deal, and we're going to lessen the money just a little bit. And for 3 years, he wants us to bring up the salary number just a bit. With us not interested in Traylon Burks, I really think Horton is a lot better in that position. It's going to let us go over to Melifonwu. And Melifonwu here, he's not interested in coming back. But if we can offer him a 2-year deal instead of this, we get an 80 overall corner, maybe safety type, prototype for very cheap, and we're going to get the deal done. So our secondary is going to remain very good after this season. Riley Moss is another guy here. We could bring him back, and I'm going to offer him a 2-year deal. And if he doesn't make our roster, he's sure as heck going to make our practice squad. With a guy like Arden Key, we could definitely let him walk. He was good in Jacksonville as well, just with the Titans, hasn't been able to get to the quarterback, and that's what we really need him for, as we're going to now make an offer to Gervin Dexter. We're going to start low, and we're going to give him a true rookie deal type. If we do something along the lines of this, will he accept it? You're going to do a little bit more. Well, we picked you up out of free agency, so if you want to return, be my guest. But now over to the mod menu. Through the first 6 games, we're sitting at 10 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That interception number we just need to bring down, but if we take away the one game in week number 1 of 4 interceptions, 1 touchdown, we're 9-3 through 5 games. I'll take that all day long, running the ball. Would love to have Devin Neal get back, but this is where we need to point the attention to. We lost Miles Hilton to a high ankle sprain right at the end of the game. Awuzie will be out with a broken finger. And so the next couple of games, we're going to need to make some moves. We're going to need to pick up some guys. Our roster, we have the ability to pick up at least one player, and it's got to be a defensive back, right? Because if we're looking at corners, we have only 4 healthy on roster. If we go over to safeties, Awuzie's out. Still have 2 and 3 over here. So that's the good thing about Isaiah Simmons. He's a guy we can plug in anywhere. But I do want to bring in at least one more safety. And we're going to bring in a wide receiver as well, only because we did go ahead and lose a guy off of the practice squad. That is Theo Wise. We picked him up last week off the practice squad, assigned him to our team. He now got picked up by the Ravens. And so let's see what corners are available. If we want to go younger guys, there are not a lot here. Maybe we can go practice squad to pick up somebody, but like Andrew Booth would be interesting, but he was a little bit of a bust for the Minnesota Vikings. Thought he was going to be a lot better coming in. Cam Dantzler does the same thing there. Another corner bust for the Vikings. And if you want to continue it on, CJ Henderson, what a bust he was. 2020, for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Darnay Holmes, former New York Giant. Nick McLeod, former New York Giant as well. Duke Shelley. But what about practice squad guys? There's got to be a good practice squad corner maybe hanging out there for us to pick up. Catrell Clark, I do like him. Hodges Tomlinson, drafted by the LA Rams, now over with the Colts at 70 overall. Does he fit our mold? That is the question. What is his zone coverage? 67-71 is not that good. What about Catrell Clark? Same kind of boat. I don't think he fits us very well. Braswell is horrible because we can't even run man-to-man with him. Mello Dotson. What about the rookie coming in? This is what we need. Mello Dotson playing across from Kobe Bryant, the other side throughout his college career. Welcome to the team here. You may earn a starting spot, man, with how your stats are. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. But now to the receivers. I do want to add somebody else to our practice squad. I like Terrence Marshall. Picked out of Carolina, hasn't really produced all that well. I really thought he was going to break out in 2022, but Xavier Hutchins is another guy I do like out of Houston. But Amari Rodgers out of Clemson, just another guy that I think could fit in. Scrolling through, I think we're going to pick up Kavontae Turpin, and I think we're going to add him to our practice squad at 94 speed to be a return man in case we do lose anybody. But that brings us over to talk about the draft class in front of us. Right now, if you remember, we have 2 first-round picks. We have our own, and we have the Jacksonville Jaguars because they want to pick number 33 in the class last year. And they use that if we go up to the draft recap. Pick number 33, Donovan Onwuzurike, and out of Boston College, edge rusher. Hasn't really done much for them this year, but this is what they wasted a first-round pick on. They wanted him and were willing to trade up to get him. And so that sets us up very, very well to have 2 first-round picks. And if we look at the standings here, maybe picking somewhere twice in the middle so far at 3-3, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are 2-3. Expect them to finish up a lot worse, hopefully. But that's definitely going to allow us to maybe go first-round quarterback if we want. And I'm looking at Cade Klubnik. He's one of those guys I do like. But there's Drew Aller, Nico Milana, and Garrett Newsome out of LSU. Newsome, weird that he's the top quarterback in this draft class. I do also like Miller Moss. He's a little bit shorter, though, at 6'2". But if we wanted a speedster, a legit run threat here is going to be Luke Altmaier. And yeah, it says it right here, legit run threat out of Illinois. I've liked him so far. Taylon Green, he's one where it's going to be weird to see at 6'6". Can he get it done? He's big, but if I remember, doesn't have the biggest arm in the world. It does say it here. But if we want more weapons, we could go over to the wide receiver side. Deuce Robinson, Zachariah Branch is a big one. Could play well for us. Or Eugene Wilson there. But if we want a really bigger receiver, Sturvant is very tall. It's 6'2" for a receiver. But also we want to beef up our tight end room. This is a tight end draft class I do really, really like. But if we want a position that we are guaranteed to have success with, it's going to be at the end spots. First things first, Prince Yates, shout out the UConn Dynasty, 6'4", 270. Think he could be good for us. Malachi Lawrence, Mateo Angalele out of Oregon. I really see him as a potential first-round pick for us. I know it says overall rank is about 26. That's where I see him getting taken. I think, though, he's a chance to be better than Warmack. I mean, you remember the progression tool. That matters a lot, too. But Shamar Stewart, a left end over here, out of Texas A&M. And then Roy Williams, the man who took down Notre Dame earlier this season here. And we could look at some of the edge rushers here at the linebacker spots, like Tony Rojas, but I consider him more of a 4-3 type linebacker. If we're looking for edge rushers, I think it's going to come to the left outside linebacker spot. Perkins could be decent. Dominic DeLuca, he's more of a traditional 3-4 linebacker. Damian Wilson, he's really small for his size. Is he more of a traditional? Yes, he is. And that's going to mean Jermaine Alexander. If we wanted to get an edge rusher, maybe that's a guy we do look at. But we need definitely somebody in that left end, right end spot. Harold Landry's not going to be there forever. And maybe another safety. And Caleb Downs is here. And Caleb Downs is easily, in my opinion, already the #1 player in this draft class. But you guys have to let me know who you're interested in. Shaheem Brown, I do really like as well. But I think it's going to be Caleb Downs in a class of his own. A couple good running backs, though. Obviously, Katron Allen, Nicholas Singleton, Penn State fan. The Penn or college version of Sonic and Knuckles over there. CJ Baxter, though, out of Texas, as long as he can recover from injuries. And Jordan James, a little speedster there. Can he get it done? But this is the guy I do like. Caleb Johnson leading the way for Iowa this past season. Malachi Hughes, also very, very good. No Alabama running backs in this draft class. This is interesting here. But if you guys do know, it is Eli Manningham's draft class. Desmond Reed, though, 5'9". He's a late sleeper, too. But that's a lot of what we're looking at right now. At the middle linebacker spot, even if we want to go there, find somebody that could be a next Isaiah Simmons, James Williams type. Maybe we could find him here. Justin Flo, gosh, his high school highlight was something else back in the day. But if we want to create maybe one or two more Isaiah Simmons types on our team, it's really Ben Johnson or Alex Afari. Alex Afari out of Kentucky, Benji Johnson out of Austin Peavy. If we go to free safety, I think we're going to find him here either. There's really nobody over that 6'2" mark. Maybe Jordan Lovett, the other Kentucky safety. But in corners in this draft class, any really tall corners? Didn't even get a chance to check that. Bryce Sock out of Washington is tall. But I'm excited to see with the picks that we do have. Last year, pick number 1, obviously. Then we 3 4th-round picks. Not a lot in between. But I think it's all worked out because Devin Neal's put up great numbers. Torrey Horton's put up great numbers. Birch has gotten some playing time here and some tackles as of late. Jake Brinkstool even getting some yards out of the Clemson man. He's got 5 catches on the year through 6 games. And Miles Hilton, who now just went on to the injured reserve. But yeah, it's a cursed rookie class, but it's time to move past the bye week and on to our last stretch here of this episode before the trade deadline. And that takes us to Jaguars week. Now, the Jacksonville Jaguars, both of our first-round picks are up for a game here as we are actually favored in this game by 5 points. This Jaguars offense has really, really struggled to get anything going this season. They do pass for a lot of yards, though. And it's crazy to see actually Baker Mayfield back in the saddle for the Carolina Panthers here. Actually did win Player of the Week last week. Injury report, though, for this game. And you can see the injuries piling up for a lot of teams here. Look at this. Jacoby Brissett goes down. Jamal Dean, McMillan, Bell, Cansey, Bryce Hall. There is so many injuries to that Buccaneers team. It is crazy, but we're not in any good position too. Travis Etienne, Devin Duvernay, Christian Kirk, Dyson Campbell, Evan Ingram. So this Jacksonville offense is definitely hurting. If we go over here, look at all the injuries. And so Le'Veon Moss is probably going to be the running back for them today. That's who's going to lead the way. It's going to be also Brian Thomas Jr. and Parker Washington, I guess, and Gabe Davis. They don't really have much other looks here. If we go now to their depth chart, this is what they have it as. And you see here, they are definitely struggling across the board. Their offensive line isn't even that good. If we go to the scouting report here, one of the worst wide receiving corps, but one of the worst offensive lines. So something there to take advantage of. Most definitely a rookie in CJ Dupree. Any more rookies? Yes. And Le'Veon Moss. Their offensive line, though, old. And maybe we can take advantage of that too. But you see any big notes? Yes, their third down percentage is very bad, and their ability to get first downs, their offense just doesn't get going. But outside of this team's linebacking core, we are going to have our way, hopefully. Ignosom making the start here out of Ohio State for them. Any picks this year so far? It looks like no. But even Jaron Jones, the other second-year guy, 79 overall, he took a nice little jump up. Does he have any interceptions this year? Yes, 1 against Houston. But on paper, this team's better than us. I mean, 84 overall on both sides of the football, but some of these injuries are a lot for this team. The Tennessee Titans, if you want to see ours again, they are right here, 80 and 83. While we are just a really badly ranked offense, I still think we're putting up good numbers, though. 61.1% completion percentage. Where do we rank among quarterbacks now in quarterback rate? Hopefully not dead last. It's Jackson Darts now, another rookie quarterback, starting to get some starts here in the NFL. And Caleb Williams is still rated as the worst quarterback in the league by a mile. Bryce Young still just horribly struggling. But no, J.J. McCarthy, Cam Ward, even Matthew Stafford and Trevor Lawrence all behind us. But so far this season, we're 2-0 in divisional play. We already beat the Colts. We already beat the Houston Texans. If we can go ahead and grab a win here, starting out the season 3-0 in divisional play, we may be the sneakiest wildcard team of all time in year 1 of this true rebuild. Now, obviously, year number 2, but it's our first full season as we finished out last year in last episode. But I skipped forward, and we skipped forward, and it looks like we lost our ability to get and win coin tosses. So we'll be 2-2 at will, back to return, 3-3 record in now week number 8. Trade deadline looming, and Will Levis coming out onto the field as James Williams goes down holding his shoulder here to start this game. That is very not good, but it's going to be a play action call. We're going to have to try to mix things up a little bit. Running the football with Devin Neal gone has proven to be a little bit tough here. But out to Taysom Hill up the field. Is he going to truck forward? And he does truck through one, but now we jump. So we're going to be moved backwards here just a bit. Jake Brinkstool the one to jump onto this play. I didn't even get a chance to snap the ball off yet. And the Clemson rookie Not happy with that one. So that means we're going to go screenplay here on 2nd and 10. Get Spears out in space. Have to get the ball to him. And we're going to have a lot of room to run here. We're going to take this one back inside, at least guarantee the first down. And I like that Tony Pollard does check. Allen's Hines on the outside. Brinkstool, we're asking a lot of him to make this block, and he does make the block. Enough for us to squeeze it inside. But the more we can run, the better our team is going to do here. Out to Jake Brinkstool. He's got his catch. First down, maybe. No 3rd and inches. But that's a bad injury there. Will Hernandez grabbing at his knee. The injuries continue to pile up for our roster. And this is why depth is the most important thing when building up a team. Next man up mentality. So we're going to hit this out for a first down. A Quanquo, good catch, trying to fight off a tackle. But I would love to look at Horton today, really see if he can develop into a true weapon for us. But underneath instead, we'll take this one to Spears again for his 2nd catch on the day already. But it looks like Will Hernandez, ACL sprain, will not be able to return for this game. So hopefully that won't hold him out for a number of weeks here. But it will be back to the run. Spears up the middle, looking for a hole. He's not going to get the first down. He is going to get it. Now 1 carry, 5 yards. So far, our offense is just clicking on this opening drive here as we get the edge. And it's Tony Pollard running away from everybody here. A good juke move there to break a tackle. And Tony Pollard, welcome to your first major types of carries here this season, making it work. It wasn't even in my plans to really run without anybody, without Tony Pollard at all this season. I thought he was going to be such a big facet of our team as we go out and out of Spears. Spears getting 5 yards, but it looks like it's all worked out well for us so far. But Pollard back in, as now we're going to fake it to him here. Sit across. We have to scramble out. Looking with Will Levis. Do we have the speed to get around? And no, just throw it out. So this is a big 3rd and 6. Have to get this to work here. Scrambling. Try to fire it across our body in. And it will be a field goal. Armstead in on the play. And with 16-mile-an-hour winds today in Nashville, it's going to be tough. But this field goal up and good. 0-3 is the score on our opening drive. But now Trevor Lawrence, 4 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. We already know it. Biggest thing is just, can our depleted secondary play well? And can we get to the quarterback? Those are 2 big questions. We brought in Fowler for that reason. But also running the ball today. Le'Veon Moss, can we hold him up? Good job on the outside there from Harold and Kenneth Murray. But I think we are going to run a lot of man-to-man coverage. I think that's going to be how we're going to get this to work here. Flexing out. No, across the middle. Brian Thomas burning us here. And this has touchdown written all over. Brownlee in coverage got burned. And maybe we can't run man-to-man. Maybe man-to-man's not going to be an option for us much in this game, as this crosser gets the LSU product into the end zone very, very quickly. 7-3 is the score, and we're going to need to rebound here. We went on a very, very long drive while the Jaguars strike in just 3 plays. So our next drive, it's more run plays that we have to really pinch in on because they bring the heat. I really think Andre Cisco is one of the most underrated safeties in the league, so it's going to be tough. We have to watch out for him here today, but we're going to hit this one underneath the Horton. It's this 3rd and 6, and we're going to have to get it rolling here. Nice and easy across the middle. Calvin Ridley's got the catch, and he's got us up to the 40 and pass. And if we could just build out long, sustaining drives consistently, time of possession markers, I am all for it. This run to the outside. Torrey Holton, what good blocking there as we get 8. The thing is, in man-to-man coverage, can we get him open? As Tony Pollard back in now, running back. We may hit him bleeding across our face here as we got to scroll out. Roll out, and we have him. Horton getting up the field here. Good juke move there. Not able to break it, but that's a big first down for the rookie. The only healthy rookie, I think, left on our roster, but with not a lot of time left on the play clock. We got to get this run rolling again. This first down pass isn't going to work, but I like the idea of Ridley one-on-one on the inside there. Up the seam, he could really hit. They're in zone coverage, and it's not going to work. So we're going to hit this one underneath. Horton, good catch again. Now making it 3rd and 5. And the first quarter is almost done and over with. And the Jaguars only have 3 plays to their name so far, but yet they still have the lead, as this is going to be the last one here. Looking to the outside, C. Spears. We're going to hit him. Try to get it to juke back. It is a first down, and it is the second quarter. But for us, nothing changes. And it's just operation getting to the end zone. Long, sustaining drives here. This spin move is so lethal from Tajay Spears. It is beautiful every single time we use it. Both of our running backs now up to 24 yards on the day. But it's nice to see Pollard check back in. Run up the middle one more time. Got to get up here. The cutback lane open, and it's a Tony Pollard rushing touchdown. Tyrion Davis-Price isn't going to get a lot of time with these two running how they are today. We score and get up to a 10-7 ball game. So the Jaguars coming back out here. They're going to start with a run. No pass, and that's a sack. We got pressure in right away there, and that's Birch getting his first career sack. Awesome to see. I know Dante Fowler got banged up a little bit, so it's good to see him coming in there. And he's able to make the play. And so the Jags are going to be playing from behind on the down and distance marker here. Now crosser. We're rolling out. They go out. Bad throw by Trevor Lawrence. And so if we can get them off the field in another 3 plays, that would be a beautiful thing, as we're going to drop with Arden Key out to the outside. It's going to be open. I saw that coming all the way. A slot fade. And it's Brian Thomas running away from everybody again. Finally getting tackled. He's got 129 receiving yards already in this game, thanks to that. But it's a slot fade out off of right side blitz. Oh my goodness there. Who had the deep side? Looks like the corner should have dropped in the overload scene, but it just didn't work. No. Yes, it was supposed to be the corner. And so just a broken coverage. But now there's going to be a flag. They did jump offside, so it's going to move him back 5 yards. They come back out. Play action again here, looking end zone shot. And it's going to be Dotson in coverage. But the tight end does make the catch. And that is going to be Willis, their starter. He's only a 68 overall, but I really don't like Dodson being the one having to run with him. I really just like James Williams and Isaiah Simmons in. Makes life a lot easier. Some in-route breaking routes, though. Trevor Lawrence is scrambling, throws this one away here, and pressure starting to get to the quarterback. Jeffrey Simmons up the middle. Maybe another one. They go run this time. Le'Veon Moss looking end zone. We're able to tackle him. Melifon in a play, but it's an injury. Looks like somebody's slow to get up. That's Dodson slow to get up on this one. And another guy jumping off sides here. That's Turner this time, but it does look like luckily Dodson is going to be okay. So 3rd and goal. They're going to be looking end zone here. Have to be smart about it. Looking across. They're going to take end zone shot, and that's a Quinnen-like interception. His 2nd one on the year. The 4th one for Trevor Lawrence, or 8th one for Trevor Lawrence on the year. And Quinnen-like continues to surprise people in that 2nd slot corner spot, 2nd safety slot, taking advantage of when guys aren't here. Played well last year to earn enough to get re-signed, and he's a little bit of a rising star here in the locker room. Up to a 77 overall thanks to the progression tool. And so I am all over that one here. Long drawn-out play action is what we're going to start out with here. Pressure on us already. We get sacked almost immediately. Josh Hines Allen getting in. So just not the best route there. Is underneath. We're going to go now to Spears. Spears will throw a little bit behind him. So it's going to be 3rd and 12. And if you have Spears in fantasy today, he's getting you 10 points alone just off the reception numbers. PPR. 5 different catches on the day already. Sitting underneath. Can we get this one in? Horton has to break free. Not going to happen. And we're going to punt this ball away. But with winds now kicking up to 16 miles an hour. It's a tough one here. Is this one is going to be fair caught right around? No, it's going to be returned, but Okuda's there to make the tackle. Haven't seen a lot of Okuda yet, but Amani Hooker going down with an injury. Get him off of special teams. Can't have him getting injured there. One of our last true starting defensive backs left as they go run. We filled nicely. It's going to be the Jaguars not getting anywhere. And luckily enough, it's a bruised elbow, so he'll be fine. Just every single time I'm getting one of those messages, it is freaking me out. Jaguars 140 yards. 125 of them came on just 2 plays alone. Is out to the outside. No, they dump it off. And it's going to be Quinnen-Lake trying to run and tackle Le'Veon Moss, who breaks 2 tackles. But 2:40 left here. Pitch play to the outside. Got to turn him back in. And we do. Good job there on the tight end to engage to that block. But we're going to keep bringing weird blitzes here. Now it's going to be Tank Bigsby out on the run. He doesn't get anywhere. Quinnen-Lake in for another good tackle. We're really just a zone team at this point. With Robert Salo's defense not running a lot of man-to-man this year, as we're going to be trying to cover up. Dumped off, yes. Have to rally and tackle, and we do. And it's going to be a Jaguars punt. 136 yards for Brian Thomas already in this first half. But with this punt here, we are going to let it bounce right at the 3-yard line, as it does get us pinned inside of the 5. And we can go for it. We can try to push this football, but we just have to be so unbelievably smart. Like, I think a lot of this is going to be predicated on if we can get a good run here. Out to the outside. Spears looking for a hole. He's not going to find it. And so we might just take this into halftime, because if we try to push this ball at all, it could be very, very bad for us. Another run here. Out to the outside. Spears looking for the first down. Not going to happen. But the Jags not electing to use a timeout. So this is where we can now go to the air. We know this is going to go to halftime no matter what. This crosser coming out is now going to have Traylon Burks getting away. Traylon Burks, now we burn a timeout. So because there is 27 seconds left, I'm going to hit this here. But no, this sack is in. And now we're going to go to half. And that's going to be all she wrote. A bad sack there to end it. But then again, just being smart with the football. Jags start with the ball in the second half. But the time of possession in this game is astronomical at this point. It's going to be Trevor Lawrence with 5 of 8 to start this game, while we are 14 of 17. Brian Thomas is the only one really doing anything for them. And that's the problem with our secondary. 168 passing yards for the Jag in this one already. Moss on the ground, only 2 yards per carry so far. As they do go run here. Up the middle, still just nothing going there for them. That's because we're really just daring teams to pass. I mean, we're stacking the box so heavily here, bringing so many mismanaged blitz. It's just working out so far. But off the edge, can we get more and more in? No, this one dumped off. Melifonwu on Moss. As we do hit him, but he breaks through this one. Williams has to get him out of bounds. With our linebackers now want to bring blitz. But no, there's a new quarterback in. Who was that? That was not Trevor Lawrence. And it looks like Trevor Lawrence took a shot there, and he's going to be out for the remainder of this game. So they already lost James Houston earlier. So in steps in Mike White. And this isn't the first time this season we've had a quarterback go down on us. But it's Mike White here today. Is this one dumped off? We bring pressure right away. That's an easy sack, and that's what I want to do. Fluster him here now as Arden Key gets in on the play. But our strength of schedule is just blessing us as this is one of the hardest games we're playing. I'm all for it here. Now some slant concepts and maybe another sack. Is this one thrown out of bounds and would only get better if we could block a punt? And we're going to try to block this punt here. Coming in, not going to happen. 2-2 Atwell. We are going to take this one with a fair catch. Now this game is rightfully in our hands with the quarterback being out. Obviously, you know, you hate to see a quarterback get injured, but we have Calvin Ridley now running down the sideline. Calvin Ridley getting away from everybody. That's a big play here to start for him. Yes, we don't have Devin Neal. Yes, we don't have Travis Hunter. Calvin Ridley's playing well, man. He bet the over on this game, but now we go back to the Spears on the play for the hole. We're trying to be smooth up the middle here. What a run from Spears. Breaking through. If only the acceleration, we would have been gone. But our way to wiggle is so good with the sticks. And I'm not a B-masher. You see it. We're hitting some other buttons here, especially that Traylon Burks run last game. We're just being patient here with the run, getting ourselves to the outside, and we're able to push our way in almost to the end zone. But that's an injury there. Quanquo getting kneed in the face as he's down with an injury. Why don't you kick him while he's down? We're looking to put this one in here. Touchdown, sitting underneath, scrambling out, sack up the middle. So quick on us here. So Bruce Jordan for Quanquo is going to bring in Jake Bringstool to start a game for us at tight end. Excited to see what Jake Bringstool do. You want to do a fade route. Backside here. One-on-one. Up. Intercepted. And there's a flag though late. I wonder what this call is going to be. Hopefully roughing the passer. Personal foul, and we got lucky. Very, very lucky. Eric Armstead. It's going to be our ball now, and that gets completely wiped off the board. What a play. Now sitting, looking. Again, we're going to throw this one underneath into Traylon Burks down at the 1. We're still looking to pass this one into the end zone. Scrambling, looking, continuing to scramble here. Coming across, Horton in, touchdown. Did not step out of bounds. Thought he did. Was afraid to go to him at first. But we get the Colorado State man in for the score here. Torrey Holton, what a play. And he's rocking number 14. May have to change that. I just realized his college number. But I'm very, very excited for his development. We will see him definitely turn into a centerpiece. Or this may just be a one-hit wonder season for him. Thanks to taking advantage of all the injuries and our depleted wide receiver. So with Mike White still in a quarterback, obviously Lawrence out for the remainder of this game. We just need to continue to play well. They go run play here. Quinn and Lake, we're not able to wrap up. Birch is there behind us, and the rookie continues to step up for us in this game. But here we're bringing 5. Terrell Dodson off the edge, and they go run backside. Baker we're able to fill. We're setting up this for an all-out blitz here. 6 on 5. Pressure coming in. He just throws it out of bounds, and we drew it up perfectly. Brownlee a little bit better outside of the one big play led up to Brian Thomas. But this game is just all ours in week number 8. And when you're playing a bad quarterback and a hurt team, you got to take advantage in the NFL when these happen. We're going to hit this spin, but it's not going to work with Atwell. And I thought Atwell was going to be that guy to really step in, but no, it's not the case. Instead, we've seen other guys play decent. Even Bringstool. What about Josh Wiley here? Even Wiley may be able to come open as we're scrambling across. Instead, dumping it off, but it's a low throw. But I do just love throwing the football here. This slant route's going to open up again, and this time he's gone. Corner got caught up, and it's Ridley off to the races down the sideline and finally gets pushed out. But with the Jaguars having big plays, it's about time we got one of our own. And look at the change of pace for Will Levis. 18 of 22, 215 and a touchdown. If I were to go back and show you our week 1 gameplay versus now, we figured it out, man. The mod's proving tough, but we're making it happen. 3-3 on this season. Maybe not quick out. No, I'm looking. You're not going to see anybody. We're going to try to throw it out. But that's Trayvon Walker. And that was my biggest fear with drafting a guy like Michael Williams, is that he was going to be a Trayvon Walker part 2. Just a very forgettable first-round pick, and I didn't want that to be the case. I think Travis Hunter did work out well when he was healthy. It's crazy to see. Maybe health will be a problem. Maybe Travis Hunter will turn out to be a bust. Those questions hopefully not going to get answered just yet. It's a good route coming out from Spears. We're now going to go down. Devin Lloyd in coverage getting burned on the whip, but it's crazy to see Horton, wide receiver number 2. He's 6'4". Can we test him deep one time? No. We're scrolling out. And we're going to dump this off to Wiley, the 3rd string, now 4th string tight end on the season. Bringstool stealing his job, puts us the 1. We're going QB draw here. Straight up the middle. Can we get it in? And we will. Will Levis, what a play. Rushing touchdown, 24-7. And with Lawrence going down, we just put the foot on our gas. Did not come out right, but you get the message here. Doing well and taking advantage of situations. But as long as we can hold the Jaguars scoreless in this drive, this game should be ours. Down by 17, the Jaguars are. Screen pass, though. Le'Veon Moss getting free, and our run defense has just bottled up Moss all day long. I don't know if it's going to be like that forever, but take advantage of it when you can. Really, Tavondre Sweat, Simmons in the middle, and then Gervin Dexter when we need him. Like, that is just perfect. But now we're going to go pass, only rush 3. They give it out to the outside. Again, caught rally tackle. Quinton Lake, way to get out there. But they're starting to go hurry up in this game. We're dropping behind heads here, rolling with it, and they're going for a deep shot. Hooker just play knockdown here, and that's all we need. 4th and 8. An interception there would have been cool, but not needed. And sometimes you have to play that way. Sometimes you have to play smarter than your opponents. In on the block, not going to get it. Tutu Atwell on the return. He's just going to take a fair catch, and we're really starting to churn this clock. Our offensive line is good. Can we just run behind them here? Looking for the hole, and we are going to hit the hole. And hit it through out to the outside. Good spin move, almost breaking free. But we stayed in bounds. And Tajay Spears on 8 carries, 75 yards. Spears continues to impress. Well, we have 335 yards on the day. But now Sonny Pollard's turned to the outside, and we have the speed to get there as well up the field, and we got 9, maybe 10. It's now 395. Finally, our offense clicked, but can we get this first down? We look for it here up the field. Good job again. Cisco laying the boom, and that's the only thing we can't have happen. No fumbles at all are allowed. Taysom Hill now leading the way on this one. As we got to hit this up and in, and if we didn't bounce off of our own blocker, that could have been a much bigger play. As Taysom Hill gets a little bit banged up. So that leaves only 2 tight ends left on the roster. So Wiley and Bringstool both in. 1 fullback, 1 is at the tight end spot. And we got ourselves down the field enough for up to the 35-ish. And Pollard, to me, has just proved that he still got it. We can still run the football with him, more than likely. And Spears proves to me that he's not a bust. I really thought Spears was a problem after the last couple of games. His yards per carry, as the guy we traded the pick for comes in for the tackle. So pick number 33 on Zarike in there on the tackle. We just abuse and use him. We need one guy to scrape off. No, Devin Lloyd. Hard to get around him, but it is going to be 3rd and 9. Have to pick this one up. We're going to set our feet, fire this ball in, and just miss him. Wiley in. So from 50, we're going to attempt a field goal. 16-mile-an-hour winds backward, as this one is going to be off again here. It is so hard to hit a 50-yarder. 0 for 3 for Ryland on this year. Kicking is just not easy, and now we're just going to dare the Jaguars to try to throw against our defense. Sitting in, just dump off, as it's going to be an easy hit from Quinton Lake, and we're not going to check out of anything that we're running here. Okuda sitting on it. Any sort of quicks outs? No, they hit it underneath. It's weird to see Okuda out on the field for us. I wasn't expecting to see him at all, but another dump off right underneath, with Williams leaving, Baker in the middle, and they're going to throw this one out to the outside. A good tackle for loss, and that's Quinton Lake again. What a play from him. What a day from him, to be exact. Is they're going to go across the field? Maybe. We're sitting on this here. As they're going to eventually throw it out. And this game is really all but over here. We're bringing pressure at the middle. Get to the quarterback already, and he just whips it out, as even Dotson comes in, our new pickup. But this is truly the game. Sitting on it here. Man coverage, some zone coverage looks. Mike White scrambling. Mike White trying to get it off as he throws it past the line of scrimmage, it looks like. But we do walk away with a win here today against the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're going to take this time to 0 with this good deny here. Our defense continues to be the best in the nation.